into their favor. He's isolated. His teammate's far away. Good flash, not a great follow-up though. And now Koi have a 2 versus 1.
It's not going to last long either. Shados is immediately able to catch the man. Unfortunately, there was a minor piece of timing there that could have been all the difference, and that was Whalers breaks the trip, and literally half a second later, the knife takes away all abilities of the two players. Obviously, it's just luck with timing, but they would have had absolutely no idea he was there if it wasn't for that exact moment. Even still, though, again, it looks like the read from Gentlemates was pretty much spot on, but camo, just camo. Like, being able to get 3 kills here, obviously he got teams traded out, and then this battle between Thayaz and Grabinho is a little bit more awkward. Kadavra again though, he's looking to make plays on this Omen. It's not just sitting pretty, not just holding those sites. He wants to be in the thick of it.
Grabinho is in an interesting spot, to say the least. Sat inside the one-way smoke, waiting for someone, and it's funny looking at the map, that space is entirely open. It's been given up by mates. They're holding mid and B, leaving A for their opponents. Don't see that too often.
I'm doing it for all of you guys. I'm not really paying attention to the game very much. I'm not going to pay attention to it very much.
You
guys have to let me know if something exciting happens. But I'm here for you, and letting you earn points.
Again, these aggressive positions have been taken by mates. The steps will definitely have been heard by Kadavra.
I'll make sure to leak some audio too, so you know I'm playing.
Information over to Takas, who is just waiting. It's not the prettiest, but he gets the job done. We'll be able to back out of there, and now Kadavra strikes. That's the spike on the ground.
He's got a tough decision though. Holding the spike, you know the full force of your enemy is going to come towards you. It might not scare him back, but it will plenty of other players.
You guys can hear the game and shit, right?
Team close by.
Everything's
It is Kata against the world in this round. Make no mistake, and he will not find success. 3 versus 4. One man lost is not the end of the world. And with 20 seconds on the clock, a move needs to be made. The push out of mates for extra space, almost punished. But Starzo can't get
that. The casters and all that, like, this is all good.
Maybe if there were kills there, they could rushed it down,
but
even then I struggle to find the success.
You guys earn your points.
I think in the last 20 seconds they'd already made the decision.
I'm more interested in the Fnatic game. I probably might pay attention to that a little more, but
round for Koi, really.
It's all right.
The fact that it was so aggressive, they had no idea that Kadavra had made that play, and again, maybe he could have fallen back, whatever, but it was just the fact that he catches the spike. That was the main difference maker. And also the plays he's been making have allowed for a lot of early rotations, whether it be him controlling that A site or the push up middle. That's been allowing, say, Takas to switch up his spots, to have those stacks on the other side of the map. And again, I feel like that's something that Koi now have to realize, okay, this guy's pushing us, this guy's taking control. We need to deal with him.
I think it's the exact reason we didn't see him fall back too. He waited and then peeked out to see, is the spike gone? Do they take it and shift away? And then you can have that early rotation to the A site. And lots of early aggression put through. Hunter's Fury not finding the target's elbow, still under the control of Kadavra. That's been a big problem so far. He backs off a little bit, gives them some space while the fight goes down on short. Ult used by Takas, and ultimately not looking to get too aggressive. They want Koi to step into their trap so they can take them down with the crossfires, but
Vi's the one that said they wanted this open, but I ain't seeing them in here.
Well, feed into the late round. The only problem I have, Tom, is that they don't even have traps on the other side of the map. At this point in their head, especially after last round, these players could be anywhere.
It's the last 2 rounds. You had Whalers as well, pushing all the way up. So I think that they're definitely going to have to spend a lot of time just checking for this aggression. And I'm liking the fact that mates are not just going to sit there and wait. They're not going to go, okay, they're being patient, so we'll just sit there. No, they go looking for information once again. A TP, I assume that's going to attempt to go into the backlines. It's bold, and it has been stuck. The thing is, just look at where Kata is already. He is watching and waiting, but he doesn't win the fight.
A rare win in a duel against Kata when he knows where you
are.
Grabinho now the man behind enemy lines, causing even more problems. He's down to 24 HP. It's an easy kill. He might just have bought enough time by slowing down those rotations. Whalers and the tank fall. That's a wall bang through the market. Huge round from Shados. And with those 2 kills, that might be it done. For mates to go back into this, they risk their weaponry. They've got credits for the next on most players. But the chances in this 2v4, especially on this map, B-site post-plant, it is so difficult to get back in there, even when you're neck and neck on numbers.
Be pretty surprised. Financially, if they keep these 2 guns, they'll be able to buy into the next round without any problems at all. And
welcome people.
Like a lot of what
I
their
guess
game plan is
I
at
don't
the
know
moment is
where
just being able to
if people
take
even
so
up
much
this
information
early.
on one
If
side
people
of
even
the
want to
map
watch
that
this game,
they're able to put themselves.
I guess they're all in for
again,
Fnatic.
Though, right? You have to
I'll be
highlight
honest.
Grabinho. He was the disruptor. He was the main thing that made all of this fall apart because you had the aggressive positions on A, you had a deep hold on that B site ready and waiting, and then someone TPs into your spawn. And I think obviously that kill goes the other way. And well, I think maybe the round does as well, but instead they had to spend time dealing with that, and then Shados, yeah, that second shot's just disgusting. He's someone as well who has had a massive uptick in, more so towards what we expect from him. Because this is a guy that you think back to the Gambit days, like, okay, maybe he wasn't given the same hype at times as someone like Nats, but you think about high impact moments, I think you'd struggle to find anyone with better moments than Shados.
Nice flare to this attack side from Koi. I didn't even realize when Grabinho went for that ult towards the spawn, he was 59 HP. It's ambitious to do it on 150, but and even committed to the
should I just put the
right
Fnatic
afterwards.
prediction up right now? Let people bet on that
Right
real early.
Camo.
People want to gamble on the next this one.
Koi seem to be moving in the direction of A,
The
which
MA
is
versus
where the rotations are
versus Koi. Do people want to gamble on that? People just want to gamble in general.
I'm not sure the Koi are going to fully send that. You know, we usually don't see that much utility around B. Now they've got their trap, they've got their cam, and Shados is constantly watching it for somebody pushing up. I feel like they are at least leaving the door open for going back, maybe even trying to sell the fake to mates.
They've been very patient throughout this game so far.
Oh, it's going to be A.
Waiting for mistakes to be made, waiting for fights to be taken, and it does seem like Camo, in most cases, has been player to take that initial engagement. The problem though is that there's still utility to play with. They can still be patient here. 25 seconds left. This battle is going to end up being everything. Both players now forced into an awkward corner.
Oh, that nade makes it so much more awkward. Good job by Bayas to find one. Takgas puts up the fast lane and almost gets a duel out of it. But with 12 seconds left, the fight swing Koi's way and the plant is going to be secured. A tough spam to try to find
it.
No
you know what? I'll just put the Fnatic game up.
About to fall
I don't think people
really
really care about this game, and I think people want to give them a lot of time to bet on the Fnatic game.
Hiding inside the smoke. Well, that's one way to handle it, I suppose.
KC map
wasn't even off the tracers. Just blind
FNC.
fire. That will make the decision for Whalers. We're not going for this one. Time to carry the weapon forward. But before, we were debating about it in the 2v4, but this time there's just not credits enough to
show me what that looks like.
Throw a rifle away for a 1v3 attempt.
No. And Koi, again, like, I am impressed with how sort of comfortable they seem to be getting into those late round scenarios. Like, a lot of teams, you get to that, like, 15, 20 seconds marker, and you're looking at panic. But it doesn't seem to be that way. Like, Camo taking the initial fights, the trades being effective, even when like a player is dropped along the way. I think the more panicky team, even though they had the time on their side, actually looked like mates there. Like, two players jumping into that same corner off the flash. Like,
I'm waiting for this person who said all in.
Hello,
Fnatic is
and it was more reactive, I guess, when they're trying to fight back into that round. For that matter, they're going to take themselves the pause and, well, the first pause for the newly crowned coach.
Yeah, the first chance for Mad C to have some words with mates. Of course, wishing a speedy recovery over to existence. By the statement they made, it seems like we'll see him back on the stage eventually. But there's big boots to fill, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I don't see, actually I do see a lot of papers. I can't see how thick that stack is though. We'll have to make a comparison later on.
Yeah, it's interesting as well because I think
we got 16K.
Credit
you know what?
So be it. Was picking out those
That's
counters, picking
not
up
a lot,
the things your opponents
but
are doing.
I'm happy that you're going all in.
Gentlemates will dearly miss within this server. Coming into matches, I think
people lack commitment nowadays.
When we spoke to Emil,
they're too busy hoarding their
that
stock.
Guy comes in with papers, so sometimes we'll try and throw
like, oh, I don't want to bet all my money.
Just to make sure that
I
he
might
doesn't have the
lose
read
it.
Yeah. And in this game, at least,
well, look at me. I bet 10 million and I lost it all. So you're not wrong that you might lose it all, but you're also being a baby.
Even when they have the read, even when they have the players in the right place, a lot of the times players like Camo are just hard
lose it all.
Like, this guy's stats for the last few weeks have been insane.
Yeah. Oh, there's a fire lit under this guy for sure. I mean, even in the state where playoffs isn't on the line anymore, you can still show yourself off. Never know unless you... Oh, sorry. We're playoffs are down to a very, very small chance.
There you go. They're not out.
They're not out. They're not out.
Hey, you were literally... If this was Liquid, you'd be like, oh, they're still in. They're still going. Like, literally, you did do that. And what happened? Did they made it. They made playoffs.
They made it. You got damn right.
Yeah.
If you have 1,000 and you bet all in, you're doing better than the guy that has $1 million and bets 100K. You know, that's all I'm saying.
It's not 5%.
That guy is only betting 10%. You're betting 100%, and I like that commitment.
Big play on mid, lighter weapons. They tried to make it work, but, well, I think the results speak for themselves. That is a cleanup of the pistols, and
50K all in, better than the 100K from $1 million
two
earner.
Players holding you. That is kind of the result I expect.
But the thing
Show
is
me what's up.
Like
Show me that you're putting all your money down.
But they didn't pop, did
You're not putting all your money down. Are you really gambling your huge bucks? You're not. You're making a safe investment.
The other players were blinded, and I didn't hear a flash. So maybe they just decided to go for the sheer element of surprise, but Koi were not surprised. No.
Well, there's something to be saved there at least. Whoop. There we go. There we go.
See, I was about to say,
that's not be going on. Thank you very much. Well, shame on you. Here, let me give you an experience you're not going to get from anybody else real quick.
As well. I mean, there's just no need.
Wait, what's the command for this?
I was talking to him about that earlier as well. I said, you know, it was split back in the day, and that look that overcame his eyes of just the trauma.
Did it match the roulette table as well? No. No. This is exclusively for Hooge Bucks.
What a turnaround this has been on the season. They came in, you know, and it really is when their darkest days came around the corner. All of a sudden, they start to shine the brightest. There it is. Yeah, the decision was made. Let's not use the flash. Let's not waste it. Let's try to sneak through. Maybe nobody's watching it. Maybe we take the space for free. That maybe quickly got put down to a no, but 3 rounds left to play for. It's not over for minutes. They can still build up a decent amount of rounds. The ball is most certainly rolling for the attackers, and another showstopper online for Camo. That has been found with great effect in most of their games.
Yeah, I think as well for Mates, when they had a victory versus Vitality
trip to Vegas,
in the previous
expense.
split, whoa. That was where they actually put up
I'm
going to
tell you
rounds,
right
so
now,
this is definitely a bit more of a damning position to be in.
I think
GX,
I would have a gambling addiction if I gambled. So I don't. I don't do it.
Hopefully a different mentality.
Because it's the smart choice.
And I hope for the sake of Gentlemates that this is where they begin to turn things around again. 3 players ready and waiting on this side of the map, and although I think it's been a bit quicker for Koi, they're still happy to be patient. Timing though is perfect from Whalers, but the swing back out actually a little risky.
Cover going out.
Yaz gets dropped here as well. And he's
I'll tell you right now, it's not very much
no way to get him back into the round. Kadavra tries to grab a kill off the information being fed to him, but again,
I'm doing other things
bodies
right
waiting
now
for him when he swings. And the patient attack side out of Koi has found a lot of reward with an operator in the hands of Takas. They'll find it tough to grab value. They need to swing into the open, and in a 2v4, there's no need for those overextensions. Bar to cross to the site, which has already been found. Spike just now making its way in.
They don't even really need to swing across and go to the site. I guess they just wanted to check the backline. And well, you know what, the tank's just going to duck out of there. I have to say, so far, although we've seen moments from the likes of Kadavra, I feel like Takas has had a
I'm surprised there are people even here.
Like
do you guys got nothing else to do or something?
I don't know if I've said his name
you guys, it's Friday. I guess you guys
and it's not even just because
aren't at work?
I don't think he's playing
or you are at
bad.
work?
I
don't know.
think he's been in the right place at the right time at all so far this game. And especially when you're running a Sage, a lot of what I want to see is him locking down angles. I've seen him do it once, I think, towards the door. We saw him do it on the cross into the A site, locking off elbow. But I feel like right now, other than that one cool play we saw where they managed to catch a player using the slow, I don't know if the Sage has had any real value.
Yeah, I think that's
Walrus.
fair.
Thanks for the prime
sub. We saw him at the same time pop a slow and get shot through the smoke, so cost as much as it's given. Chance to save over these weapons at least, and there he is. Little double to wake him up towards the end of the round, but damage is kind of out of the question at this point. Koi reinvest and still find almost every player above 4,000 credits. So at this point, they're not going to be hungry for credits. They'll have rifles to finish out this half.
I think that obviously for Whalers, he's trying to get a little bit more value, but again, it's just a little bit disjointed. I think Kata was sectioned off, it left.
I'm doing a few things. I'm playing a game. I'm exporting clips for Underpeel for video editing later.
In the early rounds,
gotta run this
it took them a minute
stream.
to get to where they are.
Encoding overloaded. Yeah, that's probably because I'm doing like a bunch of shit in the middle of
the come back, so it's okay.
Fine.
It's like wingman,
Stream
right?
stutters is not my fault.
Oh yeah,
I mean, it is my
worry.
fault,
I'll
but
have
I don't really
that back
care.
in 1 minute 50 seconds. For Natank, Rez online doesn't really want to be the first one going down, but Cadaver is here to help him. Still has the paranoia, still a flash on Bayaz as well, so re-aggression can be done on the back of powerful utility. And it does look like they're all sectioning in towards this spot, but look how passive Koi are. And normally they would have pushed by now.
High load right here.
Mates think that maybe it's clear. They go to check and they find out that there's players waiting for them.
They kind of lost though.
Able to deal the damage to Camo, pop the res on the back of the slow, and will now protect the body, catching them, and then there's nowhere to run. In fact, the wall is used to jump up top, but they break it underneath him. Whalers steps up to the plate. Those 2 kills cleaned up means Shadow is alone, and a 1 versus 3 needed to put an 8th round on the board for Koi. It will not happen.
Yeah, I think that's the round I wanted to see.
Yeah, let's turn on the turn off the audio quality. We'll switch it up a little.
To trade out that kill. Okay, going off of the wall. Like a bit of a gamble, but luckily he brought Cat back, and in this case that was enough. Whalers uses the distraction to pinpoint those last couple of kills, and I do think Koi had a decent read there, but Mates in the end,
let's get this done.
Being able to trade more effectively. Even still though, on themselves the half. Opportunity for a fair few ults. Starzo 1 away. Shadow a couple away. This man just 1 away as well. A kill here could be big, but a little bit off with the shot.
Stun sent backwards as well, but they haven't spotted the player right up close. Whalers, trigger discipline on display. And the rest of the squad just about to walk out. He has to take the kill. He could have been spotted. And because of that, only the 1 frag. That's very unlucky. Whalers could have been on for 2, 3, or even more. Instead, the pressure put onto his teammates. Man, so much utility goes for him. He's able to at least drop 1. Problem is the player he kills can be brought right back to life. And now the pressure on the tank and Cadaver, players who had so much success in the last round on Elbow. No res to work with now, though. They'll have to do it all alone. 2 players each, or someone to have a hero performance. There is a smoke online for Cadaver to at least block them off the main, and that's exactly where it's going to be used. A player running back heard, but he doesn't get there in time. And now, the most dangerous part of this diffusing in the open. The tank has a wall to at least attempt to block a few bullets, but there's so many players waiting there. And he will find it hard to grab that value. Okay, that's going to block more than a few bullets now. They need to push out in the open. They need to push back. And he's stopping them, slowing them, buying the tank a chance. What a play by Gentlemates. 7-5 locked in.
They've done that before. I've seen that exact play before. Just throwing down the wall. Like, you look at the tank so desperately low on HP, you think a spam bullet or 2 could have taken him out of the round. There's no way they win that. But that combination of him and Cadaver playing off of each other, knowing what the plan was from the get-go, just holding the line as long as humanly possible. It was only really the TP that threw him off.
Oh, the notebook's gone.
And luckily it didn't hit his lunch.
Yeah, well, I think that's going to be the next thing to go. He's running out of objects to throw.
I just want to come back to it. He's just got like spaghetti on his head.
Oh, well, 5 rounds in the end. Not bad for Gentlemates. They've recovered it nicely. Big play. And that is a confidence builder. That one's going to get the blood pumping for Koi. Well, frustrating, to say the least.
5 biggest note.
Just searching around the room.
Just like crawling on the floor. Oh, guys, I really need that for map 2.
What's our pistol round strat? Well, hold on. Gotta find the book. Attack ass. Oh, no. You can't write that. Oh, okay. Shados! Double it up. Okay, that spike dropped and he's still going. This has been a phenomenal first half out of Shados, but this one really hammering home the impact he can have. Smoke fades, and there's another player here to find.
This is like extra deep fried.
I thought that it did start out poorly for Koi, but
the call cutting out.
Recovered it.
Yeah, I mentioned it at the beginning, like, Taka's
How deep fried are we? This is so much better? Okay.
Well, he's done his job here. A 2-for-1 discount.
I can't tell if you're lying to me or not.
Unfortunately, used the wrong discount code. Whatever Shados had was a little bit better. Just being able to take down 3 players on his own, and then, hey, Camo comes in to clean up
Still
the rest
not
of the
great.
mess.
Good.
Those two, 16 and 8, 12 and 5. Definitely been the difference makers so far in this map. Koi now taking themselves pistol on this defensive side is gonna set themselves up nicely. Takas though, there you go, another opener. He really is turning that stat line.
That was straight up.
What's another one that could be real fun?
Was
That won't blast your ears.
Light shields on the mid
I
peak.
think none. I think they're all pretty like.
That's quite the mistake.
Meh.
As Takas has shown him. It is the only weapon for this
Let's go back
side
to
of mates,
Supermarket.
though.
Alright, back to the intercom, Mike.
Oh, no. Yeah, you might want to go up, get that weapon, take some space, but the denial from Shados.
I think it's already been picked up.
Recovered by one of them, was it? On the pistol.
I think Grabinho only had a pistol.
Koi reset nicely. Any damage that we think about is from this point forward, stripping shields, taking weapons out of their hands, but they have mostly classics to do it with. I think all eyes realistically sit on Takas.
2 a.m. No, like 1:30 a.m.
Could be that last line of defense. A few extra credits have been spent to slow them down.
And then once I'm done
Around the wall,
this,
putting in the shock darts and the nade just to clear some of the close angles. This is the thing, Koi, throughout this game so far, have been methodical. Even still, though, it's getting scary! What is that from Takas?
pressure something.
A pace save card Thrifty that, honestly, you put it on his back, and he's carried them through.
Let's just take a replay.
And then we have to do the underkill
See,
production.
one more,
which
just a
I'm
little
not
slow.
gonna run
Little bit slower on this one.
because I'll be busy playing it.
First,
This was kind of
he was jumping to. Even more impressive of a shot. It didn't
No
really
more
see
intercom
poor
for
Kato
now.
get
We'll do
shredded.
intercom once we get closer to
But this
finale.
here, with the Sheriff in play, there's the first, there's the second, and a headshot to finish it off.
I just want to get a good first day
One
grind
chamber
in.
of this thing,
You know,
all
that's
that's needed.
classic
I don't know if that's what you
MMO.
call it. It's not a magazine like the revolver. What does that have? Little spinning. It's a chamber, right? I don't know. Someone's gonna correct. Gun enthusiasts, let me know. Koi, they've got to be devastated after suffering that loss.
Man, they had 4 rifles in that round. That wasn't a low bonus whatsoever.
Thank God.
Whalers
You can't be saying
eliminated,
that.
but he was only there with a pistol, and now this post plant, like, it just becomes awkward. You've got the wall down to section off mid.
Spike planted.
You've got a lurk from Cadaver as well. Only with a Spectre, but you are up against players that don't have any armor. So if anything, he should be able to shred at least a couple. And the rest are just basically trying to clear out some of these. It seems like they're really ready for him. Again, I feel like Koi have had some great reads throughout this game so far. Unfortunately, they haven't been able to capitalize, and Cadaver's just going to leave.
Yeah, no need for him to force the issue. They were trying to keep him boxed in for this flank out of Shados, but a little bit too late to the party. Thing is, they have cast a pretty wide net, so while mates will win this round, the question is how many rifles can they survive with, either by being killed or going down to the spike on the way out. The tank, though, seems to have cleared this completely, and the rest of the squad, having secured spawn, won't be going anywhere. Nicely done by Gentlemates. Another round on the board, and the gap is now down to 1.
What can I do to make things happen that I don't have to do? I can turn on the AI. Connect 4. I think I can turn Connect 4 actually. I
A
don't.
lights out performance
know.
coming into the second half. It was
I'll
okay
figure
in
it
the
out.
first, but as I said, it felt like Koi did quite a good job of just, well, unintentionally avoiding him. I don't think it was a direct thing that they were doing, but didn't really seem to be in play. Spectre still for Kata. I'm looking at that overdrive ready for Takas as well. Could be something to pick up the pace in the round, and already you can see the defense are starting their rotation. They've gone for that A aggression, but after seeing nothing, look to bolster up mid a little.
Yeah, just so Starzo will be a little bit closer as utility goes out on B, fast lane in. It's on his way. There to support the backside push. If Takas continues to extend, the stun certainly makes it seem like he will. Shados had a reveal, but the wall slightly blocked his opportunities. Takas saw one up top as well. The shots aren't landing for mates. They're not able to thin out this defense, and with Koi holding on to a lot of utility, they can fight their way back through. Drone on its way. Still have the paranoia, still a nade on Camo as well. And they're going to start by coming from the same angle, all 5 towards the spawn for now. It doesn't look like they're even going to attempt market control with the paranoia thrown out, the blast pack in, the space taken, the tank's hearing it all. But he's shown himself, the bun clearly visible above the wall, and Shados drops him. At least one more kill to work with, but that defuse in the open will always be a problem. Oh, Takas dropped though. Again, there's so few angles they can hold from. All that Koi need to do is start the defuse and fight through this choke point. But Whalers is holding on for dear life. 3 kills, and then he's put to his end. The spray from Bayaz, running out of bullets just as the smoke faded. Koi up to 9, and by the thinnest of margins.
Yeah, I think the unfortunate truth of this round is that Neural Theft. That being online for Shados after getting a few kills in the pistol, I think a kill in the last round as well, it just meant that the second they got that elimination on the tank at a close range, it gave up where Takas was. And that was their sort of snake in the grass. That was the sneaky play to come back through right at the end. And then you're just fighting from main. I'll say, Whalers, impressive
Focus
job.
up.
Like, he
I'm
did
not
what he
really.
could.
I'm playing. I got. You know, I'm enjoying the game, so I'm a little quiet.
Everything fell
I'm letting
apart.
you guys all earn your points
Somewhere
and
out
talk to
there,
each other. You know.
Bayer is celebrating a successful Neural Theft.
I'm out of here. Here we go.
Oh, quick play, but Stars is behind the smoke. He's got the jump on Takas, but the tank is able to drop him in time. The heal, well, it's not going to be applied because Takas is shot in the head immediately with Shadow doubling up on the angle with just a bulldog. Such incredible damage has sent them going the other way, but Camo got a little curious, and with his head ripped clean off in the
Jump over the wall.
I believe he did, and he met 2 players staring straight at him. And with the space taken by Whalers, it seems to be quite clear going to the A site, and there's the info. This was my main concern. Could Grabinho catch the planter off? But no. Now they know exactly where he is.
For a second, he might be able to get a timing.
I mean, I'm also telling you all to bet all your points.
Also gonna
I
get
think you should all
himself
bet
resolved.
all your points on the Fnatic versus
Wow.
Carmine
At
Corp
least
game.
For the players that are already
If you
dead,
only
they
bet
are far,
10% of
far
your
away. Whalers
current
sitting
stock,
pretty,
you're a lame.
watching on the
At
cam,
least
already
20%.
know that
That's what I
there's one
ask,
player
or all of it,
back towards that
preferably.
corner. See Grabinho trying
Time you
to
bet, you lose, bro. Well,
to
just
the cage.
bet
He's won that
again
fight.
and
It
win.
looked like one that
I
Whalers
think
should
is
have
the
for
correct
free.
choice.
Instead, though, this off angle from Kadavra should
Just
be
win.
what ends the round. But
Just
the smoke
simply
already
win.
onto the spike is going to try and at least make things a little bit more awkward. But there he is up from above once again. Kadavra puts the round to bed. Another round on the board for mates. And that will send the economy of Koi back into the ground.
He was firing some shots at their feet through the smoke to start with. There's
Up,
a little warning
lose.
shot.
Now that's a
That
team
didn't
right
send them
there.
running. 9-8, tight score line. Rez online for the tank after that kill coming into the next round. That already won them one previously with the elbow hold here on the
Who
attack.
do
I
you
think it's
want
a
to
little bit
win?
Easier to find the value. There's Camo trying to get up and above the wall with
I
the
don't-
blast pack, but
I am not going to
an
think about
audacious
it.
play. Not quite the result he was hoping for. Now we move into the next. Like I said, Rez online, one away from Bayaz having his ultimate as well. So B is very much on the menu for a quick play straight through on the back of picking up the orb. For Koi, they've called a timeout. They're not too far away from some of their own ults, but the credits, I think, is where the concern starts to come through. Sure, they could grab a showstopper, a Hunter's Fury, maybe even a null command in this round, but I doubt they're doing it with the eliminations. It doesn't look like they'll have rifles.
I still wish
No, and I think in a lot of these rounds, we've seen
that the
Ultimates are really
overlay
good at
was
just sort of building
working.
up as
I
a
know
unit, and
we've
it doesn't
talked
matter
about
where
it
they're
before, and I
looking to
know a
push
lot
on
of
the
people
map. There's
here,
always
like,
a
maybe like half the
decent piece
people
of
who know about it.
utility to try and help
But
attackers. Because again, that was the
the
problem that they
overlay
had last
that
time on this map,
VCT
was
uses,
that
we're
it felt like he
developing
was
our
running
own.
into
I know
angles
other
with
people are also
nothing
kind
to
of
support
developing
him
their own.
and getting
But
shot
the
in the head.
problem
But
is
now, top of the
the
board, we've seen
API
as
that
well
we're
just
trying to use
some
lacks
decent players
the
coming out from this side. In the post
the
plant, where
actual
you've got the
data
wall,
that
you've got
we're
the delay,
trying to
it definitely makes things that
use.
little bit easier. For Koi, they've got to gamble.
We're trying to make
The
it
gamble is that they've
so
got 4
only one
players
person has to run it,
over
like
on
the
this A
observer
side of the
can get all
map.
the data, and then we can run the overlay.
We're only gonna get a little bit of
But
information. Now, they might
right
wanna
now, the
try
only
and
people that get that
challenge
data are
Candidate
people
just
on the teams
because
directly. Like each individual person
the
on
fact that they
each
have
team
weaker weapons.
gets the data for that team, not the observer. So you would need one person from each team to run the program to get that data sent over to the overlay feed. But we're trying to make it so only the observer can do it, or has to do it, so we don't have to have everybody download it all the time. We're waiting on them to develop that. They said they would put it on priority, but
no way for mates
they
to
put it on
know
priority
that
like
this gamble has been taken.
3 months ago.
Spike still behind in mid, and
There.
Kadavra outside the A site. Sure, he has ult in case things get a little bit risky, but it gave me the idea that they might not commit. Now, though, all the numbers are facing straight into B.
But it's okay. It'll
And
happen
just like
eventually.
that, I don't know what the call was.
Once
what
it
they
does,
saw, what they
Dunkel
heard,
will
but they
and Dunkel
realized
Interior
there's a
will
stack. They
finish it,
decided
and
to take
then
it the
we'll
other
use
direction.
it.
McCoy have also adjusted.
Is
wall
this
there to
the
block
last
them all.
CP stream just
Takas
did?
grabs Shadow, and back to B we go.
Probably.
Still,
Okay, here's the thing.
Koi are going to be here on
I
time to get
don't
some
think
scrappy
I
fights.
care about running the YouTube streams. The problem is, let me pause my game real quick. The YouTube streams, he has to close the chat and then also private the VOD afterwards so that you guys can like view it while it's live, but then private afterwards.
No, my only worry in that
And then
one,
also
I don't mind
can't change
fake,
the
I don't mind
game,
the ruse. I don't like the fact
what
that
game
Attack
he's
had the
playing
spike.
easily. It's because he said something about Restream being kind of
like, if he goes
stupid.
down in mid with a spike while trying to put his wall
We
down,
can just
Well,
give
he
Pen
also-
Flash
he also
the stream
came
key,
mid-late,
but that would mean
like
someone
this
needs to
way,
go in and
to go into
disable the
market,
chat.
then went back
and then
up to
also
do-
private
but
the
it's-
VOD.
there were two risks. as he put
Because
the wall
if
down,
Hooch has to
was the
do it,
second for that spike to
then
be
what's
dropped
the
in the
point
open.
of
Attack
letting
well
Pen Flash
goes
stream?
straight
Because
into
now
the B side,
Hooch
threw a
has to do
smoke
the work
against Pistols,
anyways.
but you see the idea
Right.
when Whalers was around the left side, so they're pushing both sides at once and just overwhelming that defense.
So it kind of
I mean, considering they
just
ran
not really
multiple
feasible
times
unless
into the majority
we
of
have
the
like
Koi
access to the
players. That
YouTube
went
channel
pretty well.
itself. And
Kadavra, well, there
I
was
don't
no
really
trap
fault
there
him for
this
not
time,
wanting
so
to
he
give
thought he
that
had free
away.
space. But well,
because that would
that's
mean
not the
us
case.
having
Trying
access
put the
to his
pressure onto mid.
YouTube.
Around as well, where a lot of ultimates are online. Losing your smokes this early on is definitely not ideal, but again, you can see that Gentleman's more and
so
more
he would, and then also he would need to
anxious plays.
write. If
starting
we
to
wanted to
come out of
automate it, he would need to write
Normally happens when they're at their most confident, and for
multiple
Koi,
streams on his own YouTube channel.
important to try and shut that
Then
down
what's
as
the
quickly
point of
as
even
possible.
having a Woohoogen
Pressure.
server or Underpeel
About
or
to be put
anything?
onto
At
mid.
that
They are
point,
still going
who
in this
should just sell the
direction.
brand,
Gonna
right?
try and wall it off, but that has already been broken.
Like, I get what you mean, but
it was wide open.
You will
because at that point, what's the point of
As on
us
to
being
Kadavra with
here?
the space taken, defending the corpse. Now they're out of there, but not all
Like
of them.
I'll be
Push-up by Whalers.
honest
This
too.
could
Like I'm
again
kind of
be
here for
combined.
Hooch and
Whalers
the
and
community,
Takas
but at
for
that
a
point we
second
start
round in a
branching
row,
off. It's
pushing
like
together.
you guys
The
are on your
reveal is
own.
around the other side, and
I like
Takas
you
is
guys,
making
but I'm
noise.
also ready to leave
Say,
on a
no,
dime.
you found me. But you didn't find my buddy Whalers. Now the site
30
is secure. The
seconds
plant is
I mean, no
in,
hate.
and Whalers
You
is
guys are
staying
great
in an
people.
aggressive spot, trying to be the headache for this squad as they make
But
their way
that's
in.
all you
There's
really
a trap
are,
there waiting for
right?
the cage to delay, and although the trap is now gone, they've bought so much time. The only hope is that maybe Grabinho can thread the needle, but he's now been spotted.
Already picked out the sky as well. Camo is going to be dropped. Showstopper achieves absolutely nothing for the remaining couple
Not
of
all
players.
the
So
time.
even getting out of here might be difficult. Kadavra back to take this fight again. It's lost again to the same player
Anyways,
as well.
I mean that's the point. That's
it doesn't matter.
like
The
there's
round is already
more to
secured
it than just letting him
feel like,
stream
again,
or letting me stream on
solid
some random
reactive play from
YouTube channel that you guys can
getting
access.
Kadavra back online,
There's more thought
using
to
that
it, like
pincer.
streaming
But I have
on the
to
live
ask,
channel means people who don't even
like,
check
for
Twitch
Koi to
or the
just
Discord get the
completely
notification that
abandon
he's live.
anything of the
Us streaming
B-side.
on some other
What's going
channel
on?
means
Like that
we
for
miss
me
out
is just
on
such
all
an
those
oversight.
videos, viewers as well.
Basically,
And then also,
I believe
those
that was
channels
straight
aren't
through
monetized the
B-Main.
same way
Just
that
walk all the
his
way in.
main
Like,
channel
that's
is, and
insanity.
etc. etc. There's a lot
Well, I mean, I
of
would venture
minute
to
details
guess
that start to add
they
up that
just
say
didn't
it's
expect
not
that.
really easy to do
Quite
so.
clearly.
Especially when the
They'll have a
YouTube
blind walk in,
API is
but
not developed in
This
a
is it.
way
When you're
that is
lurking on the other side,
easy
you
for
tend
him to
just
set
shift
up
contact till you
an
hit
automated
utility or a
system.
player.
I
And
remember,
he didn't do
I don't know
that
if anyone
until it came
remembers
down to
how
that
he
last fight.
mentioned
You can see how frustrated
that
the coaching
it's so
staff
hard to
Koi
develop
are,
for
and
YouTube
understandably,
because their
that is a tough
API
round
doesn't
to give
really
up with a
exist.
gap left
There is no
open. Hopefully
API
no one would
really.
exploit it.
And
They
the
most certainly
data
did.
that he needs to
Gentleman's
get
advantage
changes all the
coming into
time,
this round is
unlike
kinda
Twitch.
sitting to
And
Koi.
it's just a bunch of shit.
Ultimate certainly, although the showstopper was used
These
to no
replays are getting
effect,
better
they
and better.
still have their
Are you
nerfed after
talking
From
about
the
like?
Shadows, but most importantly, the bow and arrow on Shadow.
Well, we're not on Fnatic versus KC right now, so
Fury of the Hunter. Grabinho dropped after just one. I thought he was on for more.
prediction will stay open.
Seems to be the case a lot of the time with Koi at the moment, is having one player fight alone on one side and then the rest playing this almost rotational style of gameplay. The thing is, it's
Yeah.
because of the mid plays that have been happening so regularly. Mates have conditioned them to have 3 players around middle and just constantly play with the rotations.
Yeah, once I started doing production for Underpeel,
Now,
I
in this
realized,
case, they've got the
you know what?
moving
they
as
do a lot of
death
work.
ball. The members of Koi
It's hard
looking
work.
to try and re-swing
Granted, they don't all do it by
exactly where
themselves,
they are, and, well,
so
this
I can appreciate more of the solo
It's
productions
eventually
now.
gonna
Like,
get one tag,
that's a
but
lot
that
of
is
effort
all.
from the one person.
Oh, he's safe. Somehow made it out of there.
At least with this as a
Shadow
team,
wasn't quite
it's
ready
not
for
as bad.
Kadavra to be that close, and the space taken allows a clear hit to the B site.
30
Market.
seconds left.
Could they have closed the door on the way through? No, they couldn't. It's It's already been broken. Maybe they even had to break it on the way in. I didn't hear the shots, but who knows? Natank, well, he's on the wall. You know this about him, but he's only good for the one again, and the trade's not there. Koi left with a chance, and now that chance is looking a lot better
This
with
was
Cadaver
2-7.
down. They only need to focus
Like,
forward.
real earlier.
They don't quite know that. With the flashes already used up by Beaz, he can't re-aggress with any great effect. Whalers caught behind the site in the choke point, trapped down, but it's been spotted at this point and will be destroyed.
PRX believes in Sage, right? So
70 HP,
there's something to
no
it.
utility barring a knife. This has to be a phenomenal individual performance, and it will not be. Just the one found. Koi right back into things, neck and neck at 10-10.
Yeah, a much needed round, but one that I'm not sure is going to be the turning of the tide. Because I still feel like the way that Gentlemates are, again, they've just conditioned them to have to play a certain way. It ultimately just comes down to some firefights, like Natank being isolated, or re-swing.
You don't need a
Cadaver,
Hujumala.
like,
Yeah,
those
start
plays don't
typing.
happen and
Bet
they work
or
together
like
for the most
earn
part
your
as they
points.
have
50K
been up
is not
until this
easy to
point.
earn.
I still think they probably hold on to that round, and for Koi, I think something much more drastic may need to change. Nonetheless, still level. Ultimates for both sides pretty much completely gone. A couple available just for almost information purposes. And right after, I said it, they were conditioned to play loads of
The
players.
last
in
YouTube
mid.
video was a week ago. I
Then they
mean,
went direct. Now they
yeah.
go back to mid.
What can you make YouTube videos of?
It's a strategy that succeeded many times. Why not go for it again? That nade slowing them down, actually changing the direction that mates are going for. Straight into the spawn, and Camo's caught. Utility in hand. And a bullet
The secret,
in the
Alex,
head.
is to be a hater,
Gentlemates,
even if you
they
believe
have
on the person.
spread
Because if you're a hater,
wide on this one.
you'll
Even
win
having
either
the
way.
tank go
You win
through the
points,
wall
or
to
you
take
win
that
because
fight
you
around
believe
the
in them,
back of
or
A.
like you want them to
Completely
succeed.
blindsided out the side of Koi, left in B main.
I lost 10 million
They have that
points, but we
control,
got
but
Sentinels to
that's
Madrid,
about
and we
it.
got them to
And with
win.
the
You know,
credits
like it's a
very
W in
low
my
on a lot
book.
of these players,
I may have lost 10
I would
million,
be
but
shocked if they decided
I
to go
got
for this.
either outcome
They
was
stay in B
successful.
main all
to me,
round. The
right?
question is, do mates go for them?
Not
Yeah,
too
G.
bad, especially on
That's just
Whalers,
that's
but
how it is.
it seems like it's going to be Takas, the one on the hunt. One off his ultimate anyway, but more importantly, it's the damage that he can do to the economy. Keeping these two guns.
I believe
give
the
Koi a
hater
vibe
energy
for the
lets
next round.
people win,
Losing
Alex.
both,
I think that's the difference.
probably have to eco. May even put 12 on the board.
My
their
hater
opponents.
energy lets things
Jados,
happen,
when challenged,
one
has
way or
been
the
good.
other.
He will be able to take down one. Trying to get him out of his hidey hole is definitely not going to be easy.
I'm out of here.
Oh, here he goes, sliding through the angle. Long range fight, tag down low, but now the damage is done. And the distraction for Whalers to walk behind. Perfect. Beaz, unlucky.
Comments saying better luck than me? Probably.
11
I'm not a very
to
lucky
10
person. People
for
always say that. I was
Gentlemates.
like, ooh, he
They've
keeps
got
winning
themselves
coin
the
flips.
advantage.
Ooh, he keeps
They've
winning
put their
the
opponent's
live viewer
economy in
rank.
the bin
It's
with
like,
those punish kills, and Koi
Not
are going to
really.
call a timeout. This is they need to be
I
very
just happen to
careful
bet
about
a
how
lot of
they
points,
approach the next
so my
round
earnings are
buy.
big.
If they eco, then they need to be
my
perfect
losses are big,
from that
but my
point
earnings are
forward
big.
just to buy an overtime. Tough decision ahead of this squad.
I'm not rigging shit.
It's got to be infuriating as well. Because as I said, a lot of the stuff that mates seem to be doing is it's not like they have a pre-plan for the round, but the mid-round calling is changing things within a second. Like everything they want to do is being done on the fly.
See, Overheated
so you
gets
look
it.
at the way that the Koi players are
against
ready to
Turnip.
try and just retake top mid.
And then you get the
You're caught with
W
a boom by
regard.
hand because
You
someone's
win no matter what.
pushed his spawn
Win
because
points or
a
Turnip
fragment
wins, and you
blocked
know,
the
like
place they were
you're
planning to go in
good.
that second, and they changed their mind. That's the
Present
difference
Gentleman's
between
Classic up there.
maybe having a chance in the round and getting obliterated and caught with utility. But that's what makes this mates team so difficult to play against at times. Is
They're getting
they
rolled,
have the
man.
ability, they have that synergy in the moment that can be so awkward to play against. And for Koi, on their map choice, going into split, which as I said would look fantastic.
I don't want to be
Gentlemates last week.
I don't want to be
We've already said that
Dragon
they are
Fruit
facing
today.
up against
It's just not
elimination.
that kind of energy.
I think that
I
nail will
think
be in the
it's,
coffin if they lose this.
Yeah, fantastic.
This
I mean,
one?
it looked flawless.
Nah.
Gonna have
Nor.
Luthia
What's
on
this
that
one
map.
today?
13-1 last time. And I guess there was technically
Yeah.
a flaw.
Krista has all the
Singular
classics.
one.
Correct.
I think it came down to a second, if I
Yeah.
remember correctly.
Yeah, it was
It's
a
an
tight
aftershock.
margin. They denied the plan. One time.
I don't know
Same
why.
again, though, like, look, an
Krista has all of them.
isolated Shadow. He's also the only player that doesn't have a gun, by the way, so This buy is already stretched, already on its last
Just
legs.
the voice line's pretty
He's
good.
thrown
I have
mid,
no
they've
idea
popped
what
out on
you're
B.
talking
When he turns
about.
back around, it's going to be a very different sight that's awaiting him, let me tell you.
And it seems like, again, whatever Gentlemates decide, okay, last round we pushed up mid. Koi, they then go, okay, we're going to hold mid. Gentlemates have a new plan now. And they need to be trying to be more proactive rather than reactive. That's what this Koi defense has been. Now their reaction, well, let's give this retake a go. Well, they're going to be slowed at every corner.
Yeah, this is the problem. As soon as they pop one of their flashes, only one left now. The wall goes up. The null command comes in. Now Camo tries to break space, gets dropped. 2 and 2 split on the way through, and Kadabra.
I don't understand the concept of the stage, but I know it works. So what is it that Sunset is actually quite good on retakes, at least for pro teams? Like their retakes are really immaculate, and they can take the space really easily. What Sage Wall denies that.
He's not getting
Really
away
strong.
with this one for free. One more fight,
I don't know.
36 HP on Kadabra. He decides not to reaggress, not to follow him all the way.
I'm not an
It's the right
analyst.
call.
Sage
Weapon
works.
carried forward for Gentlemates. 2 chances to close this map out and set themselves up for a likely 2-0 with Split up next.
I mean, PRX uses it to get onto site.
It's a map you
It
can
looks
tell
like
that
M80 or
will
M8
likely
is
have
like
known
using it
it was
to
coming, but
control the post plant
doesn't
much
really
easier.
change anything
I
in
guess
the
I
grand
don't.
scheme of
I don't
things.
know.
But yeah, I think that their
Yeah,
defense has
that's
been
what
an
I'm saying,
attempt
Jeef.
to
It's like it
react to what their opponents are doing, and that has
just
failed
powerful
at
post
every
plant.
single corner.
or
Stars is going to get the information for
retake,
them this time, but
etc. Whatever.
just the death ball. It really is. It's like they're playing as 5. Every once in a while they're going to leave Kata behind, but I think that's all they really need to do to win this game is just play off of each other, because eventually Koi are going to make a mistake.
Certainly looks like Mates are again going to try to focus on Shadow, but be keen to take it other directions. Spike on its way to A. 2 players inside B, playing on, I guess, the insecurities on that B site from the last round where they lost it so easily. The space was taken. Now there's much more passive traps with 3 players. Make that 4 very close by. Drone clearing mid, nobody there. They might even think at this point that drone tells you that it's B main committal. But soon they'll learn that it's the other side of the map the challenge is coming in on, and it's Gravino.
Yeah, the mid was like always important for attackers to take, but it's actually always like super tenuous.
All he has to do is survive.
And Sage Wall does help
Delay
that a
while his
lot.
teammates rotate.
Okay.
He's already found the first.
Well, not for long. Bayaz is already back from the fray, and the pressure is in on the other side. Getting out of here is not going to be easy. He's being chased down. Taka's full sprint, but eventually
Where's that goddamn
leash is put
81
back on him.
dungeon?
He's going to
I'm
try and
doing so
hold
much
on
with
for a little bit longer before running it down.
Whatever.
You know
Look,
that that's
Twitch?
not going to
God
last
damn it.
much longer, though, as Takas will be right in
Prime
their face
sub
once
12
again.
months. Every 12 months, an underpeel a year passes.
It's the tank up close
Is
on the
that
back of the Paranoia,
true?
but it
Someone
hasn't
fact check
landed on
that.
At least one player. So he bails while Bayaz takes one down with a nade. Kadabra on
let's see,
Camo's
12
head.
months.
That's 3
Under
versus
PL.
5. Mates looking likely to close it out here, and now the spam from Shadow costs him a bit of his own health. But
That sounds
backs off,
dubious,
wanting
but
to
I'll
play on
take
the
your word
site with
for
his
it.
teammates. Lots of them stacked up.
But we got a
Starzo
YouTube dual
manages to
stream.
find
Someone
a
tell
blind
them I
spot
can't
and
do that.
actually takes
And
all
it's not really
4.
something that we are
Koi
playing. Oh my
looks
god, what the hell
down and
happened?
out of that one.
That was over
But
already.
they've managed to pull this one out of the bag
I'll have to watch
just
the
in
replay.
time with close to
Hold
a
on,
second
let me watch
left
the
on
replay for
clock.
that.
It's 12 to 11.
I thought that was over
I'm
already.
not gonna lie, I
Give
was
me a
with you. I
second.
thought it was done. I thought it was over. Starzo's not been having the best of games, but
Okay.
a play like that can change absolutely everything. They lose a couple of players
You
just from the
can
initial
wall bang
fights,
like
and
that?
then
It takes a lot of
I think
bullets,
it
but
just ends up
you can
with
kill them. I thought you like
Gentlemates
needed
a
to be.
little bit
Oh
more
god!
tunnel-visioned in
Let's go.
on those players
Yeah, they
looking
defused
to
the
come in
bomb.
from short.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Koi have found their lifeline, but again, they have not
Cypher
managed
has
to
an
get
op,
2
so
rounds
they're just
in a
gonna
row
wait to
this
kill
entire
someone with the
half.
op.
This would have to be the
Alright.
first.
That's quite a scary statistic. Desperate times. Now it's time for those measures. Let's see what Gentlemates have planned. Again, making noise towards B. Fast lane put out.
Steph, 1734. Thank you for the
Something that Koi are very
Discord
much
tier
aware of.
1 for
We know the
13
space is
months.
not being fought for that aggressively, although this could be part of a plan to sell a fake.
He's in a car, shut up.
Used on A.
But
Pushing the
what's
player
up,
back.
Hippo?
One mid spotted.
Technically, it's new to
Eventually,
you
they
all.
just
Not
Break
new to
trap,
me
go
or
out.
some
There's
other
plenty
people,
of Koi
but
players ready here for the early challenge. Null command used to try to stop any of this utility, which is a great idea. Mates like to get aggressive when
So
they
what
see the
is
side is
doing with
open,
the
but
op,
now
or
they
is
don't
he?
have the util to do so. So Takas is kind of stuck stalling out in the corner and buying time for the rest of the defenders to rotate in. But that kill changes things. Now Koi are on the back foot.
Oh, it's over. Oh, it's not
over
over?
this on his own. Third kill
They know they're both
already,
marked.
but
Wait,
again,
how this?
Shadow turns it back.
It's over, right?
3 players to find. That clock ticking down.
Saw
The
Sage
tank
behind the
not
wall,
on
of course.
but
Oh,
behind
what?
The wall. Cadabra's gone as well. Somehow this is becoming competitive, but they've got to check that corner. They've got to
Oh,
hold
okay,
the
there you
line.
go.
This is gonna be happening.
How the game's going? I don't know if people
Will
really
take
care
that
about these
first
games.
map, but Mitch with Split coming up next. I'm a worried man.
I'm absolutely worried, as all the Koi fans out there should be. We saw it split from Gentlemates last week, and it was 13-1. They barely broke a sweat. Now, we'll see if they can do it again after the break.
I mean, if you guys care about them. Right now, the prediction is up for Fnatic versus Carbine Corp. The next match, not the games, but it's up to you.
Let's go!
I know a place that will break you into
Ether
a
current.
thousand
Whoa,
pieces.
advertisement. 2. Okay. I am currently playing. I think advertising a credit card with anime girls. All right. I'm into it, I guess.
Hey guys, it's Jimmy Lin. In this series, I'm going to walk you through Attack on Pearl. Watch out for the stairs, clear this angle. You're going to be able to fight this.
Club TV, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Yes, Dunkel, I am doing Dungeon 1. Someone, second time. You're ahead of me. I've been doing dailies with doing the dailies with Picto and leaves for my crafters. So I'm a little behind.
Red Bull gives
Red
you
Bull
wings.
gives you wings. Yeah, so I'm like doing everything at once right now. Both my crafters are at 91 now, and then Picto's at 91 or 81, 82 now. I'm doing all the dailies for that. I don't know how far I am from the next dungeon, but sure I'm close, I guess. Yes, Pen Flash did watch Party China. The VOD will go up if you want to watch that. He enjoyed it. He quite enjoyed it. I was up for that. And people FF and VCT? No. This is not StarCraft.
I'm living life to the fullest. Baby girl, you're talking to the realest. Energy and joy, you can't steal it. Good vibes all around. Baby, tell me, can you feel it? I woke up, so I'm blessed. Just another chapter in the test. I know I'm doing better than the rest. Got a smile on my face, showing teeth for the crest.
It'll be fun to watch,
It's no
I guess.
sweat, I'm a vibe in my own.
Anyways, if you're still here, Dunkel, yes, I am still playing the game. I'm letting chat watch the matches more than anything else. I'm letting them earn points. I was requested to do this, and I don't really mind. If all the players AFK'd, whatever. Doubt it.
Put my soul on that beat. I'm ready to feast. Margaritas with some divas. I'm
So when I game a second match, do people really care about that? I don't think so. That's why I just have the Fnatic one up.
The homies trying to pop like the cereal. Lucky Charms got a model on my arm. Go watch on my wrist. Garlic parm. No alarm. Fireworks. I can feel it in the sky. I got love in my eyes, but there's money on my mind. I see passion and pride that despise all the lies. I've been around the world, so I'm down for the ride. Good drinks, good people.
I'm letting you all earn your points.
Fast cars, pretty women on FaceTime. More
So I wanted you all to. I want you all to bet everything you have, or at least 20% of what you have. That's all I ask. Please.
chasing good vibes, chasing good vibes. Too busy chasing good vibes. Too busy chasing good vibes. Feeling good, feeling great on my time. Won't let a hater block my shine. I'm just living my life. Too busy chasing good vibes. Chasing good vibes. Chasing good vibes. Chasing good vibes. Too busy chasing good vibes.
You only ever bet 50% of your current wealth? That's also fine, I guess. Someday you should go all in, is all I'll ask though. One day when the bet calls to you, you put it all down. All of it. I should think about food.
A very, very close map to kick us off our day here, but it's Gentlemates that take the lead. I'm your host, Yingsun. I'm back here with Kakuka and Ash. We saw Natank back on that war.
We're gambling on the Fnatic versus Case Command Court match after this match ends.
That Koi got both pistols and it was Gentlemates trying to get those rounds one after the other. It was actually players like Natank and the Sage that turned things around, but I'm mostly thinking about how on that second half they were conditioning Koi time and time again to be observant of what was happening on mid.
Tier
and
1
at
sub.
the end of the half, it was all about that.
It really was, and I feel like the difference that we're seeing here as well is with Natank on the wall. Previously, it was so flashy because we saw, okay, a lot of those vertical angles, the success he was having here, but what was more important was the actual utility usage in this particular match. You see it here with the vertical wall. We've seen him throw that down before to guarantee that defuse, but it just manages to buy so much time. He plays around it as well to clean up the last 2 kills, and it was pivotal. It was the difference between ending this half 7-5
I just realized that
versus
post plant
9-3.
Yeah,
for
extremely
Sage,
close,
I guess when people plant there, you can just wall it like that, and they have to run out.
This is not some wild pig that just decided on
Thinking
today.
about it, yeah, they just have to come out.
In some of the instances, the
because they
utility
can't
was
break
not
4
synergized in
pieces
between
of
them.
wall.
Sometimes the timings were a little bit off. They also
I mean,
ran out of time a couple of times.
easily.
It feels like in every single one of the Koi matches, there is a moment where we see this.
We have seen it before, and I didn't like the ending. But if we take a look at Takas here in the AIM Labs warm-up, it's a night and day for him as well when it comes to that.
Find out
Neon,
more
that's not
using
Takas,
this QR code.
Ash, I mean, we were talking about Takas because we were a little bit worried about that Neon pick,
it's not bad.
but he's in full swing
That's the
with
dungeon
the updates
gone?
on that agent.
I don't know how far I am.
Yeah,
I just finished the 2 diverging paths.
And of course, this is an agent that we've
So
seen
I should
have a
be
lot of
upon the
success
first
on
dungeon
previously,
quick.
but it fell very, very flat in those opening engagements last time around. But
About
a
there.
major difference here.
Yeah, I have to do this on like 4 characters,
The
Dunkel.
success that he was able to find here on Sunset.
This one,
he looked really good.
and then 2
5-1
alts on
those
my
opening
server, and then in the EU one.
And sometimes
so
you can see Koi
I'm
playing
just gonna
completely
enjoy
off the
my
side,
time,
but it was so
and I'm gonna
impressive the way
bum
that he
rush
was just entering
3
onto B,
copies
using
later.
everything. Of course, the numbers are going to be very, very different.
Because I also have to get ready
ones that
for
you were mentioning,
raiding
Ash.
soon
But to me,
too,
you
so
can
I gotta
see
get my
it round by round.
crafters up, my
He was
gatherers up
not
to get the
baiting at all. Every
materials.
single
See you
mid-tip
later,
that they had,
Dunkel.
he has so much impact. And again, sometimes the response from Koi is literally to just leave this space open because it is so difficult. You're almost guaranteed to die if you just stay and wait.
And when he even wasn't just diving into that back site, there were times where they'd go fall back, play
That guy
that
had
post
15
plant
first
and be main, and he'll wrap back around
was
towards mid,
horrifying.
find that backstab, while his team is just buying time for the opportunity to try and find that new cross.
I also want to shout him out a little bit in terms of the vibes he's bringing, because usually in the past we've seen him, he's a little bit more kind of composed, timid. He hasn't been really dancing with sunglasses on the stage. I am all for it, and we've seen how much of a difference that vibe could make. Even Giants,
Taking
they
a
were
pizza
talking
break?
about themselves. Now
Okay.
they're kind of uplifting.
I'll make
each
sure I
other. We've
turn
seen
the
it in Heritage,
volume
we've
up
seen it
so you can
Foot
hear it in the
as well.
background.
I'm just
I think
glad
it's
to
funny
see it
that
on
way.
Gentlemates. However, as we head to Split, this is where Koi, they need to bring that energy. They need to bring that vibe because things are going to get very difficult for them, Kakuka.
Yeah, exactly. Gentlemates probably thinking of bringing back that double duelist, all the impact that they had, and they did
past
whatever
all
they
the other
wanted
like
with
sounds.
Giants. I don't know, as I was saying before map 1, how much of that they can translate onto this, because from when you win, you learn very little, and from when you lose, you learn a lot, obviously, of everything that can go wrong on the side of Koi. I think that this, overall, in the entire year that they've had, this is not a bad map for them at all.
Is this advice, chat? I didn't expect
Ooh, I think
this
my
big of
cat
a
tree just
stay.
came in.
I'm
I
not
bought
gonna
another
lie,
tree for my cat.
No, I
I'll
think
be
it's pretty
right back.
surprising. Dude, look at the fact that Gentlemates, they just went
wait,
13
thank you,
and 1
Tonic
in that matchup
X.
against Giant X. Meanwhile, the last
there we go.
Discord
yeah.
tier
You know what?
3
The
for
Koi
11
fans just
months.
got in there a
One
little
more
early.
month.
Un poquito. Poquito con cariño.
It's not
Yeah,
happening.
it's going up.
Okay.
It's going up.
You're manifesting right now.
Oh yeah, I am manifesting. I'm so sorry to cut you off, Ash.
No. But when you look at the last time a split was played here for Koi, it was a completely different story. Up against Foot, we saw Starkzo pulling out that Yoru pick, and it fell very flat. He didn't really have a lot of impact there. And I think what's even scarier is we're seeing Koi start on the attack. They chose to start on the
Okay,
attacking
the
side
tree is
first
here,
here on
but I have
Split,
to
which
assemble
is
it, and I don't
pretty
feel like
insane.
assembling it right now, so I
here's the
will
thing.
not
I
assemble
love that you
it.
bring that up because remember I was saying about Koi running out of time against Foot? It also happened in a couple of occasions. And you talked about Starkzo moving on to the Euro. I think it was around week like 4 or 5 that on the regular split that they
Cats are
also
like
move into
people.
this
You
double
like what you
duelist.
like,
It's a
but
little bit of the
you can't really
hit and
choose
miss,
and make them like what
and
they
I feel like especially
like.
the way
You
that
can
Takas was
convert
shutting
them a
down
little
Starkzo
bit. Put like your
time
clothes
and
on the
time
tree or
again on
whatever.
Sunset. We need
Or
Starkzo
like
to
catnip
rebuild that
and
trust,
all
rebuild
that
that
jazz, but
confidence right now. Want to take this
besides
to a
that.
third one because against Foot, it happened the same as it happened on Sunset. They won both pistols. They still lost the game. It was the running out of time. It's the same patterns that Koi is falling over time and time again.
Let me pitch you something as we had to agent select Shados Reina. That was so everything. But let's take a look here. We're not going to get that, but they have made a switch.
Okay, Takas on the Yoru, not the, I mean, that's going to be consistent here, but when you look over towards the side of Koi, the swap back over to that Fade is going to be a lot more comfortable for Starkzo, because I think we were lacking on that depth from the Yoru play. It was difficult for him to kind of pivot in those mid rounds. The idea is when the initial plan was falling flat. So I'm looking forward to seeing how now Camo will have that additional support here on the attacking side.
Probably
Good,
one of the
Dunkel.
reasons
That's the
they
funny
decided
part.
To start
I
on
think
the
that's
attack,
great
just
when you
setting
can
him
hear
up
it.
time and time again. This is a composition that they have played in the past. They're just going back into it, probably not feeling 100% with the Euro, but this is somewhere where they should be comfortable.
Well, I like this comp. I
peak
like
comedy.
this switch. And it's time to jump back into
You got your
game
Slay the
and
Spy
see
board game
if
last week?
Koi can
I
bring
have
us to
mine
a map
too.
here. Over to you, Mitch and Tom.
I haven't
Thank you,
unpacked it
Yasu,
yet
and our
because
analyst desk. Yes,
my friends
we've
aren't
got
able to play with
bit of
me
a
just
task
yet,
for
and I don't
Koi
really
here.
want to
Last
unpack
time
it just yet.
Mates played this, it was 13-1.
It's a lot.
One of the
Right, I
rounds
got
they
the
lost
collector's
off of
edition,
time,
so I got the
but
giant
only round
board and
they
a bunch of
lost.
other stuff.
Now, well, we're going to
The
have to hope for a
14
better result from their
set.
opponents.
I thought about
lost their
buying it.
map
I'm not
pick
going to buy it though.
13-11, a close one, a nail biter, but
Packs
not one they
unpla-
could take
I
across
know
the
Hooch
line.
is going.
See if they can do it this time.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
also
going,
want to
but
say that, like,
I know
Mates
Hooch asked if I was going to
played
go.
up
I
against
don't
GX
really think
before
so.
they made like the leadership swap, before they like had made a lot of the changes they made for this week. So I kind of want to say that I feel like Koi will do better than that. I
Nice.
at least
I know
hope
Hooch is
they
going.
will. They put up a decent
Like I
performance.
said, I'm
they
not,
lost 13-7
but-
goals to Foot. Like that can be forgiven.
Pax West.
And they managed to beat
Oh.
Vitality.
I don't
Time before that.
know.
We'll see if they
Oh,
can
is that
throw
a different
anything
thing?
into
What
the
the hell
mix
is
here.
Pax
I'm glad to
Unplugged?
see the Yoru's gone. No offense, Starzo,
look
but
that
on
up.
this map in particular, I did not enjoy it at all. And I think bringing in that extra initiator will set up Camo that little bit better.
Nate
Oh,
through to the B side.
I would go to
The
this.
intention is to take it there as the tank just found out the hard way.
December 6th.
Whalers stepping up for one, but caught behind the box. An easy kill to follow up on it.
Jesus.
Grabinho's the one to find it. Diaz now spotted on the side,
Weekend, I
swung
assume,
from
right?
heaven by Starzo.
Friday, Saturday,
Good protocols
Sunday.
by
No,
Koi in every
that's-
fight here,
wait, what?
leaving Kadavra and Takas to do it
I
all.
don't know. I'll have to
Takas
look up more about
on the
this later. I
Starzo
do
lurk,
love board
but
games,
he's here a little
so
quicker on his way through to
I
B
could be
main,
into
but
it.
that flank is most certainly being watched.
Of course, the difference with this already is that last time out, Mates started on the attack, so we only got to see 2 rounds of their defense. That was the pistol and second round. And well, Takas
I
will
do
be
have
able
all
to
the
get one for
sleeves. I
trades
guess I
from
should
Koi,
sleeve
but
them
good.
all.
They'll get
At
off
some
to a
point,
strong
I'll do
start.
it. At some point, I'll do it.
That they will. A
Maybe
pistol
not
round,
right
a
now.
much needed
I'm
victory for them. As
too
you said,
busy.
we didn't get to see much from Gentlemates in half 2 last time. 13-1. That's kind of what happens, right? So there's always that little unknown that we're walking into. But for Koi, every little counts. We found the first. Now look to follow up. Remember, there were a couple of upset rounds in that last. You think about Sunset. What happens if Takas didn't find those 4 kills with a Sheriff when they had 1 Sheriff and 4 Classics? If he doesn't do that, maybe Koi are coming in 1-0 up on maps. They need to be careful in this round, even though their opponent's heavily armed, because, well, guess who's got the 1 Sheriff again? It's Whalers.
Try and aggress. that nade.
Happy
I'm
Friday.
pretty sure
Don't forget
bounced
to use
back
your
a
Friday
little bit.
sticker.
Camo has kind of hurt himself more than anyone else, but
I do it every day
either
just
that,
for
oh no, that
you.
might have been the tanks. I think they traded nades. Yeah. Either way, still trying to
Crazy, isn't it?
aggress, but after the push has already been spotted.
Freak.
You talked about that one sheriff. It's lurking alone on the other side of the map. Unfortunately for Sue,
Nope, it
it's
didn't
not
do
the
anything.
Reina, though. So it won't be a situation where I think you're going to see
I can check
Kados
the logs
aggressively
again, but
fighting
it
that one. I
didn't
think
do
as the
anything. I didn't
lurker,
see
he
any
wants to be a
uploads
little
from
bit
it, but
more
I'll check the
careful.
audit log one more time.
Oh no.
Stazo, though, that wasn't careful at all.
He's not looked both ways before crossing the street, and that's a big mistake to make. The rest of the squad stacked up on this B site, and that's exactly where Koi intend to take this. The tank
No creation
drawing their ire
and no
to start. Actually avoids the stun,
deletion.
gives him a chance to take down Camo. Where's the rest of the team? Where's the flash?
Maybe because
No,
the
you
day is
know he
already
put it.
there. I don't
Just
know
a
what
dry
you're
peek
telling
is a
him to
big
delete or
mistake.
not,
Great
but
damage done. Whalers grabs the finish, and it
it's
looks
on
like
Friday
it might happen
already.
again.
Maybe because
It's
I'm
left
doing
to
it,
just
it's
tack
not
us,
doing it.
But he's upgraded himself. Now
But
on
I
a
did mine
Bulldog
at
with
1, I don't
Shados,
know.
20 seconds on the clock, still to cross the site. Takas doesn't know that, but now he spotted him, and once again, there's a pay save card thrifty from Mates. I brought it up, but by God, I didn't think we'd get to see it. That is devastating.
Why do all the people in
Can we
Huge
delete
Cinematic
this
Universe
round
have nice
again?
voices?
Like, just from
I
the
don't
VOD
have a
so that,
nice
like,
voice. I
when
have a good
people go back
microphone.
to watch this later, they don't have to witness this. Like, it's just
Like
so
Dunkel said.
rough from Koi. Like, there was a stun that went through initially, but then it was nothing.
They just stepped out of the way.
Yeah, they moved out the way. Then the rest of the team just, it was like in single file, just giving these fights over to the crossfire of the pistols. Again, like
What
Stazo
microphone?
just not checking any of the angles. You know that they're going to take risks in this sort of
unbranded.
round.
Because, you know,
For Mates, of course, again,
it's
they
a watch party.
capitalize
I'm sure they
off
got
of the
their,
mistakes
like,
of their opponents, but
I don't actually know which ones they're
I think it would
repping,
be
but
madness to
I know
say
they're
that there
repping
were
something.
massive mistakes. And again, it's Koi putting themselves with a big advantage at the beginning of this game. The thing that's so frustrating is they invest a lot. They put 4 rifles on the board each time, and still it ends like this. It just looks so rough.
I mean, it's the kind of round, honestly, Tom, all cards shown on the table, if they go out with 3 players dead, we're going to be like, it's a round on the board, but is it a win? Well, that certainly wasn't. And now they've walked right into Natang.
Yeah.
3
It should go
kills
like this.
quickly as can be. And yeah,
There's a lot of good microphones out there anyways. You don't need my specific one or Huge's or anyone's.
Easy.
I would say less that a good microphone. It's more that you know how to use your microphone.
Yeah.
Let's talk about not the microphone. I can tell you what goes into my microphone that makes it sound good, and it's less the fact that it's a good microphone. For one, the gain is not set super high. A high gain means it picks up feedback, it picks up background noise, it picks up so much audio that it makes it sound
big performance in some of these rounds.
Staticky.
He's got himself a showstopper. So
secondly,
even heavier weapery in play,
your microphone is too far away from your face. Your microphone needs to be close to your face with a low gain. So in that first point, it's not picking up all the noises that happen between your face and the microphone or any other noise behind it. So when you have your microphone close to your mouth, right? My microphone is literally right in front of my mouth, less than an inch away. It has a pop filter. To be fair, you should also have a pop filter, but it needs to be really close to your face. If it can't be close to your face, the next important thing is a consistent distance from your face to your microphone at all times. It doesn't necessarily have to be right up against your face. You lose quality because of it, but if it's constantly changing distance between your face and your microphone,
still needs to do more.
The low gain setting that I mentioned does not work. The low gain needs to be consistent, so your volume boosting on your software side or whatever can be set accordingly. If you are constantly shifting positions, like you're now an inch away, you're now a foot away, you're now 3 feet away, the levels will sound wrong all the time and will not sound good because it won't pick it up or it'll pick up too much. I had this issue running production for the podcast when we had to interview like 8 captains or whatever. All of their microphones were differently set up. So first I have to balance the audio. But secondly, all of them were constantly changing how they sounded on their microphone. So it didn't actually matter how I balanced their audio. Their volume changed immediately after because they now moved closer to the microphone, or they moved further away from the microphone. So I had to, in post again, change the volume they set up, or lower the volume they set up. So I'd say the biggest important points is, despite whatever quality your microphone is, it needs to be close to your face with a not super high gain. Let me clarify, it doesn't have to be low gain necessarily, but it doesn't have to be it can't be a super high gain because it'll pick up too much background noise. And it needs to be a consistent distance from your face. And you need to spin, like, lastly, it's less important, but you should be speaking in a consistent volume no matter what. Yes, you can change the volume of your voice on occasion because sometimes you might yell or you might be quiet, but the overall general volume should be the same. You need to learn, if you can learn to normalize your volume on your own, it makes, if you're trying to be like a content creator or whatever, your editor will have a much easier time dealing with your audio. People who will have you in voice calls on like, you don't have to balance your audio all the time anymore, like me running podcasts, for instance. And all these little things make your microphone sound good. It doesn't even have to be a good one. I keep saying that. Your microphone does not need to be expensive. It does not need to be good. It helps, right? But it needs to be set up properly. A good microphone will sound like garbage.
Try their best to keep
If you have, if this microphone, here, let me do it.
It's not even going to be an option.
Back in.
The prey comes Takas.
I kept going back out.
Kill of the round.
Sounds like hot dick. All right, it's like garbage.
Man, Starzo is fuming watching that. He's like, that's what I was trying to do.
Doesn't matter how good your microphone is.
on the other side, so Takas gets the shot off.
I keep saying that. There's more about the other thing.
Good awareness in Gravino. Great trade in the open, and well, the last one's just going to look ridiculous. Yeah, wide swing. You had a teammate there to support too, to take the first bullet, sponge it up. Now, okay, for Koi, things get better now. They've got a lot. They've got a Rolling Thunder, Showstopper.
Yeah, I'll never recommend the super expensive microphone. Mine was
could be huge in a round like this.
50, I think, 120. I think it's cheaper. You can also buy them secondhand. But you can also get away with a $30 microphone as long as you set it up properly.
He might get caught again, and he will. He is having a nightmare day. The recovery ball.
I think the biggest concern is people think an expensive microphone will fix your audio. It will not fix your audio. A correct setup will fix your audio. Firstly and foremost. The quality of your voice will change with a better microphone. But the actual audio quality is more dependent on your setup.
Swinging, waiting for the re-aggression. Koi make the right decision. Look, a lunatic raise pushes mid, gets your teammate. Everybody swing. Look for the trade. Catch them while they're in the open. But they're in the open, but not vulnerable to those attacks. One round on the board for Koi, and it's not likely to double anytime soon. They attempt to plant here on the A site. At least I assume they will. Having control from Shados buys them some space. Damage done on Whalers, it's certainly possible.
Yeah, I'm looking at Shados here. He's got to try and find a timing. He's the player with...
I would say audio is probably like the first thing people care about the most when they watch people.
They've been difficult to stop.
Your video quality, your actual stream quality could be really low. It doesn't really matter, but having a nice audio setup is super important. People care a lot about
makes things more competitive,
how
but Kadabra immediately swings things, and now it's left
sounds when they listen to it.
Doesn't even connect the burst, and the immediate swing from Kadabra again. It doesn't even look uncomfortable at any stage of this round as mates continue to increase that lead.
I think in the 2v4 they played it
who's mentioned it on stream.
Look
like,
at this mid push though.
Video quality is important, but it's second to your audio.
Who was swinging out to protect the tank? There's another player there. There's just no way for them to find those kills cleanly without winning major duels. That
your audio is a fundamental.
5-1 and a timeout called by Koi. They can feel this game slipping out of their grasp. and they have to seize it back.
There are a lot of
5
USB
ultimates coming into the next
microphones
round
out there
and a full
nowadays
buy.
that are like
It
on
really
par.
feels like now or never. Certainly with
You
how
do not
confidently
need
Gentlemates
the
have
super
been taking
expensive
these
stuff.
rounds.
But this is where I'd like to see them go to.
I got it because I like
go for an
I like
explosive take into
consumerism.
that A side. Like, we haven't really seen that yet. It's
I
mostly been
enjoy
lobs in that
purchasing
direction. You got
goods for
5 ults,
myself.
So you can literally use a showstopper and a
But
nightfall to
you
get
don't
you
really
in.
need it.
You can use a Viper's Pit to close the round. That's fine. In these scenarios where they look down in the dumps and they get
Yeah, when you're
pushed
doing like
every single
recordings for
round with
singing and
some
like
different
production
play,
and stuff like
do
that, sure,
something to
it's
turn
more
the tide,
way
do
more important now.
something
Like,
to quell that
obviously,
momentum. And, well, the pause in itself will help, just because
you have a
every
very
single thing that Mace have been doing so far
clear
has turned
difference
to gold. Like, you do
in,
talk about the pistols
use.
to take them second, but I think the last round was much more of a worrying sign for the side of Koi when you're able to walk mid, have supportive play defending behind, and basically just, as I said, they ended the round in 20 seconds flat.
It's just a formality from that point, really. As the final seconds tick down, let's see what Koi have been cooking.
yes, the Raging Fish. That's exactly what I was talking about. If everyone else
lots of players
sees what
here.
Raging Fish just said,
$40
$40 microphone. Sounds great as long as you set it up
right
correctly.
Up behind is Grabinho.
That's what matters.
He's managed to sneak up behind with his ultimate, grab 2 kills, and leave Gentlemates down and out of the round. In the first 20, it seemed like they
I will
won
say,
the last
Alex,
round.
the
Well,
reason
now
why
Koi
you can
returned
tell the
favor.
difference is because
4 versus
all the
2.
microphones
I'll
you
say
use
a
are
near
firstly
unlosable position for
set
them.
up correctly,
Takas has the operator.
and then
If
the
given
quality of
chances,
the microphone
he will most
matters.
certainly take them.
But the
Now,
setup
there's
was
no
already
need
consistent to begin
overextend
with
on
for
this
you.
attacking side.
Everyone else here, it doesn't matter what
They want
microphone
to,
they
they can
get
take the
when the
risk.
setup
The
sucks.
operator, obviously the most expensive piece on the table. Going to actually throw that away from the rifle. The belief that they can win it is there, and at this stage I don't really blame them. But angles need to be cleared. Koi have decided it's better to play this one as a group, although the swing's a little bit disjointed. It turns things back into a winnable position. The crossfire, though, should be impenetrable, although again, there's an individual duel. Once more, it starts to fall apart a little bit, but Starzo just looking at it by that time. Nightfall, as the defuse is just being stuck, trying to go all the way, and eventually the runaround will be enough for Starzo to win the round. It turns out it was unlosable, but only just.
Only just. You run it back without those ultimates online, I'm not sure what we get to see. But Grabinho's teleport straight through to the spawn, undetected. You know, all eyes were on Camo. They even managed to deal with him just the 1-for-1 trade, but as we said, the chaos, that's where he's able to thrive. And the fact that those openings, Tom, lead to a situation like this, ultimately a 50-50 for Takas. He can't hear anymore. He doesn't know what side he's being pushed on, and he just guesses wrong. But if he guesses right, Tom, I almost feel like he wins that round. Here's another chance for him, and again, the opening pick, Takas onto Camo.
They peeked before the orb, right? Yeah. They peeked before it. They like...
That was a haircut.
You expected him to be there, and still the utility was just too little too late. That's your star player. That's Camo gone. Kadabra now, look, they're so confident at this point. Able to find those jewels again. A gap found by Grabinho, but still the advantage is kept. Not able to cross to the site just yet.
It's perfect.
Grabinho up above, but that operator now honed in on the angle. Gonna be smoked off, but in the meantime, Heaven being reclaimed. Grabinho, what a play from him. Around the look done. And he might be able to win it all on his own. What a play.
Back-to-back rounds for this man. Not just his ultimate used last, but this time, the shrouded step up to Heaven, the sneak through.
Yeah, close. It's not for this match.
Completely by surprise. Again, it's just so disjointed in some of these early
I'm a
fights.
professional Gamba runner, all right? I know what I'm doing.
They walk out on B without any supportive utility. It was a stun and then just straight walking it out.
This is too loud. Let me turn that down.
No one close by. Those are the sort of synergy issues I just don't
You
expect
gotta hear
to
all that.
see here in VCT, but Koi have certainly struggled at times. An individual bails them out though. Now to 3, and wow, big ultimate from Takas. That is all 5 players sided. And an ultimate used by Grabinho, but certainly spotted. He's committed to it. Takas is committed right up behind. 2 kills before he falls, but that may be enough. Whalers even knows this teleport was committed. He knows there's a player behind. You're not going to fall for this twice, but the paranoia, it does a lot to get Grabinho into the site. Plant can now be found, and a 3v3 after. The danger's the rolling thunder, but that's gone too.
Wanting to try and Be the hero ends up falling a little earlier on. The tank is just sending it over the top. Thankfully, there's a trade. Well, Starzo will have the second as well. It's scrappy. It's somewhat insane at times, but hey, Koya climbing back into this game, I guess.
Oh, God, he went for a hero landing on the site. That was ridiculous. And hell, I sort of start to believe once I see him going
Guess
forward.
whose pizza is
the way
going?
the game's being
Yours, because you ate it?
Boy, recovering on this one as well. And again, this, we didn't get to see this. This is ridiculous. Full commits and just grabs two, looking the other way. Paranoia was dispensed as well. Gorgeous stuff.
It's not devastating if they ate it.
It's
like
one of the most ambitious things I've ever seen. Maybe he thought the
It's
planter
still
was
here.
alone. I mean,
Emote
they
is
saw
still
two
here.
players run.
Huge dust.
He saw two players run
Huge
down
dust.
elbow. So I don't know where his mind was at, but hey, sometimes you got to just throw it at the wall and see if it sticks. This time it didn't.
Seems like 50% of the coaching staff now believe that Koya are going to be winning this game.
You may be.
The other is Barbar, who looked lost. I've never seen anyone look more confused, but Eros is in full belief.
Good pit. They have a gate crash on site as well. It's used right here. Takas finds Starzo, but the pit hasn't been cleared. Still, Takas causing problems on the site. Are they going to go out of this? Shados could take a huge risk by stepping out of the pit. He's a bit of a thorn in the side of this squad, but Takas, he's going straight in. Nice reaction by Shados, turning on a dime. But the tank pulls it right back, grabs a rifle out of this. The two players to root out of position, has to tap it, but the paranoia forces him back in the spams. Well, that should end the round. He doesn't have time to bait both into the open. The stun, still not the kill, and it's time to get out. He's weighted by Grabinho as well. 5-5 in a well-earned round for Koi.
Yeah, I think they might be starting to actually explore that map a little bit more. I said it earlier that the A side just had gone untouched for the majority of this game, but now
I hope everyone is enjoying the
some of the stars
match. It's not really my cup of tea. I'm waiting for the next one, but it is still entertaining regardless.
Being able to stay within that pit. Come on. And from what was a dominant position, 5-1 up, we now find the scoreline equalized. Still had moments from Takas, no doubt, but this buy is not a particularly good one for the side of Gentlemates.
Oh, you've been caught. That gate crash used the bail. Back over towards the A side. Koi seem to have their sight set there. A bit of mid-aggression from them, some noise made, smokes down, and then they back off. Moving instead towards this A side, but look at the reposition from Takas. For a moment, it looked like he was going back over to the B site, perhaps supporting mid, but instead he's found his way to this familiar spot. He's caused problems before with an off. Now with Bayaz down, he's the only problem for this squad, and now he's spotted. Flash used, but he's not able to get much done in the back. All players tucked in and away. Takas running out of opportunities. He'll wait for the retake to commence. 4 versus 5. Koi have earned themselves a post plant.
Just looking at the tag with 2 blast packs of the judge.
Oh, we know what's happening.
Oh, he's going to try and clear the closer angles. I was expecting a full send out heaven, but I guess maybe deciding otherwise.
A blast pack through elbow now. And Paranoia used as well to lead the way. It's gorgeous, but Camo still lands the shot. And Starzo cleaning up the plate. 6-5 now for Koi. Really impressive resurgence, Tom. This map started out in absolutely abysmal form. I had almost no faith in them recovering those early stumbles, but they've certainly started to put the pieces together, and it all started with that round where they 5 ults online.
Yeah, and Andaluthia flawless as well. Starting to keep things a little bit cleaner. I'm also curious. I'm not sure if I'm losing my mind, but I saw for a second.
You guys gotta earn your points somehow, right? Like, don't forget, you gotta type stuff.
In my head, I went,
I'm a big proponent of earning your hooge
and then I
bucks.
realized,
If you guys don't want to earn your hooge bucks, I'm out of here.
I don't really have an answer for that one. I'll be honest with you. Big play on attack gas, and he's only good for 1. Damage done, though, allows the follow-up from the tank, but the trades, it comes out even. Down to the 2 versus 2 with the position for Whalers. Now
I'm all about them
spotted.
hooge bucks.
They know that he's here. The Prowler's even giving it away.
I'm a professional hooge buck enthusiast.
The shrouded step gets him out of dodge. Jados doesn't know where he's gone and doesn't know where Kadavra is. At least suspects that the orb in a good position, but what does Kata do? Does he decide to step right through it? The toxin's failing. Make that a null and void point. He's tucked in. Oh, although might be about to give away his position. He's right on the edge of Shados's vision. but just about obscured. They're waiting for that first point of contact.
I need all 140 of you to be tight. Okay, that's a little excessive. But you get the idea.
Big round from Gentlemates with early aggression. They managed to finally break that Koi win streak.
Yeah, it's a nice little mirrored half. If you fold it perfectly, it fits together. It's yeah, very peculiar. I don't think I've casted a game like
Beef
this
and
before,
cheese, Prime
from
subscription.
sort of dominance to dominance.
Thank you for the Prime subscription.
A bit in the middle where I feel like both teams won some very
16, holy shit.
peculiar
Me for a
rounds.
while, huh?
They are a little bit, you know, but you're playing against Gentlemates. You have to kind of expect that.
6-6. Now back onto that attack. That's where Mates had themselves an 11-1 half when they played versus GX. As I said, this is looking like a very different game, but even the first half was a half of two halves, so who knows? Maybe this is where the tide will change again.
It's the second round I'm more interested in at this stage, Tom.
I just can't think that Koi will lose a third round like that.
But you know, I didn't think they'd lose a second round like that, Tom.
True.
And well,
Playing a game yourself?
witness it
Alright, well,
anyways.
it's
Again,
fine then.
Harder to do on the attack. We'll see if there's even a position for them. They'd have to find the pistol.
Look, I just gave you all the
Good at
opportunity. If you don't want to type anything for your huge bucks, that's on you.
Spread quite nicely with a gate crash still to be worked with over towards the B side, at least for the time being.
And if you're okay with that, I'm okay with
Their
that.
opponents use some of their own. Gate crash is used. Now B is the new target. 3 players
You're too
stacked up.
sleepy? Okay, I'll give you a
I
pass.
mean, a fairly well sold fake.
Sometimes
Look
I'm
at the
too
positions on B.
sleepy as
They are
well.
off site, just conceding the space.
Yeah, I'm looking at that paranoia though. They've held on to that utility for a reason. It seems like the plan from Koi was to go for the retake, look to play this one as more of a unit. Still having themselves a snake bite as well. They'll be able to clear the back corner, but as we know, Mates like to be disruptive.
I still need to think of what we can spend the points on, so we can brainstorm right now if you want. I want people to be able to spend their huge bucks because a lot of the huge buck stuff was for like
once he sees them,
huge related things, right?
doing the same, but they've seen him.
Get a VOD
them down
review,
below.
get a live,
A big
you
opening
know,
kill
viewer
from
ranked
hand
on
that
stream
usually
or whatever.
causes so much
Chess. I
damage on
removed
the
a
way
lot of
back
those
in, but
things.
now it's the
I'm
tank
thinking
taking that role. 2
what
kills, nade dispense.
non-huge
Fabinho
related
down
or
to 20, barely
quote-unquote,
holding
or
onto
I
the
guess
corner.
adjacent
Starzo tries to take
under
that
peer
space
related
instead,
things
but
can we
he's
use
shut
to
down.
spend the money
And
on?
Shadow left to do it all.
Right.
That crosshair not
I
getting
had
the bullets
Dunkel
to the
implement
head
the
just
gifted
yet.
tier 2 as an
Although he
automated
finds it
system. Technically,
eventually.
we already had it before
It's a little
to
bit
have
too
people
late.
drop their huge bucks.
Gentlemates take this pistol. We'll see if Koi can perform that same round 2 upset.
I'm hoping, for my sanity's sake, that they can't. It looks like they're putting a little bit more investment in on that defensive side.
But you know, like if we got some other
Well,
methods
we've
to
seen
do,
both teams
I'm
sort of go
open to it. Invest in
multiple
huge bucks.
rifles.
Isn't that
Yeah,
just gambling?
That's what. Just that
Like, just
little
betting
bit
on
of
the
gun
team
showing
whenever we
gave
open
up
the
game, but
prediction?
it didn't matter in the end. The tank having a big round, and well, it seems like maybe it did matter to the side of Gentlemates. They're actually
Top
going to take
everyone,
themselves
yeah.
a pause
Viewer
here,
co-cast?
which
Absolutely
I will
not.
say is odd. I've not seen many teams win a pistol. I think if
I
I
don't trust
expected
any
any team
people.
to do that, it would be Koi.
Yeah. After how this series has gone so far, that might not be a bad call. For Mates, maybe they're looking at it like, let's not pull a Koi, right? Let's make sure that we follow through 2 in a row.
Let's not coin that term.
Hey, listen, show me the stats. Who does it the most? I think it might be
I don't
them.
think you'll like that, because if you include last split, I think Liquid will be up there as well.
I don't care. But let's take out the foot games.
Oh, okay, okay. It's convenient.
Without Ada Captain on the server,
We're
who
gonna
does it the most?
abstain certain data. That sounds... Are you running for office?
Stop the count. Gentlemate's game.
Using
7
huge
to
bucks to
6, so we
sponsor a
don't know.
team. Can
It
you
could go that
explain
little
what that
further. Koi
means?
might be
And
able
I
to
could think
upset
about
them here, but
implementing it.
realistically
Can you
they're saving
explain
the
what
credits for the next
sponsoring
round.
a team
I really
means?
can't overstate how rare it is to see those second round buys find the level of success Mates have been able to show us here. Now, for them, 3 rifles, 2 pistols. There's also a pretty big margin for error. They lose 2 players, and that's still not the end of the world for them. So in terms of damage and impactful damage,
As in,
out
you
of Koi,
attach your
we
name
need
to
see
them
that
as a
drop from lot
sponsor.
of players.
I feel like I'm still missing something.
Counter. Both teams held, and
You could
unfortunately that was where
change your
trap
like
was
nickname
planned for.
already, which we don't technically say you should, but
bait someone into that fight, but it's
You could always have done that.
Gentlemates. Not overextending.
For the clout, like you spent this money to support the team.
By that defense.
Okay, I guess the question is, are you expecting anything in return for
when he was
this
playing the Cypher
to
in the
sponsor
last
the
map,
team? Like, what is your? Are you expecting a return for this at all?
Yep.
None? Okay, I'm not sure how we would set that up.
I mean, this seems to be a,
are you saying like, what do you need? Do you need anything from it back, or like we got a sponsor list? Like, I'm trying to think why someone would spend the money for it. Because this needs to be something given back to you. Maybe not in like a reward, but like, oh, your name is on this page or whatever, right?
There's the other one. Those are the guys getting more aggressive.
But like, I'm trying to figure out why someone would want
got much to lose,
to do that.
Orbs to gain. Just Starzo left. If he can drop 2 players, they'll feel that hurt, but
putting a banner, we cheer for Team XCY on stream. Maybe. That's something I would have to talk to with like the graphic designers as well, because it's.
I like the fact that they have the sort of.
If something needs to go on stream, it needs to be like
just information
designed as well. It's not just so simply.
Will end up going down for Gentlemates.
Yeah, we should have something on the stream. It needs to now be designed. And that's. I'm not saying we can't do that. We definitely could do that. I'm just trying to think.
The biggest story.
How much work would need to be done to do an idea? We saw CTS. We do.
A little bit quicker this time.
Yeah, that's a fair call. You can't let mates string together all those rounds, and Koi putting their credits on the line here and now. Defensive side. Look at the map. Doesn't seem like there's going to be any early aggression out of this squad. Perhaps it could be Camo going down on mid, but they are backed off. Going to allow mates to.
Okay, I guess I still need more help from you all because I'm not a designer and I don't really understand the idea. I'm more like saying I am willing to pitch these ideas, but
not sure what you can do on the back
like,
of that space, but it does draw the
where
eye
would
of
it
the player. Then it's smoked off, and they're straight through to the site. Flash for back.
Does it go on stream? Does it affect your name in the chat? Does like your name is
now just 2 away.
It has
from
like
the showstopper. It could even come into play in
an
this
icon
round.
next to it or something.
A lot of dangers to avoid on the way into B.
Yeah. Knowing the tank, he's going to get an orb one
I'm
way
not
or
smart
another.
enough for all this, but I'm willing to pitch it.
Already forcing him into
I just
the
don't
open,
know
the spam, doing
how
a lot.
much would need to go into
Takes
it.
down Kadabra, and in fact, there's a few
Text
low
and
players
overlay?
now
Maybe.
for the side of mates. This retake
Text where though?
looking good so far.
And like, is it a
Hero
rolling
needed
thing,
already.
or is like,
Camo's
I think I would have to like
trying to
enable
fight back
team
alongside
versus
players,
team
but they are being picked
setting
apart.
first, right?
And now the in-game lead has to
And
try
then it'd be
fight
like
versus 3, and it isn't going to be happening. A stellar retake from the side
when the
of Koi.
team versus team thing is
They'll
up,
clean that one up
each
nicely.
supporter shows
But
up
that's it. That was
as like a
bonus. It's
rolling
still, again, a stronger
thing.
bonus
Like
than,
at the
say,
top,
some
it
weaker
rolls
weaponry,
each
but
supporter's name for that team.
it's still going to be a comfortable
Maybe.
buy-in for the next round.
I have to say, Gravino's been really impressing me. I thought first round of Sunset, he was fantastic
I
with the
don't know,
utility he put out since then.
Remember, it doesn't just have to
It
be
was hit or
underpure
miss on
related.
that
We could
map.
do something
But
completely
here,
out of
I feel
left
like
field.
in a
As
lot
like
of the rounds where they have needed
these redemption
somebody to
points
step
go
up,
towards
he's
something
been the
else.
one.
Like
He
we
kicked off
implemented
with 2 rounds in a
TTS
row, the win streak
and
that they had in
the
that last
emoji
half,
thing.
which is a large reason of why it's even close right now. I think at least like close to half the rounds, he's the main player I look to for the reason they took it across the line.
Oh my god. How did he die?
Again.
Oh my god.
Seems like the plan from TACAS is to.
If the
throw
team wins,
utility
it could
across
be a
the map,
credit
sell it as
scroll.
a bit of a ruse.
I kind of like that.
Don't think it's massively changed.
Team wins, we roll like a credit reel, like
Koi
this.
applying.
These people
I said, I feel like the
spent
last
huge
map
bucks to
was where they
support
were
that team or
incredibly
whatever. That's a good idea.
overreactive to what their
I think that's a
opponents were
decent
doing, and
idea.
it ended up costing them. And this map, early days, but they definitely look a little bit more comfortable.
Time to jump.
I'm overthinking this, but the fact that he uses the decoy at the start of every round, it makes me really want to see him just run at the start of the round in a straight line. Just fake decoy it.
But they're shooting it each round. So.
They didn't shoot it last round, you know, so it's sort of like you feel it out, like a 50-50 chance I get the play, you know? I'd love to see it, but I don't know that we ever will.
And the tank is one off a showstopper. Whalers is going to rotate in. The defense
I would
is already
definitely,
on the move, and it puts pressure onto Grabinho, but he has been
I would
thriving
definitely
under
do it.
He
Seems like a
dodges
pretty
the stun.
simple. No, I guess
Already manages to drop a second man as the lone defender.
I'm
He's
in
done an
for it.
excellent job. Takes out the tank as well, so no showstopper coming up this round. And for the defense, well, they managed a 5v5 retake just last round. Now they have a 4-on-3.
One kill from Camo, and
this
round's
team
over.
is sponsored by these
I think they'll use
Discord
it just to
supporters,
finish the round off.
and then it shows
Well, no kills
the
for
credit
Camo,
reel
a
or
kill for
whatever.
everybody else, so that'll do the job. No need to pull that rocket launcher out, and in fact, the defuse, well, they're debating who it's going to, and it looks like Rolling
I mean, we
Thunder
could
is
think
the
about
choice.
actual like numbers and shit later.
Makes sense
but
as well. If you're going to
seems
send a player
interesting
forward
enough.
to grab an orb even, you ain't going to do it with Shadow before you do it with Camo.
Yeah, he might take an early fight, but also there's the... It's what they would probably prefer in the retakes, because that's a lot of what the game plan has been for Koi. I think both ults are effective, but that's one that can create some pretty awkward scenarios for the defense. And while it is starting to look a little bit awkward, 2 rounds cleanly taken from Koi. Economy will start now to build, and I guess the main threat, again, that showstopper, but I'm always going to look at the Guardian of Takas. This guy just seems so clean with that weapon in particular. Again, bring out a little bit of utility towards this A site, but I think Koi now just watch it go by and go, okay, that's there, that's cool.
Lurk on A hasn't found any success. Dropped immediately in a round like this. That's where you really want to be able to thread the needle.
Okay.
Push up spotted. They know that Takas is close, ready for the fight with Shados. Well handled, dodges the stun nade combo. Not the first part, but the main part. Nade not doing damage to him. Now, you're in a bit of an awkward spot in this attack, blocked out by that utility for another few seconds. Once it goes down, you ain't gonna be using that showstopper unless a few kills go
yeah,
your
the
way.
highest bidder.
For Gentlemates, they see some guns on the floor. One of those was Takas' moments ago, but it is far out of reach with Shados locking down the control. Another Andaluthia flawless, and now the lead in Koi's hands.
Yeah, not seeing that same success when they steamrolled GX last time out. It was only 1 round that GX managed on the defense, whereas mates were almost flawless. A lot of that came down to Kada, and we've not seen that success just yet. Still early in the half, but he was able to find a lot on lurks, even have impact on opening kills and clutches.
Yeah, it's just hard.
But right now, it seems like Koi
I want more things to spend my hooch bucks on, because I am viewer incarnate. I love watching streams. I love spending points and all that jazz, but
again,
I'm not the one to develop these ideas. I just think they're cool.
Still, Camo is only 1 away. There's been a couple of rounds where he just hasn't been able to get a kill. But now Shados is only a couple away as well.
Hasn't been able to get a kill, but also hasn't died, so.
Yes, exactly.
He'll take that. That's a win. Koi. I'm worried about the showstopper. We saw it used very early on by Camo in the same position, going straight up through mid, and I feel like it's moments away from the tank popping it. Once they take this control, Decoy leading the charge. It's first around the corner, and look, again, they avoided. Can you just imagine, Tom? What if that was Takas? He'd be on B right now. But no.
Right.
It's not to be.
Again, they're trying to sell these fakes. They're trying to push and pull their opponents. They send that decoy up. It makes a player go towards B. Then they run towards the vents. But the thing is, Koi are now re-aggressing, taking map control of their own. Grabinho, I think he's just spotted a pixel.
Technically we have the emoji thing. That's a tier 3 reward
There's
only,
still a
but
second man. They don't even know. The Shadows is just waiting around this corner. The showstop finally eliminated him, but the round's done. It's already over. They used an ultimate to clear a player, and he took 3 before they even got close.
And he damn well was close to taking the tank as well. If he's 2 meters further back, he's got enough time for 1 or 2
booting
more
a Valorant.
bullets.
Hell
Wow.
yeah.
What a round. I said
10
Grabinho's been
left.
responsible for a lot of the big rounds out of Koi so far. He still hasn't got his kill.
He still hasn't
Or is
seen
dead.
anyone.
He's just, oh, there we go. He's got an orb. So
Hey.
he finally got it. He's just bored at this point. But hell, you'll take a win, even if it comes with a bit of boredom, because your teammates are cleaning up. This is so impressive. Continuation of the spray into the swing of Whalers.
Shados is that guy who's at the very front
Flash
of the
tries
cinema.
the accent you
He's
want.
got neck pain just from watching that. Timeout for Gentlemates. 4 rounds in a row. As I said, we've seen streaks already throughout this map. It wouldn't be impossible for them to turn the tide, but this has looked a little bit stale, a little bit stagnant. And again, they're trying to do what they did on the last map. They're trying to go for these plays, condition their opponents into rotating, and because they haven't had any success, Koi are just sitting there. They're not falling for any of the fake outs. They're not falling for any of the TPs.
I don't want that. I don't want that.
And they're even re-aggressing now. They're getting more and more confident as the rounds go on, like taking that B main control late in the round, knowing that there wasn't anybody there in the last part. The mid control wasn't really... That was the thing. That was a full mid take where they get Vents control and even get towards B heaven, and then Junamates give it all up to go back to B, but they don't know what control they've lost.
Yeah, it's those gaps, the fog of war in play.
How many advantages we have? We have a lot.
Here on the attack to find value. 4 in a row. Some off defuses, some off time, some off kills.
So
I
made a channel for this. I'm not gonna remember all of this shit. So I want you people to like go to this.
That'd be a tough turnaround.
Like submit a thought out huge point thing so I can like submit it to the dev and like design team. Because I'm not gonna remember anything from this chat. I'll be honest with you.
They are fighting for a third map, fighting to take us all the way to Lotus. For now, a 2-round lead, 3 more to go.
Spike drop. Well, they're gonna know that Bears is there, that's for sure. Again, a similar hold from Koi.
There. Bring them down.
Thank you for going live. You're welcome.
Extra information from Starzo. Their assistant coach was saying he's going crazy. Thank you, Kukuku. And it does seem like he's looking to do that here.
Reminder, Fnatic versus Carmine Corp prediction is up. It is happening after this match.
It's all a fake.
Not this game, but after this match. Maybe it goes third game.
For this heaven split to come through.
I know people care a lot about the Fnatic versus Carmine Corp game matches.
And Rubinho again with the pressure on his back. Showstopper. Out of camo. Oh, it's a nice shot, but too far away by an inch. Cadaver survives on 13. That's the spike still under their control.
They're going back
and
again.
A fake
They're so
towards
lost.
A fake back towards B. Taka's taking space in the spawn, and now they're back towards B again. It has been like a yo-yo, and all the while, Grabinho is still sat here, still waiting. Taka's doing everything he can, but 12 seconds left. The spike needs to be planted. Grabinho's already found the first, and he's looking for more, but the plant's undeniable at this point. And as he extends out to stop it, he's dropped. Starzo, the last man standing. 1 versus 3, some damage done, and utility not in play for these attackers. But in heads-up aim duels, they've got the bodies to pull this across the line, and the time ticking down. The flank from Kadavra using his low HP to avoid the fight, but he might be needed. In fact, he will be. The one that closes out the round. A narrow margin for Mates, a little bit of chaos in the mid-round, but they got there in the end.
4-month Discord sub, hell yeah.
It was chaos. I think it just comes down to, again, Takas with that Sheriff. I went a little bit quiet, but
you can also. I don't mind it necessarily. You can do whatever you want. Make your own post.
That was the problem. Other than that, I think this round falls apart. Like you can see, if you watch where Kadavra is on the map with the spike, he's going back and forth the entire round. Doesn't know where they're going. It wasn't like a clean call this time, but when a player is able to pop off like that, it's definitely going to help them out. And well, it seems like Koya want to hit rewind on that one and try and bring something into this next round, because that was a rough one to lose.
Yeah, it was a tough one. It really was, and with 1 round in between them now, Mates are hot on their heels. Credits are still good on that defensive side.
Yeah.
They're a little streak of rounds and
How many rounds did
Andalusia flawless. Yeah, right? They certainly got some cash still to work with, some weaponry still in the bank, and even a round loss here, they'll be able to bounce back for another buy round. So they have quite a bit of runway ahead of them, but they need to be very careful not to stall out. This is the time to put that engine up to 7th gear. I think that higher is better, right? I don't know how to drive.
Sure.
Cars have 7 gears.
I think a lot of them will have 6.
Damn
but it would depend on the car.
It's a special car. It's a
really
fast one.
You have to you put the gears up the faster you're going, so you have to already be going fast to
if you just hit 7, you ain't going anywhere.
Yeah, no, if you hit 7th, you'd probably break your car.
Right, okay. Well,
if you just started and then just tried to go straight into 7th gear, you're not going anywhere.
There is a reason I don't drive. I like this for Grabinho. He's going straight in. He was on 7th gear, but he did stall out. I'm learning.
That's a good start to the round. He's definitely a player that you want to pick off. Again, though, it's not just going to be sitting pretty for the side. Boy. They managed to clear the site with the Omen ultimate. That will give them a lot of information that the back is already clear. Gonna try and push into this one, give the space over. The game of chicken in middle could be everything. But with a rolling thunder on either side, mainly going to come down to who can clutch this one out. That's actually going to work out. Shadow peaks, and now they're still waiting for Kadabra. Starzo so patient with it that this now becomes a man advantage. Spike still not planted. Do they check a corner again? There's been so many off angles, and they're using their ultimates. They're trying to clear absolutely everything. This man is still sat there, still waiting, just looking for the moment to strike. There's no way that Starzo is going to peak this. There's absolutely no chance they have any idea. He's just waiting for the right moment to try and strike. It's only going to be one though. A snapshot back from Shados, and still Koi will win the round.
Oh, that is devastating. Takas is going to be kicking himself. He had everything, the trigger discipline to let them pass.
Always kill Shados first.
That's it.
He's got the fastest reactions on the server.
He spun on a dime, heard that first shot, went, that's not one of my boys. Immediately on him. Oh man, I mean, that was a round-winning play. 9 times out of 10, you walk out with a success there. In fact, they took so long to go through and he still didn't fire. It was ridiculous. They're waiting for Kata. They're biding their time on the way through, and look, oh, that was nasty. An extra second adjusting, the round is gone. But Koi have found themselves 11-9. I said if they lost the round, they'd be able to buy right back up. And that was true for Koi. It was not true for Gentlemates. They are left to classics on a lot of these players with 2 rifles invested where they can. Very tough one to find victory in, although one that they have a pretty high success rate up against Koi, even with weaker weapons than this.
Yeah, you're looking at Takas. He's the guy in these sort of rounds that seems to come up big. Let him off the leash. Be that little bit more aggressive again, though. Koi happy to go walkabouts. They've been claiming this orb quite regularly. The B site already locked out, and I don't think they're gonna catch much, well, other than the trip. This time, they've actually managed to dodge the haunt as well. This is gonna sell some fake information. That might just give the space over to mates, and while Takas, it's all gonna be on timing, really.
Success Takas found from top heaven was crazy in a lot of these rounds. He had the op and he had an open fight. Instead, this time it's Shadow walking backwards into Takas, who had thread the needle through the vents. He's forced down for a moment, but he'll be right back into the action with a gate crash to the A site. He's here to support. And what a nasty play by Natank. They're somehow not ready, despite the space they've conceded, for someone to be in screens. And Takas below taking an easy frag on camo. Shados, well, the pit has just fallen. And he's still close by.
You guys control yourselves or what?
For this one.
How is the game? It's going great. I'm playing it right now.
And and it's weird because I feel like in a lot of the buy rounds, Koi have been so methodical, so careful. Like, think about the loss. Okay, there was a player that went unchecked, but it was the second player they were clearing that went amiss. And then this time, it's like you have players rotating that don't have their guns out. Like, you know that you're up against pistols. You know that there's going to be riskier plays in the fashion of which Gentlemates have been doing all the way through the series, and Koi still gets caught out by them. It's a big round again from Takas. I genuinely think he's had more kills in this half in low buy rounds than he has had in rifle rounds.
You might be right. And I think it might be getting the Barbar. Just a little bit.
I don't know, he looks pretty chill. The food is still there.
It's intact.
Yeah, it's not. When that's off or flying in the air or...
Oh, we know it's going downhill.
Maybe an arrow's his face. You just see him, he's been like pied.
We'll pass it to the face. Well, 11-10. 1 round between them. Rolling Thunder for Bayaz. No other ultis online. Rifles for Koi, but credits now creeping low. Still, Shados stacked and good money on Shadow. They might be able to piece together something for the next round, but it's a matter of taste. It's like Mates set to equalize. But here on the attack, a new direction. 4, soon to be 5 players.
Maybe we'll go to Fnatic
sites on the
soon.
A side, and I don't think they've been this direct. Certainly not without mid control in a little while.
No, you can see that it's being searched for. They're looking to use these ultimates, maybe put a stun in tandem. I'm back. The site will be under their control. Rolling Thunder for the post plant. It's definitely going to be helpful with no lurks. It could be problem. Actually, yeah, they're going to use it straight away. Wanting to try and capitalize instead. Kadabra peeking. We'll put this advantage now with Koi.
Yeah, Camo dodged the ult, and well, with an AWP in hand, it's an easy kill. 2 players towards top heaven. It's mainly the tank that needs to cut this retake off up top. Whalers got Shadow through the smoke wall, drops in the tank, straight onto Grabinho. And now, a tough choice for Koi to even go for it or not. Camo, though, finding the kill, spurs them on. They need to root Bayaz out of position and have no knowledge of where he's gone. Indeed,
11-11.
That extra kill, without the overpeak, there's no way in. Koi will save, and mates have found it. 11-11, neck and neck.
Yeah, I think there's another scenario where you have to give credit to Whalers for high impact kills. After the opener went the other way, him just being able to, I think he killed, was the second guy through the smoke?
It was through the smoke. On the very left side. Look, oh, here it is.
Yeah,
and it was 175. He got him in the head, then the body. Through the wall, the first shot, I believe, would have been.
Either way, him being able to deny that attempted retake has put them back level. As I said, this game has been streaks of rounds, and they're looking to continue that. 2 more, they take this series, put themselves further up the board. Starzo, well, maybe a little bit of an opportunity, but not going to be anything.
Here. The ops back in Takas's hands, where it's found a lot of success in the same position, albeit pointed in the other direction. Ooh, nice tags. 56 HP left on Shadow. Deep flash doesn't catch close. Cat is good for the first. The other players had fallen back. The 1-to-1 trades with damage onto Shados. It's not the end of the world. I think Koi have gotten out of this one in a pretty good position. Takas was still close by. I think advantage would be with the attackers.
Shados being low is the only real problem. Camo's kept this aggressive position. It's just whether he gives it up. And look at the timing. The timing he gives it up, and then the swing out from the tank. The pre-fire, well, he's looking to clear the angle that Shados was in before. Doesn't expect the operator to be there. Both players have their smokes in hand! And the timing couldn't be better. It leaves the pressure onto Camo.
30 seconds left.
He's got every single member of Gentlemates bearing down his neck. He can feel the breath upon it, and not going to land that first shot. Has to go with the classic Whalers again. It leaves Starzo to try and save them, otherwise 12 is on the board. Might have just found a gap, found a timing. First kill goes his way. Takas is there on the swing, waiting for some form of contact. And now the C's is going to be thrown through just to try and isolate another battle. Has the information of where both players are, but they're going to peek him together. The mates take it 12, 1 away from this series being done.
It was a long road to this point, but now match and series point within their grasp. Gentlemates have stumbled in some rounds, but, well, Koi did just the same. And it seems like the narrow gap is leaning towards that attacking side now, coming into this round with a showstopper on the tank. 2 other ultimates. Well, impact will be questionable. Tough to find. And here's the thing for Koi, those kills found in the last by Camo. He picked up a few, he died, and he's now just 1 away from a showstopper of his own. Getting that online early could be huge. We'll see if he'll be able to manage that. Very tough round.
I don't need no overtime.
Still having a couple of credits left to use. So full shields and rifles. And at, well, an inopportune moment. First thing my eye went to is, where's Kata's water cup? But he hasn't done it 2 weeks in a row.
Can we see if there is pasta on the ceiling?
Koi coach cam.
I just need
to
know.
I'll see you guys in 4 hours.
On the way.
if something has gone flying in that room, because it seemed dangerously close all the way through this match. But yeah, and an opportune moment for a pause for the Gentlemates. They have continued the momentum of the last couple of rounds. A hero play, and that's the thing. It's like there are some matches where you watch it back as Koi and you go, okay, we made a slight mistake there. I think if they end up losing this on 13-11, back-to-back 13-11s, there's going to be blatantly obvious stuff that went wrong. Like clinical mistakes, losing
you
to
like
ecos
the
multiple
colors
times. Like, these are things that are more fundamental problems. if they bring it back, show their true colors, because we've seen
Is that
it
pink?
throughout the game.
Maybe I do like it. I can't tell.
I think Rubinho, again, it has been a highlight. Camo's not
Very
quite been there like he
light.
was the last time
It's
they
not good
played
enough.
this map, but it didn't go great versus Foot. It was only really him that was online. And I think Starzo definitely
That word doesn't mean a single thing, Vi.
Fade, but for now,
It's pastel
the Mates, when
pink,
they've
not
needed it,
pinky pink. It's
got the rounds
pastel
over the line. They're
pink.
pushing back
That's
into
an
Rubinho's
appropriate
grounds, though.
phrasing.
This is his chance. He has been so impressive thus far. The paranoia will only be used to slow
I like
them
pastel
down.
pink, but you
no
can't
doubt
call
that
it pinky
Whalers,
pink.
there's
I don't know
no
what the hell
stopping this
pinky.
ball
If
rolling.
someone
Mates
went
are
up to me
right
and
into
said,
the sight.
"Yeah, I like
Spike
pinky
being picked
pink,"
up
I'm
on
like,
the
"What the
way.
fuck are you talking
Spike
about?"
still sort of
I
just
need
off the
a
ground,
color
waiting for
chart.
someone to take it. It's
You got a
good. I
point
thought
on this
maybe
color
we were
chart
going off
what
the board.
pinky
No,
pink
Cat
is.
still hasn't used it.
I need you to
They're trying
define
bring it
this
closer
color
use
to me.
this showstopper.
I need a color
Flash is
chart
good. That
right
has bought
here.
time and space and maybe stop this all from having the impact
If
we
I
were
don't see
hoping
pinky
for.
pink
But
on
in
a
the
color
meantime,
chart
the
labeled
Spartans
anywhere
planted,
on
the
this,
space was taken by Takas,
I'm
and
leaving.
this time the flank is successful, and he's right back to main. His low HP, not a big factor. Great stun for Natang.
Looks like
and a
we're
showstopper
going
from Camo.
game 3,
An
or
opportunity to pull
Fnatic,
this one
sorry.
back, and it's got Whalers at least. There's still a chance for Koi, but they need kills, and they need them now. That Spike
Or
ticking ever
maybe
further.
not.
Rubinho good for the first. This could be
Okay,
another
maybe
hero
we-
round, but Natang has put a stop to it. Headered the nade right back at his opponent, and with Camo now, 2 players to find. They're spread, and they've got time to
Oh
work.
my
What a
God.
shot. If he can find this last, perhaps there's hope, but Natang
I mean, that-
puts
that-
an end to it. 13-11, back to
They were ready for that.
nail fighters, but it's Gentlemates walking out with the victory.
Yeah,
Do you have to
2-0,
crouch
but
jump
you
that
might
to
not
like,
feel it
peek
with the
less
way
of your
the
head out, or
went.
what?
It was back and forth.
Oh, I
all
see
the
it
way
now.
through. Dominant
It's pink.
moments for either side, but
It's like a
we spoke
regular
about
pink with
the
a past, like normal
earlier
pink highlights with
about
like
that
a pastel
poor map of Sunset
main,
that was had by
and then white
Takas,
highlights as well.
struggling with opening bloods. He had
Pastel pink and then, like,
9 in this
regular
map.
pink and
9
white highlights.
opening kills. What a performance from the duelist. And talk about impact rounds as well, coming up with that Guardian. It was one that he could be proud of for sure. And for Mates, obviously having to
Okay.
deal with a
Well,
change of
I guess
coach
normal
at
pink is
very
also
short
wrong, but like
notice.
a
This was an
typical pink
impressive
people would
performance.
expect.
Yeah, I mean, on
little
the side
darker
of Koi as
hue.
well, with the season that we started out on, I think they've done
So
a
that means we're going to
splendid
Fnatic
job
next, right?
To be able to course correct their slogan out, giving hugs.
How long do we
They're
got till
happy
then?
they've taken this across the line at 2-0. It's good for their map differential. It's a great statement. Takas looking on the duelist, absolutely flawless in those early fights. His operator is dangerous. For this squad, a lot to build on moving forward. I think it's got to be devastating for
What if I start a
Koi,
Twitch
looking at some
prediction
of those
too?
swing rounds, one off of players like Takas with a sheriff at times, able to put rounds on the board, and well, they'll have a lot to look at if there's anything left of that notebook.
Well, your man Cat is going to be feeling happy about that one. A first win on the board after a few close games. Other than the 13-1 victory they had, I think everything has been a 13-11 in the matches that they've played. But this was the one that came through with a victory, an important one at that, if they're going to be fighting to make it back towards the playoffs. And I'm
All
sure
right,
the
Twitch
Gentleman
prediction
fans
open.
will be wanting exactly that. High impact rounds, the heart racing.
I've got
every single
1.5
time, and
million
Gentlemates with another
Twitch
win in the
points.
books.
And look, if they came out with the objective of putting on a show, they certainly succeeded. Some of these rounds are going to be in the highlight reels, for better or worse. But at the end of the day, for Mates, it's an essential win, taking this across the line. I believe we heard it from the earlier as well, that if Koi had taken it, Foot would be through. I believe that was the stat we came in with.
Unlucky Foot.
Foot devastated at home. They thought this could have been an easy week for them, but despite the
The
changes
gear
in
collector
the background, Mates still come
into
out
the
smelling
tub.
roses. Again, a
Into
tight
the
scoreline,
tub.
but a win's a win. All people remember is the 2-0.
Who's down on the stage?
I think Yinsu's there,
Yeah,
and
with
possibly
Whalers!
Whalers!
I mean, that guy had like a
Whalers, Whalers, Whalers. It is
little,
indeed. Thank you very much, Mitch and Tom. First of all,
No,
massive
I'm talking about in the
congratulations on
game.
this win
That guy
today.
was
It feels
carrying around a little
like
plastic
you guys have
tub
looked,
collecting
very,
like
very
gear.
good on certain maps and so on, but you haven't managed to find this very solid win. So how does it feel to finally get the result?
It feels so good because we worked so hard during the off season, and we just feel really well right now. So yeah, we just focus on on growing up as a team, and I think it's working.
Yeah, I think you definitely showed that on the server today. But it does feel like you've had to deal with more changes than maybe some of the other teams, because obviously Kada coming in the offseason as well, and now your coach, Existence, we heard the announcement today that he's not here. With you guys
someone let me know when
until the
something
end of the
happens.
season.
I'm going to be
so how are
doing
you
other
dealing with
things.
these changes, and especially with somebody who's as vocal
Hold
as
on, how do I
not being here?
look up the AI thing
I think
real
the
quick?
change was needed because there was
I'm gonna
just a
turn on
toxic
the
environment,
AI. Oh,
and
shit.
we couldn't be
Never
ourselves,
mind.
couldn't play.
I don't
We
have
had no
time for
freedom
that.
in the game. So right now, like obviously we are more free, but we're making small mistakes. But yeah, we need to go through this process, I think, to get better as a team.
Is the freedom you're speaking about comps, or what exactly do you mean?
Just overall, not comps, but like making move. Don't be afraid to just triple
I don't
pick
wanna
even
do
if
this
you're
anymore.
3v1.
That's too much writing.
Just some stupid stuff, but I don't know, we just need to get confidence back, and I think we get some confidence back. So yeah, we just gonna try to step up on it.
Kind of more risky things, is that what you mean?
Exactly, taking more risk in game, yeah.
Having the confidence,
Exactly.
I wanted to ask you as well, because I know, being a pro player in this league on this stage, there will be times in your career where you have to face some criticism. And I think you've definitely faced that yourself. So how have you been able to deal with that? Because I'm sure you wanted to get more wins last stage and you didn't manage to do that.
I mean, I'm pro player since like 10 years almost now. So yeah, I'm not getting affected about people watching on social media and stuff. So we just focus on the team and we're just working.
I mean, if you're winning, nobody's going to say anything bad about you, are
Exactly.
they? And I also wanted to ask about Cadaver as well, because obviously he's very flexible, and you've also had to learn to be really flexible as well. So what's it like to have him on your team?
He's very vocal. That was needed actually. And yeah, he brings a lot of energy, and I don't know, I think like the mix of all of, how can I say, personality in game, like fit pretty well. So yeah, I'm just so proud of the team right now.
The vibes are good. The
Exactly.
vibes are good?
Exactly.
And last question I wanted to ask you is Natank. We're such a big fan of him playing that stage. A little bit upset to see him not play the stage last week, and he's back on the wall again. So what was the reason for that change?
I can't say anything about it, but yeah, he's a good stage player for sure.
Are you happy about him being back on that wall?
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy with him playing duelist, any character. Like, I'm still proud of him.
I mean, he's been doing very well. Thank you very much, Wayless, for
Thank you so
joining
much.
me. Congratulations once again. That was a great game today, but we have more, you guys. You heard it from the crowd. They were cheering because Fnatic and KC will be taking the stage right after this.
Next game coming up.
I know a place that will break you into 1,000 pieces.
Easter Valor and yeah, this is how you get gamers to sign up for a credit card right here. It's a good advertisement.
Hey guys, it's Jimmy Lin. In this series, I'm going to walk you through Attack on Pearl. Watch out for the stairs, clear this angle. You're going to be able to fight this.
Hot Rod Royal.
Red
Bull gives you wings. I know I have good aiming. That's all I have.
Let's do something crazy. Get a bit wild today. Cause we don't do this every day and we deserve it. Life is so amazing. we should. We'll feed the fire. Let's see it through and let go of what's holding us back.
As a water enjoyer, are energy drinks good? I think they're quite tasty. I think I would enjoy it if I could have it without the energy part. Or I would enjoy it more, but you know, it's still fine. Can that just be soda? Not necessarily. Soda is more sweet than it is... I'm going to use the term spicy here, which you may not agree with, but soda is more sweet than spicy. I would say energy drinks have a lot less sweet in them in terms of like flavor. Sure, it might have a lot of sugar, or like I usually drink them sugar-free ones, but it's got a strange flavor to it that's quite enjoyable, personally.
Welcome back, everybody.
Yeah, I'd say so. That's pretty appropriate.
Arena. We had a great first game already, but before we get into the second one, I like to tell you guys about a limited time offer we have here with PaySafe Card. Register now for a €5 sign-up bonus and use it to back your favorite VCT EMEA team with the bundle, or just dive into that new Battle Pass. Make sure you guys don't miss out where this offer, while this offer stands. I'm your host, soon. I'm back here with Kakuka and Ash. Tom told me yesterday he hasn't bought any bundles from any team. So I want to ask you guys, which bundles have you got?
I have the Sentinels one and the Heretics one and the Genji.
You know, I looked up Yinsu's Twitter.
I
think you can hire her.
I'm looking to cop like
So,
Gaming.
we get enough money,
Excellent.
maybe we can hire
That is
Yinsu
actually
for
our next one.
Underpeel.
But yes, let's talk about this match coming up. Obviously, with the
I think a few of the casters
gentleman
have
to win,
like
that means no team
business
can lock
emails. I don't know if they
into
necessarily are even allowed to in
it
like
is
contract
amazing.
work.
We love that. So Foot and Fnatic, they still have
But
to
I find that
pay,
interesting
for
that
next
they do have
week's
business
result, and I feel
emails
like this
available.
kind of shows us just how close everything is. There is a world where Koi can still make it, where Giant X can still make it. It's beautiful.
There is a world, hear me out, where Koi can make it on top of Navi. I am telling you, there is a world in which Navi does not make playoffs and Koi go instead of them. And we will find out eventually.
Are you living in that world, Ash? Are you there?
I'm kind of living in that world because you think about the results for Navi this split, and it's not looking too great. And I feel like everyone's kind of hopping on that Koi train right now.
I'm on the Koi train. I'm on the Koi train.
We're for Liquid, you know? We're here for the show. If everything is like super done, yeah, exactly. We do it for the plot.
We won the miracle run. But let's talk about this match, Fnatic versus KC. This is just always a banger. I feel like this entire year, it's been so close between these two. And every single time, there's been a different kind of stake. There's been a different, something different that they can fight for. And this time around, Ash, do you think the context is still the same? Because obviously the first time KC, you know, they looked incredible. The second time, Fnatic kind of pulled a bit of an upset. How are you feeling about this time?
I feel like the context is pretty similar, but at this time, I'm expecting it to go to that third map. The last two times, they managed to take each other out 2-0. I want to see this series go the distance with this mini rivalry that's built up between the two teams.
I think this is also the perfect week to see this head-to-head. I think that both of them have innovated a little bit in this, after this break that Casey did have, but Fnatic didn't. And we're still trying to find out where we would position them on the board, like who's on top of who.
I'm glad you mentioned innovation, because for those of you that weren't here when Fnatic were innovating, they were setting the meta, they were doing absolutely crazy things that literally everyone else around the world would copy and try and make it their own. This year, not so much. We didn't see as much of that from Fnatic, but also on the other side for KC, they were innovating in EMEA. They were doing things that everyone else was copying, and it feels like we finally arrived at a point, Ash, where they could go head-to-head and see who can out-innovate who. So let's start with Fnatic.
Yeah, this was a really cool comp that Fnatic pulled out on Ascent in their matchup against Vitality. And I know we're looking at it. We have our eyes on Chronicle on that deadlock. That's the big piece that we have to look towards. And it was pretty interesting to see some of the strategies that were being pulled out. In this run in particular, we see the anti-KO ultimate setup here, where they've got Durka alone on that B site with both of the Sentinels setting up that trap utility, just able to buy him that time when the execution does come through and allow for more time for the rest of the Fnatic to actually get the rotation down. And it just allows Durka to find those 2 picks to their backside as well, with the players that are pushing over towards sidewalk here that you'll see in just a moment. 2 quick picks. And it's just how the traps there from the deadlock were paired with the tripwire as well. And the Fnatic boys, I mean, they're coming in. They're excited. I'm looking forward to seeing
Why is
what else
Woohoojin
they
not
can do
talking?
with it,
Because
but
I'm not
we
Woohoojin.
also didn't see the full depth
I mean,
from that
he's not talking because he's
either,
not here.
because Chronicle was also often playing in front of his utility. So I'm excited to see if this map does come back out, what more they have in store.
This is the thing, though. This is why this is a very pivotal moment for them, right? Because it feels like in the beginning of this year, they were getting a lot of flack for not changing things. They were still running the same comp on almost all of their maps compared to last year. And Ash, this feels like the old Fnatic again. They're back. They're trying new things again. They want to set their own meta.
Yeah, they really do. And it's also while they're having Hero come in here as well in place of Leo. And I feel like that's also a lot of pressure on this rookie player to come in, step into a Fnatic that has so much experience. But not only that, they're also taking it to the next level in how they're looking to build their compositions.
I mean, this also, Haven, we ended up seeing Haven. They're just kind of getting the ball rolling. But I want to put you to the test, Ash. I want you to put your coach's hat on for a second, you know? Imagine you're Elmer, you're Minnie, you're there. You want to innovate a little bit more when it comes to Fnatic. So which map would you kind of try new things on? And what agents would you have these boys play?
Well, I think we got to look towards the Icebox because there's a really funky comp last time around. We saw Durka on that Reyna. It fell very, very flat.
Man, I have to redo my crossbar. And you and I were having a conversation
last night about Fnatic on Icebox. And
we do this a lot every night, you know, before we go to bed,
Yeah, it's our nightcap, right? Some pillow talk there.
Oh my God, that Reyna.
But Durka has not played Fnatic have not run a composition without a Jet or a Chamber since Durka joined back in April of 2021. So I actually want to look towards this Icebox, and I'm going to keep some key elements, but Alpha did pop off on that ISO on Haven. I do actually want to see him slotting into the duelist role here for Icebox. I think there's really cool opportunities to use that contingency, that wall, to actually try and scale up over towards B long, for example, or even pushing onto that A site there as well. Boaster, we're going to keep him on the Viper. We're going to... Viper, you don't really see many teams running composition without her on this map, and I think it's a staple that we do still have to maintain.
Talent.
Any opportunity to mention Christine?
Yeah.
I'll show. But Chronicle's going to go back, and he's going to stick on that Sova there as well. We're going to keep that. We don't want to innovate too much. We're still bringing a little bit of spice, but we're keeping it comfortable here as well. And Durka, I actually want to place him back on that Chamber since we're not going to be seeing Alpha on JJ. And then I'm going to keep Hero on the Gecko because I do quite like the idea of just being able to even have that Gecko get that wingman down, plant alongside.
I really like this.
Yeah, I feel like it's a pretty fire.
You got me with the chamber. You got me with the chamber. I really like this. Like, I want to see, especially knowing how electric Alpha is, how the mid would be controlled on the defense and everything. This, you know.
Why don't I stream my own channel? Okay.
I
guess I'll leave
I actually
then.
really enjoy this.
You bring up
and
a
I
pretty
hope,
fair point.
Mini Elma, if you're watching, you know, you'll let them have.
I think it's time to refund the prediction.
It was a
Close
Mini
stream
was
chat.
DMing me. This is all.
You know,
I'm gonna have a word with Mini. Why are you DMing my girl, Mini? Come on. But let's talk about the other side of this, because while Fnatic were kind of, getting their swing back into things, Kukuka, KC, they were not shy coming into this year.
Oh yeah, there were so many things about KC that made
anyone
us
ever tell me I
crazy
sound
at
like
the
Baby
beginning
J?
of the
No,
year.
nobody has
How
ever
about,
said
hear
that
me
yet.
out. Think about
This is the
kickoff.
first time
I know
someone
it
said that to
sounds
me.
millions of years away, but they were the only team here in EMEA that ran Gecko on Icebox or on Sunset. Can you imagine right now how the rest of the world has been shaping?
Do I really sound like Baby J? I hope you don't mean my intonation, because I would be offended. If you're talking about my voice, I don't really care. But I hope I don't sound like a Valorant player.
It's that innovation that made us, love the team. We were so excited to see the Eng method and how that was going to suit with the rest. Now we want to see that happen again.
Okay, I'm gonna put you to the same test because Ash was cooking. So I feel like what map and also
I went for Sunset. Am I expecting to
my
see Sunset today? No. And if
syntax,
you did, then
the
you've
way
been
I
missing out on
phrase
that's
my
right.
words, I guess, my
So I
tone
went for Sunset
is a good way to put
because
it.
they changed the composition the last week, and we saw them play in with Jet and Raze. Not sold, too boring, too 2021. No. So first, let's do the basic. Shin.
As long as they don't sound like
Why
that.
not? He is
That's all
brilliant.
I'm
He feels
asking
very
about.
comfortable in the agent. Why not take it? Same goes for Tomasi. So hear me out. I was thinking, who am I going to put on the Neon, right? Because I wanted to see the Neon.
Is it Tomasi?
I was thinking about it. I'm not going to tell you that I didn't think about it, because when he was in the best out of all teams. So exactly. He used to play that.
Do I have the power to
Neon,
bring up
but
an
same
example?
goes for
Not
Mortiz,
right
it goes
now.
for
I am
Narrator, but
actually
yeah, I put him on the Cypher in the end because,
in the middle of
he has the
another
rest. Why are
game
we going
right
to put anyone
now.
through the hurdle of learning everything else when you just have someone that already does a good job? Now, hear me out. Magnum, I'm going to keep in on the Sova. I think that the Sova has proved its worth in the map. I think that there is
I mean,
so
I
many
could
things
believe
that
you if
can
I have
do
like a
with it,
similar
and with the
voice
rest, you're
to
not gonna
Baby
need
J.
the
Like,
flashes.
you
Because
can
what
only
I've done
sound
is I've
so
shown-
different from
I've
other
put
people
Narrate
before
on
someone
the Neon,
sounds the same as you,
Yeah,
right?
I'm following.
and then obviously
So
last
like,
but
I'm
not
not
least
too surprised.
is Martin on the ISO.
Oh!
Now, hear me out.
Good
Just
morning.
think about
Wait.
the sunset
Good
that we
morning.
just
What time is it
saw.
for
Those
you?
fights on to middle. Just imagine Martin, and if you want some nightmare fuel, just think about going in ranked and getting Martin on ISO and Narint on Neon, and they're in the opposite team. I am sorry.
This is very meta. I feel like
Right?
this
I
could
can
be
see this
something.
I can see this working.
People will be yoinking this. People will be yoinking this.
I
like it.
Yeah.
But I feel like if you
Anyways, how are you,
triple
Dopai?
Yeah.
If I played the
Hear me
game
out. We
more,
can
I
also
would
put, like-
I would definitely move over to you to get some Valorant coaching.
I do like
Alas,
one
I play
try
for
to
fun
shake it
now.
up, but
Stan, you have the walls for walking in, like the contingency. Like, there's so many things that you can do with this. I love it.
I do like it, but here's
I'm
my
a
question though.
casual.
Is this something that you feel like they both need to
Alive
keep
and well,
doing?
nice.
Do they have to keep changing, keep evolving?
Dopai, I mean,
keep doing
Dopai has good
basically
content.
doing the Na'Vi 2023.
Was this
Is that
I just saw it. I'm sorry.
is that the solve? Is that the solve, you think? Is that the win condition? I'll start with you, Ash, because Kuka is
I'm sorry, my attention
preoccupied.
span is-
But yeah, is that the win condition for both of these teams? Do they need to constantly reinvent the wheel?
I do think that, I don't know if it's necessarily a win condition, but I do think that, you know what, I'll say I think it is a little bit of a win condition for both these teams, because I feel like that's where we see both these teams shine.
The
is when they
content
can
game
get
is
ahead of
hard.
that meta, they can
So,
catch their opponents off
I mean,
guard,
Hooge went
because they
back
do tend
because
to
it was
be
cutting
those
into his
leaders
like
within
social
the meta,
relationship
within our
life,
region,
right?
And globally as well, as we've seen from both these teams, right? So I think there is
He had a
that
partner he
expectation of,
started
okay,
cutting time
once they
with.
start doing
He
these
had
new
the wedding
things,
he had
people
like
start to follow in their
mentally was thinking he
footsteps,
thought
they
he
get
wouldn't be able to
the
go
reads on
to.
them, but they really do
The money is
pop
there
off
though.
when they are
I
able
think
to shake things
if
up
you can
and
keep
catch
your
their opponents
mental
off guard.
sanity in check
The priority
making
list
content,
are
I think
a
you're in the
little
clear,
bit
Dopai.
different.
You still
For
got a good
Fnatic,
market.
I think it's going back into shape, into form. I don't think it has to do that much with the compositions, but actually about what we see in game. We just want to see them comfortable. If you change something or if you don't, the important is that everybody knows what they have to do. that
Dopai's
everything is in
podcast?
synergy,
You have a
because we
podcast?
know
Like,
that
okay,
Fnatic has
the
what
question
it
is,
If you
I've
take
never
this
used podcast
players,
apps. I'm not gonna
oh
ask
my
people to
God, like,
advertise it, but
there's
is it like on an
such,
actual
short
podcast
shooters.
thing?
It's
Is that on
very
YouTube?
difficult to go up
really.
against them. And we
I don't
can
really
say
know
the
what
same
the
about
deal is with all
KC,
that stuff.
But I think that for them.
I need stuff to listen to at work, and Hooge doesn't do Valorant, like
so
do
many
stream
fundamentals
that
that
often
Rejects are
anymore.
one of the best,
So I need
not
something
the
to
best
listen
in
to.
the region. I think that it is a point in their favor how
YouTube? Okay.
flexible they have
Or
proven
podcast
they
apps?
are.
I guess
To
I
me,
should
it
look that
also
stuff
goes
up.
towards Magnum in this sense. I feel like the plan sometimes is so
Sported
bright,
too?
it's so
I just
crisp.
use YouTube. It
Sometimes
doesn't really
it's
matter.
the mid-rounding that they're a little bit like, but that literally is sold by reps. With reps.
Honestly, I am willing to go out the limb and say that Magnum calls the best fakes out of everybody.
Okay.
His fakes are insane.
Yeah.
Like he catches everybody off guard with them. And very quickly, who's playing
Fuck, you guys
ISO on
on top.
Casey?
I'll just put my phone on the counter and like listen
I'm
while
gonna
I
do it
work.
on Casey.
Martine.
I want to say
You want to go
narrate.
narrate?
I'll go Tom Mazzy.
Yeah,
I'll
okay.
go Tom Mazzy. But this is the thing. It's going to be the third time these two teams face each other this year, and it's always been a
Good to know.
banger. There is going
Thank
to
you,
be
Dr.
a
Turnip.
score to settle between
If
the two
anyone
of them,
here is
and
still
of
looking for
course, a
like
spot
more
at
consistent
playoffs,
Valorant
as well. It's
content,
time to bring
Dopai,
out Fnatic
OD26,
and
big
Carmichael
reps.
onto the
Always
stage.
been a big proponent of this community, right? Getting the plug, you better get that plug. I know a bunch of people here still looking for Valorant coaching, and they're missing it because Hooge is like cutting back on it. They need somebody to go to. We send them over your way. And it's like you don't even need to actually get direct coaching. I would say people always think they need direct coaching. You can just watch everybody's YouTube channels. Hooge's YouTube still has a lot of good fundamental concepts that you can learn from without direct coaching. Dopai has a lot of good fundamental concepts without direct coaching. I would say watching Dopai's, I don't even know if it was recent, that video of you talking about holding, peeking, and then peeking and holding at the same time was like a good video for me. Because I never thought about that third one. I know you were right. It's like people don't think about that third one. It's like I know how to peek, I know how to hold, but I didn't think about holding and peeking at the same time. And I was like, that's crazy.
Wearing a suit.
And it's like these little things that change how you play the game little by little, kind of like improve you without thinking about it. It's like learning how to look at your mini-map properly, learning how to peek properly, learning how to hold properly, learning how to hold and peek properly at the same time. You don't think about it until someone tells you, unless you're like really good at the game already or naturally like talented. But someone telling you about it improves your game, and you don't need coaching for that. You just have to watch the video. It's good. It's a good video.
From KC, and they've decided themselves to go for
And I
it.
realized it because when you mentioned that video, I played a ranked game the other day. I was like, you're right. I need to hold it a little wider because what if they swing me at the specific times? Like I'm still peeking at the same time. But I need to hold it a little wider because what if they peek me while I'm peeking? It's different. I never thought about it. It's good content. It's just stuff like that. People have a lot of things they can improve. Just watch the players' content, go to his live streams, ODs, whoever. You don't need to improve your core identity alone.
They did not what to expect,
And without the actual term, you're correct. You don't need to actually learn
a few times. So
all these little like the biggest issues with your play. You can improve other things as long as you're not focusing too hard on it. It's like I'm not focusing on this peeking and holding concept, but now it's in my head, and I can improve upon it little by little.
Hated Haven. They would avoid it every chance they got, unless it was a best of 5 when they had no choice.
I think
but like
giving
said,
terminology to a lot of these things
when they
helps
were back
people
then.
too.
It was also the place
And that's
where,
why Dopai said
Uganda were 12-0 up
it's harder to
and called a
internalize
timeout.
without
They were
it.
12-0
If there's no
up.
name for it,
when Rekka went
kind
on
of
the
like
arena, he didn't know
they
how
get
to
really
dismiss.
loose with
I can
it.
tell you there's
Dead
a few
zoning.
people here that know how to do so.
Let's take a look
for
at
example,
Agent
was a
Select
thing
here.
that people
See what are we
it literally did not exist. Yet he made the term up because people were referring it to as counter striking, and it was referring to two things. So it's hard for people to understand how to learn it. And by like putting a name to it was really good. And then thinking about where the crosshair has to go from that video, super good.
Running the double wall is something that we have yet to see here on Haven in this region.
Whoa, we're on Haven.
What
What the hell?
I might be wrong, but I don't think so. Like we've seen him.
Okay, Carmine Corp has always played like with a weird ass comp, so I'm not extra surprised by them.
I was kind of hoping and praying for the
Yeah,
Neon
you-
because we
Everybody-
still have
what the hell
not
is a
seen it from
Fnatic
KC.
cookie,
This is also
man?
the very first time we're seeing Shin play anything but Omen.
That's crazy.
this
Put your
season
points
for
in.
Carmine Corps, which
You're on
is
both
a
teams
big
is
change.
crazy.
We've seen
I mean,
how
Haven's
important
like
his paranoias have
hard
been
to
for this
defend,
team.
right?
Well,
People always
talk
talk
about
about how
innovation.
it's
This
really
is
hard to keep
exactly what
all
we
your
wanted
agents on a
to see
site.
from KC.
Your
And
OTP
also,
is super good for
two
that.
casters as
Hold on, I
well
gotta put
take
my
you guys
announcer
through
voice
this
on.
over to and Steele.
Thank you so much. This is a certified banger between these two. A lot on the line here, Josh. Some high expectations. Kicking off on Haven. We've seen Fnatic very recently in this sort of situation. We saw Alpha, an absolute highlight, looking locked in on that ISO. But away from Fnatic, talk to me about this Carmine core composition. What do you make of this?
It's the loud comp with a twist. So they're putting Gecko and Euro in instead of the Jet in the sky. We're going to see a lot of flashes, a lot of attack side misdirection, fakes, map control, with strong burst potential with all those flashes. Defense, very proactive. Euro, Gecko, Harbor in the pack.
It's already closed. I can't.
So much to be seen between these two. A real litmus test of who is towards the top. Carmine Court from the start of the year, one of the teams to watch. Fnatic.
Is this voice too low? Yeah, I have to boost
because of the Viper mode.
And the Twitch prediction.
Beautiful.
And
That's
then,
a start you'll love to see for Carmine Court. Now, what do they do from this point forward?
I'll wait for Dopeye to predict. Or you can go to the Raffles and Predictions channel and click the button. I'm waiting to see Dopeye's name show up in the prediction list.
Actually, no, Bosa does get to deny that.
I like the sound effects? Thank you.
Down in their hands.
I think they're fun. I did them when we were at Madrid. I always did that every time. It's like last call.
On his shoulders over towards Garage, but
like an intercom.
Be careful about this. Could be the timing.
Yeah, so if you go to the Raffles and Prediction channel, you scroll all the way up, you can click on the button that you want to, the team you want to predict on, or you can use the command either. I'll link you the direct button. If you want to click that, it'll send you to the top post where you can click Fnatic or Carmine Court for the outcome. Holy shit, you bet KC? I'm ending it right now before other people bet on it.
Good work together, really robust in this poster.
Did to find the thread? Yeah.
Really beyond that first kill on Durka. He's done well with one, nothing more happening. KC with a great start there, Josh.
I was surprised that that fight was
Dopeye's on that
exactly
KC.
When it was happening. I thought for sure we're going to see like, okay, a Viper wall is going to come up, and then maybe they wait for the Harbor wall to come as well, and then there's going to be
they warm up their fingers? Are you talking about the hand warmers? I mean, being physically warm is important. That's why they call it a warm-up. Being physically warm is important. Dude, Narrate is so good. Every time we watch Carmine Corp play, Narrate is like consistently
you could already see that kind
performing. It's crazy
to effect with that pressure through Garage, the pinch through Connector. So KC get all those benefits, right? We're seeing those Phantoms come out. Magnum already finding Bosa.
Yeah, he's doing really well
on those
he's so good.
First picks.
They do have hand warmers. Yeah, they have actual hand warmers on the desk for them.
A little bit of a problem for them. See that three-man walk as well. Heroes.
Isn't that what happened to Lesto by? Like, you put your fragging duelists on the initiators or supports or sentinels, and then you now have a really good fragging sentinel or initiator.
Very robust. It's going to need a lot, though.
It was like, damn, I'm scared now.
Again, they only have those classics. So there's no sheriffs. There's not much more here. And it's very difficult to close that gap,
works in rank
especially
too,
against the Phantoms and everything else.
Having a hand warmer is important.
Okay.
You were saying?
Yeah, my bad. I'm sorry. I'll never doubt you again, Alpha.
It's important.
I
would say it's not like game defining,
They've already done
but
well
like
here. They've cost him one of the three rifles.
I liken it to sports.
This is job done.
Firstly, if
headshot
you go and play sports cold, you will literally perform worse.
KC
right?
overall achieve what they need to.
You need to warm up.
It's
the same for your hands.
Maybe
not to the same degree, but it's the same for your hands. Yeah, Dopeye, when we watch you play controller, when you guys are doing the roll swap, like once you got into the groove of controller, you were chefing it.
Or they choose to not fully invest.
Sick.
It's a little bit of a reminder of what Alpha was doing. Just last time
perform worse, you just gotta make sure like
this is the first time they get
being physically warm is important for performance.
Does this work? This Viper wall here is to block off.
I think Hooch said the same thing when he was playing Duelist. He's like, I can't bait anyone anymore. I have to be the baited, and it is no fun.
A Fnatic players towards A, and the group towards C is coming right now. It's all on Hero again. He's got one teammate, Durka. He does have a flash available.
This is so much.
But a cove.
Yeah, and look at this, the mosh. This is so much to handle, and pressure behind does well. Finds Martin and just
yeah, I mean, if you're cold, you have worse blood flow.
A moment to shine for the young gun. And his Durka and Unison support systems there. He handled that pressure like a veteran.
Let's play fast duelist. What's the lore on Hero? I think
And you said
Leo's
it.
like
They were
sick
keeping
or something.
so many present from Fnatic over towards
Someone
A with
there
just
was
that
a
utility early on.
there was a
He did
pin message
exceptionally well. I don't know how you got the second there.
I've seen Hero in this position before.
Hero is
just
subbing
the
for
default box
Leo.
on the platform, just spamming down the
More
line,
information
getting value
here.
off the trips. I have to wonder.
After
the last time we saw Hero
yeah,
in a
so
position
Leo's
like this
not
was against
healthy.
a Neon
He's a little
with
sick right
an
now or
ISO,
something.
Yes.
And the
So.
walls didn't come. The shields didn't
Sub
come.
him
Yeah,
out.
it was when
And
Sage
here,
didn't invest it behind him.
they have a cove. Or maybe they didn't purchase one. Where was it? It wasn't on the site. It didn't protect them.
Yeah, Hero's going to be happy. He's had a second chance at that sort of moment to shine.
Since stage 1 playoffs, yeah, he's been gone.
Fortunate, you could imagine. Now we get into the first real buy round for both sides. Magnum is going to be down on just the Sheriff. And it looks like pressure towards B. Now, looking for the full commitment. Now heading in. Wingman once again denied, but Fnatic quick to respond here. But you can see the lines being drawn. Both connectors, one towards A and that one towards C, of course, were denied initially. The Viper wall down. Boast are getting curious, but Martin is inserted here.
Ready
He
to
can
come
hold
back
this.
up.
It's nice from Martin. You can see the investment of the ult off the back, so they know what's coming their way. So it's still going to be hard to fold towards the side. If they want to get that pressure through Garage, it's not going to be easy. And Durka just stands and delivers. 2 back-to-back, 1v1 me, baby. Alpha up against Martin. That's a dirty head-to-head. Oh, Martin, so clean with it, but what are you meant to do now? It's just Martin. Position will have been noted. They know it, they've read it, they've got it. That's 2 for Fnatic. KC held on those first
I still don't know how I feel about the Carmine Corp comp.
I love the dancing that Martin did there. It was all in the
KCC?
footwork. It was just taking
Oh,
Alpha's
whatever, but
cross.
it's
It
like-
couldn't land that shot.
It's so weird.
That was lovely. Sadly, I guess, bigger picture, they didn't get the round off the back, but that was a beautiful moment. You love to see it. And I think this is one of the things I actually like
Double
about
wall
Iso,
smokes is weird to me too, right? It's like, it's
for a
not
moment.
Abyss.
We get to see these mad head-to-heads, just pure aim fights between the two. But
I want to
Fnatic
know
KC,
5
because
months.
of these 2-round losses now,
5 months, nice.
they're going to be suffering.
Mark
They've got
Levon.
Sheriffs and Stingers. They've got a couple of ults, though.
They
but where
clearly
wanna
have
invest
some
it
idea
here,
with the harbor.
a tricky
So they think
predicament to be in.
the Cove and the ult are more important than the Omen Flash. Oh, goodbye, Dopai. See you later. They have some idea with
Towards
that.
Alpha, doesn't see Durka. Trade not going to happen. Nice little quick TP away, doesn't let that come through. And the reaggress from Alpha.
But A.
You're right,
A is
it's already
exposed
been
now.
flooded, right? But the spike was in the hands of Tomasi, so he's got to be careful to not go down here. They don't know that, but they're trying to get as close as they can. Alpha is going to hear this. Playing it calm and collected.
At the deep spawn line.
They have no idea about this flank. There's 2 players on it as well. Nothing to spot it, I don't believe either, so it's just going to be the guns in hand of what they've got. Shin does have a Phantom. That's really about it. Most of the util focus towards that CT play back in.
Get the smoke off short. There it comes.
And there's the ult as well. Durka just going to be clearing, spotting the players out, noting the utility. Nice shot from Tomasi.
These comps, yeah, you weren't looking. These comps are crazy.
Coming
He
out from
ulted?
Tomasi, he wants to try
Oh
and
god, maybe it was worth it.
And now Durka on the side has to do damage,
not.
has to go above here. Tomasi already did so much work. Can he do this? No,
No.
way. I mean, the HP was low. There was a slim chance. You can't say
So
he didn't
close.
try. But Fnatic take another step forward.
That was a very valiant effort, and I think one of the things we didn't catch.
Alright, I'm letting you
on
guys
that
enjoy the
round
game.
was
I'm
that
gonna
how KC
stop paying
was
attention.
moving
I got
2
other
players
stuff to
up
do.
short right away. They had that Viper wall up, and they get to shift walk up all the way with all this pressure towards B, towards middle. It completely catches them. Chronicle has no idea they've got up that far. This could have been really just bad for these guys. Had it been a full buy, it could have been a round win for KC.
Wonder if they can find a way to exploit that further. I don't know. But that was down to the wire. Need a little magic from Durka, and they got it. But still, we dive back in here. Fast pressure this time. Over
I'm still
A.
here.
Chronicle is joined by Durka, so he's got
I'm just
himself
letting
in
you
the right
guys
place
earn your
potentially.
points.
And Alpha's here as well.
And like
Paranoid going
enjoy the
towards
stream
Serve.
together. Because
We're gonna
I'll
see
be
now trying to
honest,
re-clear
I don't
this,
really watch
utilize
the game unless
anything
it's
they
like
have to try and
within
keep
this
them at
community
bay.
really.
Chronicle
Like
has found Tomasi.
There you go.
I'm sure
Fnatic
plenty of you are the
meeting this,
same as like you don't
creating
really
this
feel like
aggression.
watching the
They're happy to
VCT games,
brawl over
but
towards
if
long.
the hoops thing is up, is like,
on.
you know
Feeling
what?
confident.
I might watch.
Showing
a
that
bit.
diligence.
That's
Magnum
me.
now. Beautiful.
I don't really
chance
watch these
made.
games anyways.
Spike's a bit of an issue. Luckily, Shin is still alive, so he can create a bit of safety for the cross.
Magnum is going looking for the next one. This is going to be a really big fight. It's so important for Hero to be able to stay alive here and keep his life. If he just tucks in this cubby, it's going to be a really good position. Shin should not really expect him to be in this position here, especially with that Killjoy pulling that alarm bot back.
It's on his shoulders. This one kill. Check in. Shin.
You only here to gamble? I mean, I think that's what a lot of people. I used to be like that too. It's like I don't really care about the pro matches, but I love gambling. In huge bucks. I'm not promoting gambling, but you know, it's fun.
It's gonna have to pull up some heroics. Not gonna happen. Fnatic that time willing to challenge over towards long.
Those little things that players will do to kind of give you every edge. Magnum pulling away his alarm bot in that position. If Hero was pushed down long C and sees that alarm bot goes away, he might be thinking it might be back to B, might be back to A. He's going to take that alarm bot and reposition it somewhere else. They're not going to be going there. And maybe bait Hero to actually push. And it's just trying to give Shin a little bit more of a chance. It didn't work out, but doing those little things, it can work from time to time, and those add up, definitely.
No, you're right, especially between this level of team now. We do have KC slowing things down. It's time for the timeout. I mean, the boys came out suited and booted. They look serious today, looking sharp as ever.
Well, Raging Fish, the question is, so
it's quite interesting, right? Because
would you watch the game
when it comes to
in someone else's stream or like the stream by itself?
Run that they went on, but
I think who just talked about it is like Riot gives you a permissions to stream the game if they think you corner a market. And Huge obviously does corner a market or a target audience that normally would not watch it.
A lot of new players to work in. But
I am one of those people.
We really get to touch base with Carmine Core since the update, since having all these options.
And I think we fostered the community in a way that people are more likely to watch the games if it's on this stream
were you thinking
than
this is going to 3?
than
Did you think it
otherwise.
was a potential 2-0? Where did you see
You watch
this?
anyway?
I didn't know where Haven was going to go because we haven't really seen KC on it. The new agents are out. So it's a big question mark. It's up in the air, but also kind of the trajectory.
See,
of
Raging
both
Fish,
teams.
you're
There's a big
exactly
testing moment
why
for both of them. So
Riot's like, we'll
it's
give them
very difficult to
watch
kind of
party
pinpoint
points.
exactly where they're going to
Because there's a group of people here that would watch it only because this is happening.
Same sort of focus towards long from Fnatic. No fight on it here, but they've got to be careful. Sheriff's coming out, and I think, forgive me if I'm wrong, I think it was Magnum who was landing some belting shots to Massey as well, having some of those big impact moments. So they've got to be careful. There's certainly a lot of danger. And Alpha leaning in the back of all the utility invested and actually cleared on Boaster. That's Martine taking a good amount of space. Pops the ult, and now there's a lot of scrutiny coming the way. Alpha's still sticking around here. Martine just shadowing Hero. What's the game plan here? A pivot through towards C? Yeah, but Hero's already caught one. Shin trying to make it through, gets caught early. Magnum does land another though. That's Durka gone. Hunter's Fury from Chronicle. Love to see him back on his agent, but it's not finding the value he wants here. Hero now called upon again. Can't connect it. It's all on Kron. A 1v4, and this is why KC are dangerous. A timeout and a probable round conversion. Kron, yeah, couldn't beat the timing on this. And KC getting robust in this post plant. They look fantastic there.
I do wonder what Eng decided to tell these guys, because here it was an eco round that they went in with it. They use only the Yoru ultimate. And
Is he using a Memo Phantom?
Damn. Pick on B. They're going into the transition into C. Chronicle still deciding whether or not he wants to attempt to go for it. See if there's maybe a little bit of a mistake, an overextension. He can punish it, go for it. Looks like he's just going for exit kills, I guess. But it's not really necessary for him. It's not worth it.
The chance has passed, hasn't it, really?
Yeah, the Haven is like, it has the door-esque type thing, but only because there's grass. Grass exists to Haven.
Brilliant.
So you can
safeguard, thrifty round there
can like
for
commit
KC,
to
and it'll
B,
take away a little bit of the stress,
or
because Fnatic
run
was
it through
starting to build
garage and
momentum,
hit
it
C
felt like,
instead.
that
That really exists for
They
A
were
though.
building that momentum, and I'm curious to know, was the
Usually why you
timeout
need to
call
play
this
the A
next round
insert
coming
on
up,
Haven,
and it's like, hey, you
because you
guys are gonna
can't
do an eco, just do
easily
like the
split it,
fake
so you need
pressure, go
to
into B,
have
and
someone
then
there
they kind of
already.
took it from there, and then they actually talked about what they're gonna do on this round here. But then they accidentally went that, because they do have the Thrash, they do have the Killjoy lockdown, so there is potential to do another full-on strat, a heavy hit. Durka, C opping the first time this game.
Count to 3, it didn't even count to 3, just pulled the trigger and it worked. Waiting just behind that wall, and he's got his first man down. That's Tomasi gone, so the utility can be a little sparse, but KC still have site control. Can't punish the crosshair, but Durka on a good readjust.
Oh, no.
An opportunity missed. Shin, completely in no man's land. They're drifting forward. You've just heard the ult go in.
Twice.
Another chance lost there. Hero wants to make up for it. Does. Brilliant. Needs more. Can't get it right now. Alpha does. Fnatic starting to crumble towards the site, trying to compress the site down, and they re-clear cleanly. Durka got the first and a follow-up eventually.
Whoa,
but the
what the
pressure
hell?
was just
That's
too much for KC
Shin
there.
Nuggets?
Fnatic just completely disrespected that lockdown. They saw it get planted, and they didn't say, you know what, let's wait it out. They said, go forwards, keep going. And Durka getting that opening pick through that harbor wall, getting out without being traded right here, that is just a... You can't miss that shot. That is just so unlucky, unfortunate that he was able to get away from there. Alpha, does he have like a 100% win rate on that ISO ultimate?
Nice.
Just
Good job,
taking them
guys.
to that arena. Like a Riot dev is like, I need more arena shooter in this game right now. I need more arena shooter in Valorant, and I'm gonna make an agent that does that.
Look, I blame good old Dan the Penguin for that one, but hey, I'm a fan of it. All right. High dizzy, quick
that
play.
shot! Oh, they still lost.
That's a rough miss for him there. Shin just W keying, but Chronicle's going to make up for any sort of mistake.
What?
The safest pair of hands sometimes, this man. Going to try and re-clear towards long. They put a couple of question marks to it, and he wants those questions answered. Martin will be spotted and forced away. The secondary couple of pings will show where he's gone to. And Alpha now, wrong side of the map.
I bet it's time like these that KC was wishing they were running the actual loud comp with the Sky to heal Tamazi back up. That combo with the shock and the ISO vulnerability took him down at 24 HP at the start of the round, and here comes Hero.
Oh, he's got to be careful. Yeah, got to be cautious though. Almost got caught there. But now he's got support.
You know what I will say? This Yoru is really good at being able to take the trip, because you can't swing off the trip because it's the clone hitting it. And you also can't play like near the trip because they're following that clone pretty far.
Don't forget about this guy. A little quiet so far,
Like,
but always has the chance
normally
to
you'd
shine
need a
for
fade or a
Fnatic.
Sky to do that if you want to be able to. Okay, they still lost anyways, but I like the idea of the trip for the Yoru covering the trip out.
Into one of the highest pressure teams.
And the Cove on the trip. Like Cove on the trip plus the Yoru clone is it's like anti-trip.
He has been playing this very well for a young player coming in, stepping into the shoes of someone like Leo.
Oh, Durka, that's no
Leading the
good.
board
I'm so
in this
sorry
matchup
for
too,
that.
at 12-4. So can't be upset about that. They should be happy with their pick.
Clone
Always
Cove
known
on
for
trip.
good scouting.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
they
like
plucked Alpha out of nowhere. They've been
you
finding all of these guys.
you can't put that
It's
trip
probably
there.
pity. I was
Right?
just
Look,
giving
he's
credit
like,
for no reason.
I can't put it here
It's
anymore.
always the best
Oh
way
no,
to
he's
be.
still going for it.
For now though, it's just
nice.
He thought about it though.
You gotta love
And that's
it.
all that matters. He thought about it.
For now though, what does Casey do? It's starting to feel the brunt of this here.
One thing I have to just kind of look at and focus on is, oh wait, is this a fast opening again?
Well, I'm waiting to see if they fight on it. Durka has gone back towards site.
He's peeled off.
It's that next layer if they fully commit. No, they're looking to pivot, so they've kind of drawn that attention towards
It's the front
long.
B walk, yeah.
Exactly, and gone right back to this.
And B is not defended. As you're pointing out about Hero, he's defending so well, but that's because he gets 2 trips for himself. Here, nothing to defend B. The Viper ultimate to lock down that site. The harbor wall is going to come down in the next few seconds here.
I'm waiting to see if Durka gets to pop the ult on the other side, if he wants to try and use that to clear forward, potentially. Hero's going to be isolated on this side. There it is. Ult's going to come in.
The counter thrash.
Yeah, the counter coming out, so they can't really
Harbor
work off the
util is
information he's
scary,
trying to
man.
relay. I'm not too sure if it did, but he's going to spot all 3 players here. What does he do? Yeah,
You can't see
the
shit.
combo almost had him dead.
You have no information. It could be in one of like 4 cutouts that he made.
Where did Hero get that from? Maybe picked
was
up
like-
by Durka. I don't know. But
I'm
Alpha's clearing house. Tomasi.
Yeah, ISO,
Oh,
man.
bye-bye.
Well, it's over.
Tomasi 1v1.
Does he at least win the duel?
You got a time limit, and Alpha
Oh, he's dead.
finally loses one, but you ain't out in time.
He's dead.
I don't know how Fnatic's doing this on these rounds, on the retakes. It's kind of unbelievable because you would think KC's in such a strong position here with that Viper spit down, with that opening kill. It's a 4 versus 4. Thrash catches Chronicle, but there's no follow-up there. And then Hero somehow slips the gap, finds the Viper. Viper pit's gone. Like, there's so many things that could have gone in the favor of KC right there, but Fnatic is just so many, and the shield saving him there too.
Yeah.
It's just, in part, Fnatic got a little bit lucky with some of the timings.
Absolutely.
But KC could have been a little bit tighter on how they executed that, how they played together in the postman, because they split up a little bit too much. Here comes the Harbor Cove, the ultimate for that Seaside split.
I mean, Hero, again, on a platter, he has been doing well. You can't say he hasn't been, but Martin on the site hunting down his man. He wants his target found. Narrate's going to take down Durka, but Hero's still here. So is Boaster working off the back of those trips. There goes in the shield as well. Do they want to back behind it? They do. Boaster's not going to see it. They've got to know that they're in the smoke. They know everything. KC trying to cower for cover, and they get revealed, they get punished. Fnatic just herding them left and right. They seem so ready for all of this.
I don't know what Casey's doing there. They're in the smoke. They're ready to go through. We see Viper with the molly out. Can we just flash and push through together? Like, why are we just sitting here doing nothing? We have to, like, we need to understand what the value in this comp is. I think that kill through on Yoru, maybe. I don't remember how it happened, but yeah, maybe losing Martine, losing those flashes.
I mean, that's what happens when you're a pro team who have like rigid retake protocols.
Gutted about this, though.
And all you do non-stop for like 8 hours a day is practicing your retakes over and over.
Making that scoreline look really horrific to handle. Durka, well, he knows what's going on now. What are you going to do about this one, though? Martine trying to lead the way.
Durka could TP out. He's at heaven now. He's gone.
Safe enough.
Clearing out for Hero. Found him.
But the reposition, he still gets his man. He still gets his one. Nice from Martine. But still, there's the information.
Hero got another.
I don't know how they're doing this. KC are once again locked on the site. They can't peel away towards long. They have nowhere else to lean to. They have to fight forward to an extent. They're a man down here. 3 players. You still got the paranoia with Boaster just coming in now. It's time to start working off the back. Through garage they go. Narrate for the first fight, but the spray's good for Durka. Martine wins his though. CT not looking safe until then. Hero again. This guy is fitting in with Fnatic like he's been here from the start. Beautiful work. Knows to balance it out well, playing from garage there, coming back in on the retake, not outstaying his welcome. Josh, I'm sold on this young guy. He's doing well, but overall, some of these kills just feel like they're happening at really odd times. They're getting caught out here.
I don't think Fnatic has made a single misstep this whole game. I think that's where everything's stemming from. So Durka getting a first pick, being able to TP out. We're seeing
We'll see
Hero
how
on
this
multiple
goes.
occasions being able to get a kill, stay alive,
KC
and then go
play
with his teammate.
defense?
But it's all these retake situations that Fnatic
Double
find
wall
themselves in, where they're always together, they're always side by side, they're always getting those
honestly,
trades.
Fnatic don't have
so
like the
well
best
together.
attacking
This is
comp,
kind of
but
the Fnatic that
it's
we were
Fnatic.
expecting to see earlier in the year, that we've been waiting to see. They've been slowly regaining that form that we've come to expect and know from previous years, and it seems like they're hitting that stride right now. So it's all about, can they maintain this, not only for this map, but for the series and then for the future.
Looking revitalized here. KC at the start of the year were one of the teams to watch, kind of held up there with Heretics as we were talking about performance. They were the 2 teams that we were really looking at as the ones to take the place of your Navis and your Fnatics.
They won the kickoff.
You're absolutely right. And now they're being held on 3. Now this is the first map. This is Haven. You know, once we get into your Lotus, you potentially bind, things could change. But this is a glimmer of what made Fnatic great. Some of these elements lining up. However, second half now, Fnatic on the attack. KC, well, they need this pistol, to say the very least. This one feels critical to their success. Like this presence from Martine. Pushing up, taking some space away.
It's a very valuable position. You can hear so much if Fnatic makes a misstep. That alarm bot's going to trigger and let them know exactly what's going on. Martine might hop up into the window off of that contact, but his teammates are ready to protect him at B.
Has he been made a raid boss? No, okay, so he is just the sheriff for himself. I was wondering if maybe someone would have dropped that over, but not to be. Still carrying on in this way though, Fnatic. Kind of took pause for thought and then started again.
I like this Viper. I think we've seen it a couple times, no?
Probably Boaster coming over.
This wall seems familiar.
And there's the win. Supported,
I could just be
approach.
capping pretty hard.
Plant there now as well.
I do like this wall, right? It's got the front B smoke. It covers garage. It covers
comfortable retake, a safer retake.
The actual garage. It's hard to say.
Right, as well,
That's crazy to me.
That wingman. Martine. Could be huge work for
That's
him.
huge
yeah.
Ooh, this is a good code though.
Casey holding the line here. Boaster.
Oh no! Oh god!
Oh
shit!
Gave them a chance back in this round. He was looking over, and Martine with nowhere else to go. Middle of no man's land. That's 3 alive. That's a pistol in the second. Fnatic looking like they want to close this out quick.
That was a defender cove as well. Fnatic doesn't have a harbor. So that cove with that little sliver of a gap where Boaster's able to just slink through. Line them both up in the head. Oh, that's going to be devastating. I think losing that first player on the site as well, it's kind of one of those situations where you're wondering, why is the killjoy still on the site? They've lost Alarm Bot, they've lost Turret.
I mean, that's why you just take Omen. Omen is just so good in pro play. That blind, crazy.
To a Yoru TPing in.
Questions, I'm sure they'll come through towards you.
That blind does everything you want it to.
But they need to.
Yep.
If they could start, introducing Haven into the map pool for themselves. and you're already getting tape like this, and you had tape on Fnatic playing this. There was
I mean,
a
like,
visual,
look,
whereas obviously
typical
KC haven't
flashes,
played this
professionals
yet.
just
So
dodge
Fnatic
it,
walking in
right?
with only their
Or they
game plan in
expect
mind
it.
and maybe some
It doesn't matter if you
considerations, but
expect an
that's about
Omen
it.
flash.
So,
You just can't
KC
be
cause some
there.
mayhem.
Headshot.
First
You
answer,
can't
no.
look away from it.
Damage.
You can't
Hello.
be there.
That's
That
not bad.
flash is
What's he
hitting
get as
you.
an upgrade? What's his reward? Not massive.
And it doesn't
but he's
matter
good
what
on
you
Sheriff,
do
so maybe
because
that'll-
you are going
that's
to
caught.
get blinded.
That's big. That's a
And it's
rifle.
like,
You
what
can
do
see
you
Alpha
do?
wants to protect that. He's instantly on guard duty. Yeah, pops the shield, wants it, wants to fight Paranoia. Is great. Big support. The Dizzy goes up to try and stem the bleed, but he's still going. He's still
Oh,
He's just going in. Purely aim labs. That's a sponsored segment right there from that man. 11-3. Fnatic just taking fights.
Can't wait for the Dust to run that in the, in between the maps right now. And for the aim lab of the day,
Little shoot
we got
around,
Alpha, and it's that clip.
God. Look at this. And there was a chance there, right? The rifle going down, Magnum finding this position. They've done a couple of nice pieces there to get themselves in a good position, but...
And I thought that initial classic headshot that went onto Durka took him down to 47 HP.
Shield,
That
shield,
enabled
shield,
just that
shield.
one classic shot.
Shield,
Yeah,
shield,
it's absolutely-
shield,
it's
shield,
disgusting. It's...
Like the amount of like crosshair breaks there with like the Dizzy going up, the shield he's going for, back and forth.
Nerf or not, he was getting those shields
easy to
anyways
kind of
because it was
forget
his
how
first
good
pop of
Alpha
the
is
shield
mechanically, but then
cast,
it's
right?
just, like, instant
So like,
reminders, you know? Nuts.
there
Okay,
was
KC,
no
you got
difference in
guns, you
outcome
better use them.
from the shield.
I don't know what to say. You're at 11-3. This feels like a bit of a blowout.
You and me. It feels like a massive misplay from KC.
No, he's on
I'll try to break it
pre-nerf.
down
He
later
still has the
about,
recover.
Like, how
Kill
they've been
2, get it
approaching
back.
I think things started just slipping out
Oh,
of their
yeah, they
hands,
still
and
recover
started,
for that.
to just let it continuously spiral out of control. Durka getting another kill through a smoke. That's like the 10th kill they've got through smokes this game.
Yeah, and they might want some more. Shin trying to get in on this Narrate as well, trying to break back through by CT. Finally getting some fights in their
That
favor.
doesn't look
Shin
like
and
it.
Narrate
It
on
looks
the
like
site
they're
in the
still,
2v2. Where is that spike? Okay, it's deep towards the site itself. Hero and Durka now. There's no way.
Oof.
Yeah, okay, Narrate's got him there.
Let's
Durka.
try.
One.
Whoa.
He could pop his ult and get
This
the
could
fight.
still
And
happen.
he's seen Shin.
Reposition.
Yep. Well, he's at least going to TP away.
Oh God, Yoru, you piece of shit. Fuck, it's Yoru.
Be diligent about it. Trying to we can see what Durka is. He's off and away. He's out of there.
You're shitting
How's
me,
he want to play
man.
this in the post plant? He's got a lot of kits still to play with
Fuck
as well.
this guy. Look at him! He's planning for free on A!
Decide wherever he wants to go.
He can't lose
Plan
this!
for long and short.
And he's
Repositions, he
TP'd!
could use
So
either
he has to
angles.
clear everything! He's like, it's Yoru, he could be anywhere right now. We're
This could be
cooked!
one of those moments where you just get tired,
Oh, well.
but Durka's just going to hard focus on the flank. Okay. Position known.
Okay, this is a good little 1v1 here.
Oh,
Durka
yeah,
gets
like-
back towards the site. That's the scary part here.
I know he knows, right?
Shin.
Shin knows.
Oh, the angle! It's still going on here. It ain't over yet. And he's got
He's just gonna ult! Oh, it's over!
Perfect reposition. Ooh, still on for a shot. Knows it's a fake on the first try. And the pop-in swing. Just going wide on that with a Red Bull clutch. Durka doing the dance. That was a lovely little 1v1 for him and Shin, but still, it's 12 for Fnatic now, Josh. This is looking like it's almost out of control.
Yeah, and I think you're right. It's just so many things are stacking up in the favor of Fnatic. They haven't made a misplay, and they're capitalizing on everything that KC's kind of doing wrong. And KC started off the game
I'm just
really
paying
well.
this shit out,
I think
man.
what ended up happening
This
was
shit's
that
paid
round where
out.
they lost a lot of players on the round
Goodbye.
2, they do the full buy on the round 3, and
Pay
then
it
they
out,
lose in such a fashion where
Fnatic.
they don't use the cove, and then Hero gets 3 lined up. I
Pay
think
it
from that
out.
moment, it was so hard for
I'm paying
KC to
this
just
shit out, man.
re-find their footing in the whole situation, and it just kept spiraling out of control for them.
Shin.
And now we're here 12-3. You have to keep in mind, KC got the first 2 rounds of the game.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
Right?
context is making this seem a horrific showing for them. Maybe Haven not quite ready in their map pool. And maybe
You
just
believe?
affected
All right,
by
I
those
won't pay
early
out the
rounds.
Twitch
It
one.
truly could have been. We've seen
Oh,
that
wait.
they've struggled sometimes when it comes to those international tournaments when they get tested like that. Certainly the difference between the experienced teams out there, they can recover. But for now, we see 12-3. Eyeing up the A site here. Not being subtle about it though, so I wonder if they do try and commit to this. I think KC is starting to doubt its efficacy if they continue this way.
And I'm shocked that KC continues to do this A site setup with the Killjoy. having the split up information, using that pack to take a lot more map control. I thought they were going to be way more proactive than they actually have been. Just the Yoru Morg team pushed down long C in the cubby, and here comes Fnatic rotating back, breaking all. They're looking for the Killjoy utility. Where is it? Well, we broke the alarm bot. Turn's got to be a B. Eagle Eye. Opening pick on Magnum.
That's a completely available follow-up on B. It's all individual. It's all perfect for Fnatic. Shield to the left, look to the right. You got Tomasi, and good damage from Tomasi. Couldn't convert into a kill. Now vulnerable and being spammed down here. Chronicle waiting. Big boy on the other side. Good
spike
pick
at 12
time.
seconds.
Bomb down, bomb down.
Durka goes for the fight. 10 seconds still on the board.
Oh no, they're planning.
You can see the pressure side out. Tomasi considering, do I go ahead on this? Chronicle was waiting, punishing that temptation.
I'm paying the Twitch one out, man.
It was a 1v3,
you can't
now
convince
1v2.
me anymore.
Hero and Chronicle.
Double peek.
They're going for it. There's the swing. They know he's there. He doesn't take too much damage. He's got a v1 now. Hero down on good HP. 30 on Martin. Never going to be enough. Fnatic, a clear-cut affair. 13 rounds and barely a mark back for KD. Josh, they did not look ready for that one.
Let me open the
Fnatic
Twitch one up first.
Super prepared. Again, like this is the second time this week we're getting to see them on this map. They are picking it for a reason. They understand the map. They understand their comp. And KC, they need to be immensely
And let me put the
bounced back
Discord
from
one up
this.
first.
You're right, that's what we're going to be looking for after this break. Lotus coming up next. Do they have what it takes?
Did I not pay it out? Pay out left. Hello? Okay.
Good job, bro.
KC map 2. FNC. KC. Okay. Put your points down.
I know a place that will break you into 1,000 pieces.
Whoa, register your account. Use code BOOSTME and get €5. I think that's euros.
Hey guys, it's Jimmy Lin. In this series, I'm going to walk you through Attack on Pearl. Watch out for the stairs, clear this angle. You're going to be able to fight this.
Yo, why is there no points on Fnatic right now? Where are my Discord gamblers? Hello? 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 Anybody Discord gambling?
Red Bull gives you wings.
Let's go. I got big dreams, I'ma do big things. Yeah, you see me on the big screen looking so clean. I don't move slow, I move fast right past anybody taking life for granted, yeah that's too bad. I'd be grateful for everything that I have. You only got this life, you don't get it back. Make the most of it, become the best that I can. Everybody look at me, I got a plan. You gotta work hard, play hard, do it from the start. Cause how you do anything is everything is art. Stay consistent and do it every day. Don't let fatigue get in your way. Cause 10% of something is better than nothing. Better do something if you wanna be something. I can feel my stomach rumbling, I'm hungry. Big things coming, I ain't bluffing, yeah. No, I don't wanna stay the same, yeah. So I keep pushing through the pain, yeah. That's the only way to make a change, yeah. So I fight every day and train, yeah. It'll all be worth it. One day it'll all be worth it. So I keep pushing through the pain, yeah. That's the only way to make a change, yeah. I've had enough, I'm making my own luck. Adrenaline, my drug, I'm sick of feeling stuck. I got this, will not quit to the top, I promise. Cause I've had enough.
They're professionals. Losing pistol is like nothing. I'll come back from a 0-7, man.
You better watch out, I'm on the climb to the crown in my prime right now. Hear me loud, I've been spitting for a while now. All by myself, independent DIY now. Don't need no help, I've been beating out labels and money and budgets, it's funny. I do all the work, yeah, keep it 100. I fight for my dreams, I would die for these things. I believe in myself, I refuse to be weak, I like to build things.
The origins of the aimers, right? That's where Tarek came from. That's just how it is, isn't it?
Depression, exhaustion, we need some healing. I work through the pain, I like seeing gains. I keep my head down, buried, walk through the flames. Yeah, I do this every day, even when I feel drained. A true man pushes through, you don't hear complaints. No, I don't wanna stay the same, yeah. So I keep pushing through the pain, yeah. That's the only way to make a change, yeah. So I fight every day.
What a heroic performance that was from Fnatic. Honestly, I was going to come in with like, what a great performance from Hero, because I just felt like every single round, every single play, everything that we saw that was great, all involved one way or another Cuckoo Grenache Hero.
I think that we were so surprised, right? Like Hero stepping in, but time and time again, with Fnatic starting on the defense, just don't go see. Don't go see his movement around the map. All the utility that was dumped on him time and time again did not matter, Ash.
No, it didn't. His ability to just play within those smokes, even this reposition towards Long as well. The fact that he has the cam that he ends up checking after he gets this pick to immediately find the location of Magnum here was insane. But you also just look generally at the trip positioning here on that C site. He has that backside trip for when he does have to fall off to buy that extra time, because he knows that the C pushes are going to be aggressive. They're going to look to clear through backside, and he wants to be able to capitalize.
And it's so well compensated that look at him. We're looking at 2 different rounds. He's not using the same patterns, not the same movement, and he's shooting extremely crisp. Looking at this composition, going up against Fnatic, you would think that the trouble is in the Yoru and the ISO coming at you. And do not get me wrong, that was amazing, but the performance from Hero granted
Damn,
Fnatic
Hero.
their most dominant win in the entire year.
We haven't seen Fnatic like this in a long time, but this is the other thing, right? Yeah, outside of Hero, every single death we saw that Fnatic incurred was traded. They traded every single one. Hero just needed to stay alive, and that's all he did, but it was kind of a bonus that he could get 3 kills while he does that.
Yeah, more than a bonus, all right? I mean, it was what, 403 ACS just on the defense side alone, that first half there for Hero. And again, it's the fact that this rookie is now lighting up as a substitute coming in for the team, replacing Leo, the big shoes that he had to fill. And it's so nice to see him slotting in today.
We got to talk about some of the KC stuff we saw, as well as we take a look at Tomazi in the AIM Labs warm-up. Viper Harbor, we
Vi's
never
the one
see
that
in
asked for
the
this
NBA.
stream,
Only
by
a
the way.
handful of
Vi's not
times,
even here.
This year, it's almost like a
SMH.
loud thing, even globally at this point. What did you guys make of the Viper Harbor from KC?
I appreciate the attempt. There were some rounds that were very cool. We also saw how they were using the ultimates, like the staggering was actually brilliant. I think that the main issue was that every single time that they tried to go see, they would encounter Hero, and it didn't matter how well it was planned, and everything was in good unison, but it looked like Fnatic has always felt very good on Haven and knew everything to a T. They were very quick on the rotations and reacting to what KC was doing.
They also didn't have as much to work off of as far as the executions on site, as far as that initiator utility, right? Because even when Shin, typically we always see him on that Omen, that paranoia is so important in their composition with where they look to execute, how they zone off those sites. And this was the first time that we saw him on a different role.
Yeah, exactly. But if you think about it, if you like rewatch it, even when we were rewatching this, we see the utility coming onto place. Like the Gecko, like for example, when they had that ult onto B, And they use the Gecko ultimate to stun Chronicle, and then the Molly comes in, and it just doesn't happen.
Well, let's take a look and see what agents we're going to get here. Probably from the side of KC, because Fnatic showed their comp already. We're not going to see any changes, but here's the thing. Playing a Viper into a non-Viper comp on Lotus is still extremely strong in this meta.
It really is. I think that the Viper is often underutilized on Lotus within our region as well, where we don't see as many teams pulling out the ability to kind of zone off over towards that rubble control and whatnot, but then you look over towards Karming Core again. This composition that they swapped into having Magnum on that Sova there as well, they managed to find a lot more success after these teams started reading into that Fade Gecko comp that they used to run.
And Magnum ended up being very important, I think, in this composition. I think that we're going to see more and more from this, but now Fnatic needs to be stopped. Dirk was coming alive at the end of the last map.
Well, this is KC's pick for a reason, so let's see Pansy and Steel if they can take us to a map 3.
That is the question, isn't it? Is map 3 a possibility? We're going to find out, and I do want to come to you in a moment if maybe some of our woes from map 1 could potentially bleed here into map 2. However, if you are just tuning in, have a little look at the bottom of your screens as well. You can get your tickets to come down here. Just scan the QR code and you can join some of the lovely audience. Some very nice people. Very nice. And there's beer. Thank you, man in the audience. Appreciate you for that one. Good sell. Good sell. But Josh, yeah, talk to me now kind of in a way, because I think probably a lot of KC fans are a little worried after map 1. A lot of issues there showing, not looking as competent as we kind of expected. Lotus is a much better map for them overall. This does start leaning heavier towards their traditional favor. Do you think MNL worries from map 1 would apply here, or do you think they can
How's it going?
There were a couple of
going
small
good. I'm
things
letting chat enjoy the games. I'm not really
well as they
like half here.
About where Hero was positioning his trips and his setups on Cypher, but the big issue was the mental block about how once things stopped going their way, it just started spiraling out of control. They need to regain control. They need to regain control now, and they need to do it fast.
See if they can. It'll be Fnatic on the attack. That then means, well, of course, KC on the defending side. Early contact made.
The Sheriff spam. So much damage, ripped Dirk.
Correct.
Wow, look at him down to
I love the way you described it.
Heroes on 57 and a little bit of
Makes me sound cool.
I'll be loving a bit of that. Obviously don't know the damage they've done, but they can maybe extrapolate later on. Certainly going to help them out. Cheeky little camera. No one following through for now. Smoke one way, not really going to be tested here. Neither is a player over towards Mount, so Martin gets to play his life. So KC probably feeling quite confident in it going to be in this A hit, but Fnatic, they're pretty quiet about things.
Camera broken, but the trip's still up, so Shin is not worried yet. Oh, you can't let that happen.
Oh, I gotta close
Playing
the
a little
predictions.
too ahead, getting caught out, had his utility to bank on, and now there's avenue open for them. Pain Shell still there. That's going to go get posted towards kind of deep back site. Forced away a little further. They've got good information. Hero, the one who escaped the plant. Boaster did get chipped down early, but not quite as badly as Dirk. All the timing. And Boaster was really good from this position before. Remember how well he was playing into that little cubby every single time, it felt like. Here, though, plant is in. KC still with a good few players to try and get some pressure building. See if there's a flank, anything else. No, there's not. It's all coming from one direction, and that's actually looking pretty good. Trading in well enough that they've got it down to a 2v2, and the last two are the walking wounded. Durka on 16 and Alpha on 10, both very low HP. Oh, and they can't even deny this, I don't think. I don't think they can stop this at all. Nothing to do but die. Oh, bloody hell, that was a little close. Oof, in the end, Alpha does fall as well, but KC nab away that first round.
That was a big round pickup, but I mean, we have to understand that KC won 2 rounds in a row to open up on Haven. They lose a few rounds in a row. They win on an eco, and they lose out 13-3. So it's not about just getting one round. And it wasn't even like the cleanest either. It came down to a very close 1-versus-1, narrowly diffused the spike, but we have to keep in mind, they're giving up the first blood there as well.
Yes, you're not wrong. And now we just see that Marshall. Uh-oh, Boaster's got Tomasi already. Martin?
No.
Oh, these are mistakes. And I don't expect this from KC. They're one of the better drilled teams normally. They play quite robust Valorant, and Alex Sloppy, Hero's got himself a bloody Bulldog. Oh, man. So we've got the Guardian still with Shin and the Stinger with Narrate, but They've got 4 players to clear. Time against them. Util still with Durka as well. He's got the Pain Shell, he's got the Satchel, he's got the Boombot, everything. Alpha's got to be careful here. And yeah, he's just chip damaging, putting his life on the line for it. He did get a tag on the back. Plays in Hero, who gets cleared. Narrate does well to swing that. Alpha next up. Individual fight gets taken down.
Narrator's
KC
here.
starting to build back up here. And this is becoming a problem. They might be able to course correct. They might be able to save themselves this round. The Paint Shell goes in. Does it deny? It does in the end. I don't know if it's got enough time, though. I don't think it does. The defuse should come in comfortably in the end for KC. And they survive.
Narrator's here.
That was a very good recovery from KC. I think Fnatic could have played that a little bit better with the positioning, with the Bulldog players alone. Alpha's peeking out with the Marshall to get the chip damage, but there's no, you know, in those situations, like, I'll tag you bag. Where are you? Where's the bag part of it? So Fnatic could have closed that out if they had played a little bit better. Good recovery from KC. And yeah, that opening is just so worrisome. They need to be able to figure out how to cleanly get these openings that they want and see how they can convert it. And until they get some clean rounds, I don't know if it's going to be a clean game from them.
No, I'm still a bit nervous because it was those first 2 from map 1. Yeah. I want to see KC look in form here because by all rights, this should be a belting series, right? This should be a really good game. Kind of the new dogs against the old. A question of form from either. We wait and see how it really looks here. That Bucky is all Narate's got to bring in. See, this bonus is rough.
Last game on Haven, they were on attack side when they had to do their bonus, and they fully invested and lost that round. Here, they're budgeting a little bit. They realize we're going to use this as a bonus round. If we lose it, unlucky, we have rifles for the next round. If we win it, cool. We are just starting a lead, starting a comeback. Building some confidence is the most important thing about that.
Managing expectations and building confidence. Shin. Gonna have the one. Beautiful, beautiful shot. Didn't get rewarded with the kill, but he's near on taking down Alpha. Only 10 HP.
And
the attack Odin is dangerous, man.
Alpha is normally the lurker for the attackers on the C area. So Shin doesn't really understand. Hey, there's more people behind it.
30 seconds left.
Martin thought he might have caught maybe Chronicle crossing then. Potentially Boaster, but no. Now the smoke in here is buying time. They're running low on time here for Fnatic. Down to 20 seconds. They've got to make this hit count. And there's bodies here. Doors open. Martin makes a horrible miss there. Dirk with a punish on Shin. Still need to get that plant down. 10 now going to be on the board by the time they get towards the side. Plant going to be coming in, but there's a lot of trouble here. They're going to be investing the Hunter's Fury. It doesn't land. Hero can at least tank one of those. The plant is in.
I mean, if you can bring an Odin into round 3, you're chefing it.
Feels so redundant. Narrate knows it. Just down to the Sheriff here to try and get back a little bit closer. Prowler saved a little later too. Perfect, gonna check on his progression.
Okay.
Must be nice.
Might not be enough, but it's enough to keep him a little bit happy.
Yeah, one more would be really good. Make that money get into question. Got that Sheriff and Bucky to lose, so why not make a go of it? He's got all the kit and caboodle thrown at him, though. Yeah, I think he knows this one's pretty much wrapped up here. Maybe a last quick grab. And that's it. Okay, Fnatic get on the board here. First made. Gun round coming in. It was the bonus for KC. They took down 2.
It was one of those situations where that flick from Boaster onto Martin, who's missed 3 shots, clean shots on the back. Easy. Magnum getting spammed down. He's using his Hunter's Fury. He's not behind cover. He gets Odin spammed through with smoke. So many players from Fnatic, only one player with almost full health. Everyone else is under half HP. These are very slim margins. Anything happening in the favor of KC might be a big swing. It's just a little bit more that they need to push.
They got the guns now to maybe do it. Shin.
Big opening. That was a combo. That Dark came in, scanned through the smoke.
They got the reward. Narrate. Oh, Boaster. That's got a sting. Chronicle with a, I don't want to say quick trade, but a trade. Even with a crouching Odin.
Can only be so quick when you got that heavy thing on you.
I love the way you just said that Chronicle's got that heavy thing on him. That's, no, that's fine. That's fine. 3 for Fnatic alive up against the 4 of KC. Martin's got his ult. They've still got the paranoia with Shin, and Shin playing really safe here. I like that. Not allowing a free pick and even. And there's going to be the ult as well, just to clear back through. Doesn't actually spot Chronicle though, but he will be able to get the information on the site. May have noted Durka as well, not sure.
I don't know where Kron is. They understand that he's somewhere in this area. They don't know exactly where.
Oh god, the timing on this is... Hero saved him then. The ult probably would have done the job, but they doubled down on it. This is perfect timing. They can catch 1 and 2. Yeah, I think it got both there. They've got to know what's coming their way. And Chronicle with a slow creep comes back in. And Martin's on the side. I think he's maybe been seized. He has been. It's done. Incredible work from Fnatic there. You thought maybe Casey had a grip on that play and a couple of elements right, but it absolutely capitulated.
Boom. Hero getting that save. Durka just narrowly, like, oh man, that showstopper timing was so close. But yeah, like these picks here, you'd have to say though, this is kind of like karma a little bit, right? Boaster got that flick on Martin the previous round, so he has to go down to a player holding him mouse 1 with the Odin here, fully paranoid.
Look, he's an Odin abuser himself.
That
It's
is
only
true.
karma. It's only karma.
What goes around comes around.
Good lord, and the karma hits me, Josh, it's all over. Finale, they come back in here, KC, with a much weaker buy, obviously just... Ooh, easy, Tiger. Durka, this is an isolated effort. Got to be really cautious to not do this on his own or potentially give up a rifle, but no one's with him yet. The door's
This
really,
is why he's doing it.
Yeah, but... yeah. Yeah. Eco Cobra strikes again.
Sorry.
No, you're... Hey, the thing is that he may not get punished for it here, right? The thing is that Fnatic probably just clean house. There's no harm, no foul. But in a different world, someone could punish him, pick up a Vandal, and then who knows what happens. But it is Durka back on the raise, so it tends to go quite well for him.
Yep. 2 players alive for KC on their eco. Recovered their Vandal. A little bit of a hero Vandal purchase just to see if they can get something going here.
It's not going to happen, Durka farming. And again, seeing Durka with the raise does just feel like such a night and day performance to that Yoru or anything else that he kind of leans on. This still looks very, very good for him.
I think the difference between him playing on a duelist such as Raze is you're usually kind of in a more specific system. You're with the team a lot more. You're in a kind of a pack. You get to a certain point and you do an execute and you have abilities coming in left, right, center. You're going with the team. There's a lot of chaos going around. It creates a lot of space for you. You create a lot of space for your team. And there's this kind of synergy there.
And he thrives in that.
He thrives in that. And when he's on an agent like Reyna on Icebox or Yoru on other maps, Breeze, I know that we don't get to see that anymore, but now he's on Haven.
Yeah.
It's where he's more of an individual. He has to make individual decisions. He's not with the team. He has to, when it's so clear, the path that's set out, the goal, and you're with the team and you're executing it together for the game plan, it's a lot easier for a player, a duelist like Durka to be able to execute that than to be on their own, knowing when they're supposed to activate or deactivate and what decision, how they're supposed to react to certain information going around the map. And it's a lot more difficult for certain duelists to be able to make those decisions. The mechanics of Durka are so good, and that's why he's on this duelist agent. And when we see him on Raze, it reinforces that.
It is interesting to see such a variety, isn't it? When you see from player to player, I know
Oh
NA
no,
was
3 rounds in a row.
towards, that Demon 1 Aspas, comparison when you're talking about the 2 different ways, even to play just like a Jet,
This does
for
not
example,
bode
and
well.
how it looked from EG to NRG and all of this sort of stuff. But it's interesting, even in the minutiae, to kind of discuss Durka from when he's on that Yoru, the role he plays and his goal in mind, to this, where it seems to suit him much better. But pausing that, we'll see how it looks going forward, because it was a decent Haven for him as well, but I mean, it was hard to lose when everyone's firing as well.
Everyone was on
Everyone
point,
was working.
and KC was also dropping the ball big time.
So now we've got to see where this picks up. Does this even out a bit? Because Casey are no slouches here. This is one of the maps. If you're looking at the map pool, it starts to lean better for them. First pick this time, Chronicle goes down. Now
Speed it up, let's go see, speed it up.
To all the players coming over. Smoke goes in to stall out a little here. Paranoia comes in. Again, what do they want to do with this Magnum?
Ooh, nice shot though.
Be careful here. Does have the utility to back on, so he knows they can't springboard instantly, but Fnatic don't have space here.
I can't
They've been
tell.
surrounded.
Did
They've
that
lost a
even
lot
do
of that map
anything?
control.
What the fuck?
Cutting off the rotations is Martin, though. It's going to be very difficult for Fnatic to be able to pivot. Even if they decide to go B here, they're getting flooded in from multiple different angles, including that flank on mid.
Nightfall, that's still in the rate. That's got to have caught 3. That's big info, again, just on its own. Martin can just shoulder this if he wants to. He's keeping so much information. They're still going this way, and he can then collapse on those backlines if he feels like it.
Did they get the spot on the info? He did. The timing on the jiggle.
And Alpha's given them a chance, maybe a seed of doubt placed, and now they can pivot back, and that's what they're doing. 19 seconds, though. Tomasi still stands. Where do Fnatic go? They could walk in somewhat of the unknown, or they go and double back down towards B.
Back to B, back to B.
Go into. This is rough. Magnum's still here.
What?
Oh, a missed shot. That could have been round
Big
done.
scan.
Big info.
That was.
That's gonna be what they need.
Oh,
Nice from the
oh god, oh god, oh my god, what the fuck is happening?
And now just Boaster gets swept aside. KC meeting them step for step across the map. Good work from Tomasi to keep that C site safe in the end. After
that was a
fight
round
between, I think it was Alpha and Shin going Alpha's way, that created a small chance, and then it got folded in on.
That was crazy timing. I was saying good smoke towards the beginning of the round here. As soon as Martin gets this pick here, realizes no one else is here, instantly there's a smoke dropped at the entrance of C. They're blocking the C main entrance. They realize Fnatic is trying to come C in this situation, so that was a good trade. But then Tomasi, he's jiggling from the back of the site. Alpha slips right on the timing of the jiggle and is able to catch Shin, who's trying to use support utility. I think he was trying to re-smoke maybe the front of B main, and then that opening could have made a big difference. Losing that duel because of the landing inaccuracy on that box. Tomasi's able to clean that up. He's back.
Interesting choice. Okay.
Why? You don't respect the Killjoy up?
I mean, I respect you when it's Alpha. I don't ever doubt Alpha anymore. We've learned the hard way.
Turret destroyed.
May take down my turret, but I'm going to take its place, apparently, is the line. But a little bit of a closer lean here from KC. Willing.
Camera taken out.
Okay, clear the camera. Willing to take a more of an aggressive posture.
Shadows.
Pressing that one way. But already you've got Durka a little ahead. He's already shifted over to that right side. The feet being spotted. And there's the punish. Durka just slipping a little bit deeper, unnoted. And now they've opened up a big chance. They can punish maybe these rotations. They still have players over towards this side on rubble. That spike is still in the hands, though.
It looks like I just highlighted the whole map, but that's basically what I'm highlighting is the fact that KC, they're trying to defend 4 different positions right now instead of just locking down and gambling. We're talking about other teams and how they would kind of play out these late round situations. Here we see KC is kind of doing that gamble on A, realizing it's not an A hit, they're moving back to C. And now this rotation to C together with the Sova on the flank, Magnum, this is going to be a really good rotation. The lockdown is going to keep them outside of the site, and that's going to actually drop Fnatic's guard a little bit. Planting for Mound, taking Waterfall.
Ooh. This, I guess then does Chronicle get to be able to hold this? Does he slip back in? How do they actually hold on to it? You're right, they've prioritized Waterfall here, but again, roll your mind back. Some of the best moments from KC were these retakes. Their pressure used to be exceptional. They were so clear-cut, so concise. And now, with the Viper's Pit in the way, though, this becomes incredibly difficult. The options are looking incredibly thin. I'm wondering if they're pulling the plug on this.
I think they're pulling the plug. This Viper's Pit was a nail in the coffin. Hero.
Ah, gets outdone there. Narrate clears him, and that's safety now to keep these rifles in hand. This was getting dangerous. Fnatic starting to find a little bit more form as this goes on, finding openings. And maybe you're right, they need to kind of almost double commit, double down on holding some of these lanes here and leaving some vulnerabilities. So the highlights when we were talking about KC was those retakes back in the day. That was one of the highest points of their play, especially on a map like this.
KC should be happy, though, with the end result there, the consolation prize. They were able to keep 4 rifles alive into this next round. Had they gone for it and lost all the players, they wouldn't have this. And had they all tried to split up and hold their sites one by one, that could have also been disastrous. So I'm happy that in the end, they did do the gamble on A. And then we went C, they tried to do the retake. Fnatic had a really good play. They took Waterfall off the back of the lockdown. They realized, hey, there's nobody in Waterfall, so it's gotta be either spawn or flank. They smoked off spawn, locked it down with a Viper's Pit on top of that, got away from Mound, so they got away from Magnum's flank, and they really just completely took control of that post plant. So that was a really good step for Fnatic to be able to secure that round, but I'm happy that KC was able to gamble. They chose the wrong site, they attempted the retake, realized, hey, this is not working, let's get out of here.
And it's spurred on this timeout as well, because the scoreline may be deceiving if people are just tuning in and you're not quite sure what we're seeing, but thankfully we can see that little kind of progression here. Those first 2 rounds, you almost said it at the start, hey, remember the first map? They got the first 2, then there was that one moment starting to have some glimmers of that. Round 6, of course, the last one that they were able to convert in their favor. And you can see Eng probably just wanted to check back in, because once we've gone into these gun rounds, it has been drifting towards Fnatic's favor. So these 4 beside them, high-value pickups. And Fnatic know that, of course. They're well and truly aware, so they even get a little check in themselves with their coach as well, get everything back in line, prepared for what's going forward.
Very similar scoreline, almost exactly the same. KC actually lost rounds 3 through 6 and then won on round 7 on Eco. So very close. Oh, big pick off.
That's massive work from Martin. This time turning up the tempo, getting aggressive, playing a little more volatile, but calling no man's land, and they've lost Narrate.
They don't know about Shin though. They have no idea.
Shin, that's 1, he needs more, he's got more, that's 2.
Does he know about the third? He doesn't know
He has no clue about Boaster. Boaster got, I think, one of those kills earlier on, but again, it was chaotic. But they've been able to bring this back to a 2v2. Heroics from Shin to maybe save them here. But we're still above a minute. And who do we have standing? Boaster, all his kit. Both smokes, paranoia, everything you need. You got Alpha as well, just putting down the alarm bot, making sure that back line stays safe. But how do they find Magnum? How do they navigate past Tomasi? This is difficult for them now.
I think Alpha is probably one of the players that you want to have alive in those types of situations. For Fnatic, 2 versus 2, loads of time, still 40 seconds left on the clock.
Easy now, Magnum. Supposed to commit forward.
He is. They will.
Oh, okay, a trade. And now it's Boaster in a 1v1.
30 seconds
Smoke's
left.
there. He's got a plant. Tomasi closing the gap. Still got the paranoia. Still another smoke. Still has his TPs as well. Could be difficult. Could be tricky. He's going to back away. Decides to play by tree. Maybe play off the paranoia if he hears a tap on the spike. But does Tomasi get proactive here? It looks like he might. So many things to consider, but he's going to take a gamble, take a risk, take a chance! And Boaster takes his life. 4 kills for him this round. Saving them after Shin almost undid them over by Rubble. He was the one to trade it back in. He was the one to take those next steps. And things feeling a little dreary now. This is a great start for KC.
That was a huge start. And Shin being able to get a couple more from up top there before he gets traded out by Boaster. Boaster eventually clutching out the round in a 1 versus 1. Again, have to wonder why Tomasi in the situation.
Hello? Yeah, I don't lose those.
All right,
Still the entertainer. Still the entertainer. Oh man. I'm worried a bit for KC here, Josh. I know these rounds are close. I mean, that was a 1v1. It was very, very much on a knife's edge. That could have gone either way, apparently, you know, unless you believe Boaster, who doesn't lose those. But there's just there's nerves for me here, and this is getting messy. Tomasi has found Chronicle, so actually punishing a little bit of the deeper line here. Although it might have been Durka to go down, but no. Tomasi gets to walk away with his life. Yeah, down on 30 HP, but he's still standing. Maybe cycle out that rifle, potentially. Alpha looking for options. Did he hear the step? I think he did. Timing on the punish as well. That's a problem. B's now open and available. Yeah, the smoke goes in, but they have to check behind this.
Fnatic still postured towards A. It's actually pulling KC back towards B. Is Alpha's going through? What's going on? The door's open. Is it a C pivot? What's going on here? But KC, they're going to walk push through, realize B is clear. Unless it's C, it's got to be A. It might just take that gamble.
Clearing that question mark, right? That little bit of pressure from Alpha was enough that they have to put bodies behind it, which they did. Now they can drift back through. The timing is everything. Oh, Narrate, I thought he could have had another. He did in the end. He gets to walk away on 23, but Alpha was still waiting. And the TP's there. We're off and away towards C. Plant's going to come down. The cavalry in the form of Alpha is holding the flank. And these two clutching up so often. And roll your minds back. This feels all too familiar. But sadly for Tomasi, he's on 30 HP and he's got a bloody stinger. And he got close before, but this is asking a lot of the young man. Hearing that utility go down, he's got to know they're close. The double together, both of them waiting. This time Alpha wants the 4K. He gets the reward of it. And Casey, this is going to take, this is a bit of a gut punch, it feels like. They're not getting what they want here. They do have a buy this round, but Josh, this has got to start feeling pretty horrific.
This is getting to the point where... what I was talking about earlier, it is continuing to spiral. KC, they're not even in horrible positions, but they're uncharacteristically losing a lot of duels. They should be winning them. I have to roll it back to the round that Martin has a dead to right.
So based on this, KC should win this round.
Right now, and
you know,
it's
3 rounds.
Not even just that they're losing these duels. They win these duels normally, right? So when they start losing these duels, they don't really know what to do after that. They're like, "Well, we've never been in this situation. This is the easiest kill of my life. I missed it. Now what do I do? I haven't been here before. I win this duel."
It is interesting seeing these teams trying to navigate these new issues that are being presented to them, right? Because, as I said, start of the year, KC were near on untouchable. They were one of the teams that were just, you know, bursting on the scene. Everyone excited by, you know, these young players, the talent, and now they are under the gun. Now they're feeling the scrutiny. Now they're feeling that pressure. Durka's already on the site. His pathing just completely negating any of Tomasi's utility. And KC having to try and take this back. Again, last time they had to pull the plug on this sort of round. Narrate does have the Nightfall, so maybe that could work out well for them. There it is coming in, and actually Shin and Martin starting to clear through. That's not bad for Durka though. Pain Charles back in, they're gonna pop the ult on Martin as well. This is all gonna be topsy-turvy, but Durka is just turreting around on the site. Martin can't even find him. Durka is backing away. He's being such a nuisance to try and clear. They have to try and deal with him. Fnatic digging in deeper. This is looking done for Martin. Can you go above and beyond for your side? 8 HP and a dream here. Durka has been a nightmare on the other side, and they don't know where he's gone. 3 already, and Martin trying to creep back in. It's all about timing, and it's one bullet needed. Durka this time with 4. We've had Boaster do it, we've had Alpha do it. Now it's Durka's turn. And you're right, they're just not landing some of these shots. KC look a little out of sorts here.
It's one of those situations where it's so difficult to be able to get back into the game strategically, tactically, if you're not hitting your shots. Because at that point, nothing works, and if nothing's working, you're at a loss. Not just the players, but the IGL, the coach. Where's the timeout in a situation like this? Let's get back into focus. Let's create some solutions to these problems that we're seeing.
Held on 3 rounds here, KC. I can't believe what we might be seeing. I think a lot of us, we're expecting maybe a third map between these two, but if it keeps going this way, it's a 2-0. There's still a chance for KC to get a couple of rounds here, though. Maybe give themselves a chance into that second half. Trying to get proactive. They did catch out Alpha before.
It doesn't matter.
He's not getting caught out now, though.
Alpha has been on point for these guys every single... He's not lost a duel, I don't think.
I mean, look at this guy, and again, you know I love my Fnatic glazing, apparently, but...
Yeah, back to winning, of course.
Yeah, but from map 1, where you see him on the ice, oh God almighty, look at this dude! Look at that! That's a Ferrari peak. The Xantares peak.
That was a perfect shoulder.
It's just... what are you meant to do? What are you meant to do against that? Again, on map 1, he's on the ISO. Here, he's playing this lurking role. Remember that pressure he put on B before? So much going right for him. Whereas now, I mean, you're looking at what KC can get away with, and it's nothing. Nothing. It's just a plow against them. And an attempt could be made. A kill could be found.
Now that Vi's back, it clearly means it's a KC round.
There's
Is
just
that how that
confidence.
works?
They just back themselves in these flight drop in the smoke. Yeah, you
Never
can
mind.
see it. You can see it across them. Fnatic look revitalized here, and we were talking about this bigger picture, weren't we? Start of the day when we came in. This is a litmus test of performance. Where are these two teams? Start of the year, you got top-end KC. Yeah, some highs and lows, some issues internationally, you know, but still you kind of give them a bit of... You know what I mean? So again, we were kind of like questioning, and they're playing with a stand-in. You know, this is the crazy part where you're like, okay, but surely this is when it gets even worse. It compounds the problem. No, apparently they're miles apart. I'm thoroughly surprised by what we're seeing in the last couple of days from Fnatic.
Fast opening. He's gonna sub-ulti behind this maybe, or?
I mean, well, Shin's gonna die. That's what's actually gonna happen, Josh. I think Casey would like that answer if you have any.
Yeah, I think like there's two things going on. One, Fnatic not making a misstep. They're hitting all their shots.
Yep.
And Alpha's been a thorn in their sides. Even when they haven't been able to get the primary objective, Alpha's been in a position, call an audible, bail them out. But KC, again, Tomasi, are you going to try to hold this by yourself? Your teammates are across the map still.
You should run.
Lockdown.
Okay, Hunter's Fury should deal with that.
Gets one more shot off.
Yeah, okay. There's still about a minute on the board though, so they don't have to commit just yet. They're just kind of creeping behind this. Prowler should know that they're here. Tomasi, this is so hard to hold. You have so many against you. Can you isolate a fight? You can. You absolutely can. Heating up now. Has the support from Martin. Better work. Better damage. Tomasi, the one-man army in Alpha though, the last man alive. If it was anyone else, I'd call it Raps. Unfortunately, Martin was the difference this time. KC make it up to 4.
That's a glimmer of, you know, a shroud of what KC is capable of. We know that they're capable of it. They know they're capable of it. That's why I feel like we haven't seen many adjustments from them, because why adjust? It's just, oh no, I just missed my shot. It's not going to happen again. They keep doing the same thing. Fnatic on point the whole way through. Alpha just doing such a dirty job right now. I wonder if they're going to give him so much space on the defense around C to let him just be on his own and just do whatever he wants. Alpha on this defense side. I wouldn't be surprised if we see him pushing up. The scoreline doesn't show it 9-7. Like, oh, he's not doing that great. Why are you guys, you know, beefing it up like this? He's been winning every single duel, and he's single-handedly, with just the opening, won at least 4 rounds for Fnatic.
Yeah, it's impact frags, right?
Yeah.
Like, out of those 9, you got to argue the vast majority have given them almost the round off the back. It's been wild. As it stands, though, we flip sides. We hope that KC gets a bit more of a heartbeat to them here. We want to see a competitive game. Oh my god, the paranoia was so good, but that's the answer. KC a little disconnected from each other, but get the catch up on the 2. There's still life here. There's still a chance. Smoke gonna go in, doesn't really hinder them. Fnatic still in this 3v3 though. Durka noted, they know one was on the flank.
Spike planted.
They probably know where Boaster put that paranoia from. So there's a good chance they've got a decent read here for this post-plant setup on KC. Sit very close on the site.
Another situation where Fnatic is low, and KC hasn't been able to close out these types of rounds, but
okay, but look at
they've
this
been good up pistol.
This crossfire should be good. You got Narrate on one side, and when they get contact, they can swing.
What?
They can swing. Why?
What?
What is going on? That felt so perfect, Josh. That felt like KC had
All
the
right,
perfect
it's over,
post-Margot
man.
set up for
That shit.
And then
That
somehow
cannot happen like that.
Fnatic
Man.
still win it.
I'm actually speechless. They're going for headshots there. They don't realize Fnatic is so low. Just go for a body shot or 2 and you just get your kill. This opening from Fnatic was beautiful. The trades coming in from KC, you think, oh, they're in a position, 3-on-3, low HP on some of these players. We have A-site for free. This fight right here was everything, though. They didn't move together. They're whiffing shots. It's been the trend of the whole game. I said I was speechless, but that was a speech.
Oh, it's a pretty condemning one here. Held on 4 now. Oh, KC, they're managing to stay away from the Seize nade combo, but Fnatic then taking the space off the back. We have Sheriffs coming out. I want to see one of these players step in here, because you know, Narrate was meant to be one of the next young guns coming up, the ones to watch. Same with a couple of the other players as well. You can't really say much wrong about the KC roster. There's a lot of talent there. And it's weird to not see them on point. It just feels like something's off, something's in the water. They could be revealing a couple of positions. Magnum could be on the chopping block. While all this happens, it is a pivot towards B. Now, Chronicle has been very sharp today. I think he was towards the top end of the board. Might have been taken over by Durka by now, but already hindering their access to this. Magnum lost, Durka down, so a little bit of a trade out. Can KC find any more? I like what they're doing, trying to paint this intention of this C hit.
Opening the door, lurk smoke towards C, and the walkout towards A. Boaster. Jump spotting from sight. He's going to get really good info off this. Don't know if he saw them there. He definitely knows now. He still has paranoia. He still has a smoke if he needs it. He just needs to live and buy time for his teammates to come here.
Wait, where are they going?
They're going back to C now. We already had Tamazi on the walk up here. As soon as they get spotted by Boaster, they're instantly getting confirmed. Hey, there's multiple of us here. We're back to C. Tamazi, he's going to take the space, but he needs to not overextend. He needs to be happy with what he has and play this down together.
So tempting, isn't it, though, to take that extra couple of steps towards CT or waterfall. Like, hey, guys, I got so much of this.
Stay together.
Massey, Chronicle, just reading the chance that someone slipped that smoke. Now, Fnatic using the limited amount of utility they have to clear quite close, just in case someone had tried to slip a little deeper. It is just Sheriff still, tricky, up against Bulldogs, and that Vandal on Alpha.
Paranoia still for Boaster.
There's the Paranoia going in time to try and re-clear. Fnatic gonna find 2.
It
it's on
doesn't
the
matter.
side itself, it's on Narrate.
They outplayed the shit out of
The
them
guy
in
who was
macro,
their hero
but
before, but today it's just
it
not
doesn't
happening.
matter.
Diffuse there for Fnatic. The retake's good. 3 stay alive. And the silver linings aren't enough for KC now.
Fnatic's moving so well together in these retakes. The way that they reposition, they they spotted the player in waterfall, they're spamming through the smoke, they regroup, they go heavy through spawn. Not a single person left on their lonesome. They smoke, they use the paranoia, they scale in with it, go for all the trades. And I have to wonder, was KC playing that not to lose instead of to win? Because in that situation, they were kind of feeling out, oh, maybe I push waterfall, oh, maybe we go spawn, and then they decided, no, let's play passive, let's play safe. But when you play too safe, you give too much respect, and Fnatic disrespected them.
Right. And now onto the, really, this is the last hurrah for KC. If they don't convert this, you're worried. You know, you're down in the doldrums. But Fnatic, they're on 10. Everything looking good, everyone hitting their shots, nice reads, nice retakes. You can't fault it. So KC, time to turn up. Already looking at both Durka's position over towards B. This will be interesting to see the value he gets. Paranoia goes in. Oh, Durka. Oh, okay, it's not as clean as you'd like, and he does get traded. Tomasi giving them a chance, but Hero then steps into the arena. Bloody hell, it's all on Tomasi. Again, this guy, how much can he be asked? He's got a 1v1. Chronicle, one side of the ring, Tomasi the other.
Good timing on this reposition, Chronicle. He's gonna realize, not before long.
He knows, man.
Already.
He knows.
So smart.
So cerebral.
You can hear the Spanish casters absolutely popping off. Gotta love him.
It's gonna be one of those tension-building moments because Chronicle's like, wait, he's not here yet. I'm gonna turn around just
30 seconds.
check
When's that timing?
One more time, I'm just gonna check B and I'm gonna turn around the wrong
25 seconds!
Oh.
He's got him! Chronicle, you said it though, so cerebral about it. Re-clearing that B side, double-checking, and then he's got that internal clock ticking. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. It's one of those days, you know? It's one of those days, KC fans. It happens. It happens. We don't often see this level up from Fnatic. You know, this has been a drought for them in the last couple of days. They've heated up a bit more, starting a little bit better, starting to see revitalized almost, with Hero coming in. Kind of a new lease of life to them. And for KC,
no, he just knew.
Feels like
He pushed up Link into B and saw nothing, which meant he was rapping.
I don't remember the last time we've
and he was either
like
rapping through main or rapping through CT.
If Fnatic's able to close out here in the next few rounds,
he already knew he was coming through A.
2-0.
He didn't need to hear anything.
Like, when was the last against KC?
It just doesn't seem real, does it? But KC's still with a chance.
But he took the gamble, right? He was pushing B. If he was being held, he dies, right? But because he pushed B, he won.
I mean, they're lucky
but he took
to be
that risk.
alive, and they do get to live, and they take down two on the other side. Know what's coming their way now.
Planted.
Oh, that's better. There we go. A little bit of life in him yet. Chronicle and Alpha.
One enemy remaining.
Going to be cleared out. KC, okay. This is better.
This is a lot better.
Where's this been?
This is what they're expecting. They're just like, why haven't we been able to do this every round? We're playing no different.
Hello. Chronicle. He's going to be hunted down here. Not
It's
many
a start.
options. But for
It's a
them,
start.
also
It's a
their
good
money's
start.
pretty rough actually for KC, so keeping these Vandals is pretty damn important, and they found Chronicle there. And Andalusia flawless, finally for KC, finally get in there, that's one. They gotta keep going though, Josh, this can't be just a one-off. They've gotta find success in succession. It cannot be a singular round.
When we were watching the Na'Vi game, we were kind of discussing who are the top dogs of the region right now, and you obviously have Heretics at the top, and then kind of in the next pack there, it's Fnatic, it's Foot, it's KC, and Navi's kind of falling out of that. KC, if they want to remain in that, they need to get more rounds clean like that. They need to remember who they are.
Now you're on the money. These guys, dangers through and through. Shin, one of the players who gifted them one of those 5 rounds near, and it felt like some of these moments on his shoulders. Need a little bit more from everyone though. It's, you know, it's across the board sort of effort. Gonna be, oh, look at this walk up. Oh, the timing. No idea. Magnum completely unawares. They've cleared that back line. This forces KC forward, investing the dimensional drift. Taking a glimpse through towards tree, it's cleared. Do they clear? I don't know if he cleared.
I don't think they cleared him.
I don't think they know about Cron.
Oh,
okay,
it doesn't matter.
Fine.
Holy
it's fine,
shit.
Apparently, Narrate's got his support. Why am I still worried? I shouldn't be worried. Narrate's still here. He's starting to heat up. That's 3 this round. Plant going to be coming in. Durka and Alpha, yeah, they got some ults, but look at the weaponry. Guardian and a Sheriff. You got to say Martin's good for this, and he is. This is nice. It's looking like 6. Can they keep 3 alive, though? Down to 2 here. There it is. Nice from KC. Couple of good rounds now back-to-back.
I was getting a little bit worried for Martin because he was body shotable by both the weapons, the Sheriff or the Guardian, and that opening could have made the catalyst for Durka to be, okay, I'm popping the showstopper and going in. But it was a good setup. The rest of the players were there in a position that they could get a double fight at the same time. One in the pit and one about to come up the ropes. As soon as the pit player takes the contact up the rope at the same time, ensuring that trade. 6 to 11, gap's getting closed a little bit.
Little bit.
Fnatic, they still have that showstopper. They still have that lockdown. But Alpha on his lonesome again.
Round by round is how they have to take this, kill by kill, step by step. It's a long road back for KC, considering how these rounds are going. But they've taken the perfect couple of moves forward, right?
Neither of those shocks hit any of the utility from the Killjoy. Alarm bot's still up. It's still blocking the entire entrance. 2 mollies there. And a default split from KC. They're trying to confirm that info. They're trying to find out where is this Killjoy setup. How can we do a little bit of misdirection here? Cage soften the C side up a little bit, and it's working. 3 members of Fnatic in position towards A. And the C hit's coming in. The alarm bot trigger.
There it is. They know what's coming now. You can hear it. The lockdown as well.
The bait.
Then swings.
It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Just shoot him.
Again, how much can this one man
Just
do
shoot
here?
him.
He's still going to keep going. Take down the lockdown and secure the site, which is what he has done. Planting the KC flag on that C site for them. Durka still a showstopper. Boaster got the Odin coming in. Still got the Paranoia. Still got a lot of kit for the Fnatic side. Smoke drops, target found, first man gone. Martin removed, who was the kind of instigator to a lot of the success. Trying to maybe time it on the haunt there. Not going to get it. Tomasi now has the angle.
Big duel.
I think they know it. Narrate though, great damage. Spams into the smoke, and I think he got the reward off that. And I think these two save. I think they have to back away here. Round by round, Josh, KC. They're starting to bring this back. This is going to be 7 on the board now.
This is... Amazi knows. He's hunting him down. Smells that blood. He's locking in. Can he find Boaster, though? Boaster trying to just get out of there. He needs this Odin saved. It's going to put a lot of pressure towards A. Maybe gives away the setup a little bit, but again, round by round, KC's closing it off.
Okay, should be able to keep this. No one else able to get that. That's 3 in a row now. They've got some ults to play with too. The TP, the Hunter's Fury, and I guess
that was
a massive, but
really nasty.
Those are some shots.
Yeah, that was.
And you know, it might sound that we're being harsh or negative towards KC, but it's not really about negativity or anything.
Little Boaster, where are you, mate?
And then he dies.
He found Little Boaster.
It's more about like disappointment about we know that they could be so much better.
Oh,
and
yeah.
we want to see it. And we are seeing that in the last few rounds now. If they started with this, think about how different the game could have been.
You're right. But if they pick up now, if they can keep going, this time they remove the alarm bot. Learning from the last round just a moment ago. That's going to be off. Chronicle and Alpha again. They've had so much thrown their way. Similar scenes this time.
Did he get the orb up on C already, on Martin? Because he's 1 off, and they do have Silva ultimate here.
Because he has Raise Rocket, I'm assuming... not Hooge is not here, I'm sorry to say. I assume he's going to Raise Rocket instead as a replacement for a gun.
Opening the door right now
So he's going to buy up
a little bit of pressure. It's not doing
now.
anything, though.
He doesn't want to use it now. Well, he might.
Fnatic trying to learn on the fly.
Oh, the scan comes in.
Martin is so good at these entries. He's doing serious work for KC. Alpha has to respect this. He can't hold this. He has to sit back a little bit deeper, tries to go back in with the Sheriff, and a couple of shots nearly landing right through. Oh, that was close enough. Hero has found Martin. You're not going to lose this
kill,
one,
though.
boy. Surely not. KC, this is the one that you close out on. Durka wants to get in, tries to post it, only finds the pillar. And now things starting to look a little dreary. Fnatic not finding that springboard forward, taking a couple of steps for KC, holding the line. Fnatic now down to 2, now down to none. KC, they are doing this. It is arduous and it's hard fought for, but they are stringing rounds together now.
And Fnatic, they were doing so well. They were so hot. I wonder if they got to the point where in their mind, this game was already won for them, and they started shifting into the kind of position of, we're winning. I'm going to keep doing whatever I'm doing, taking a little bit more risks, taking more of a chance, because you were getting away with it before. But guess what? KC is hitting back now. You need to slow your roll. You need to change your approach. You realize that they are getting close. Now it's time, okay, let's start locking in. No more mistakes. We can't give them any room to breathe. We need to suffocate them.
You're right. And I want to take this time during this Fnatic timeout that you can see them having a chat with, is highlighting Martin on these entries as well. His approach towards C has been nuts. It's been completely outdoing Kron. It's been pushing Alpha to an impossible situation. It's been wonderful to witness seeing him start to hit a little better. You've got Tomasi, Narrate. Everyone's starting to wake up a little bit here. We're seeing a much better look from KC, something that was missing for a while. But then what's the answer for Fnatic? They have a buy here. They have 2 ults. They've got the Viper's Pit with Chronicle, and they still have the TP with Boaster. Again, maybe not the most instigating sort of moments, but enough that they could do some serious damage in these rounds. We have to wait to see what the approach is, as timeout now coming to a close.
We've seen a couple of gamble stacks from, not gamble stacks, we've seen a couple of bait setups. So Chronicle in the elbow bend there, trying to get baited into a setup so that he can catch people on the side. It almost worked one time. Martin got a flick off on him. Beautiful entry. This last round, though, dart, flash combo, Martin's able to entry that way. I think Fnatic needs to do more gamble stacks and start taking control of the map.
But we've got Boaster and Durka here this time. That's a total switch-up. We haven't seen this before, nor have we seen him get this proactive. Okay, Durka's been noted. How long does he stick around on this? He can't stay forever, no. Forced to respect it, but burns a little bit of that utility early, so the dart's going to be used for now. So a little bit of a different setup. They're going to note that. KC should know now they're not up against the same sort of look, and it's a trade out. Magnum going to get Boaster, but it's Durka to find it, and Chronicle on the other side of the map. He's removed that one man. Normally, Tomasi's had a lot of freedom, a lot of presence to push there. Now what do they do with a man disadvantage? Martin still has his ult, and a dry fight for Durka, trying to maybe catch a bit of the timing. He is lucky to be alive. Hero in unison. This is not this round. This isn't the one you let slip, surely. It was after the timeout. It's worked well for Fnatic here. This looks like 12 could be happening unless Martin or Narrate, 2 very capable players, pull it off. Whoa. Martin, that's outrageous. You're counting your lucky stars to try and catch out Chronicle like that, and now it's all on Martin. Position was noted. The spike down in a really rough position for him. And for Fnatic, finally getting something going their way. 1v4 is a lot to ask for with 30 seconds.
30 seconds left.
This round, just the things that were kind of happening. Martin chasing with a Magnum chasing with a shock dart out. Martin's Euro ultimate coming out right next to Chronicle, and Chronicle got lucky once.
Look at him. That's what you get for trying to do that to him earlier.
Pop out with a double barrel in his back.
12-8. That could be the killing blow, but this was a round, you know, a little out of sorts. It was 4 in a row for KC. And this adjustment, this little switch-up seemed to work so well, and KC slowing it down. They've called a timeout now as well. They've got to pull out all the cards here, all the stops, anything they got left up their sleeve. Now is the time to bring it through.
No more mistakes. They can't get sloppy. Last round, I feel like they were getting ahead of themselves a little bit. They won 4 rounds in a row. They thought they were immortal. They got that opening pick on Boaster, but then they lose to Mozzie to Chronicle opening the door at A from Tree, and then it's a 3-on-4, and they're stressing. They are feeling the pressure of the situation. Oh my God, we can't let this slip. They're going to be on 12 rounds. They're going to be on serious point. I need to go and make this play at Waterfall. Boom, he goes down. Okay, I'm going to pop my Euro ulti and try to make an opening, and they're splitting up, and they're letting things just slip away from themselves, because I feel like that is the pressure that is starting to mount down on them. And this timeout from KC couldn't have come at a better time, because, well, I mean, if they lose another round, it's done for. They need to use any timeouts to talk about strategy, talk about emotions, talk about managing everything.
Yeah, it's a lot to be said in a very little time. I want to see what the start is again. Okay, we've got the same switch up from previous, where we still have Boaster and Durka over towards C. And the response is, go A, I guess. I mean, you're going in towards Alpha. You got Chronicle there still, and Hero. Looks like all 5 in on this one.
Will Shin use his ultimate here? Chronicle down to 19 off the counter spam.
That's nice, though. Unconfirmed damage, but it's nice.
Fnatic been winning rounds with multiple players with like 10 HP all series. Is this going to be another one of those, like pistol round?
Look at the position from Durka.
Stole that space. The camera does it
won't
see him?
No, it's around the corner. They don't know about Durka yet. Oh my God, this could be it. Durka, can you be the danger man? Can you be the one to do the damage? No, Magnum keeping hopes alive here for KC. First one found, and is that the green light? Do they try and punish C? Then falling to Boaster, difficult position to be in. Still a smoke to play, still is paranoia, but he has to respect this now. Already, Aldrone coming in, paranoia ready. Trying to go for this little TP. It's a risky play, but it's good so far. Hero working off the back of all the information coming their way. The paranoia as well. Turns the flash now. KC have to re-clear the site. This is so difficult. Boaster could be an absolute danger, a menace in this position. Tries to get away.
Out.
It's bad. It's blow for blow. It's player for player, but look at the HP. Chronicle 19, Boaster 32, and Martin and Array in a much better position here, but they need that plant. They want that time on their side, and that spam, it could be disastrous. Big info. They still don't know about Boaster here. They know about Kron.
Oh my god, no way.
It's all on one man, Narrate. Oh, can he be the man to stand tall here for them? Nightfall, it's gonna catch. Boaster now has to just take a guess, take a gamble.
No way!
God damn, man.
Boaster
it's just,
closes down
he's too good at, he's just too good.
And Fnatic
He's too good, man.
I cannot
At
believe
1 HP. 1
you could have argued
HP.
Haven
What the hell,
Fanatics,
man?
But when you look to the rest of the map, pool, Lotus, Bind, you've had to have thought KC had that.
Who's saying he's a weak
This is a
link?
new look for Fnatic.
Wrong.
They look revitalized. They
What? Look at him go. Look at him go.
They look happy about it as well. They are, I mean, they've gone through so much this year to get to this point as well, right? They've been, when you're at the top and then you have that fall and you have to kind of climb your way back up, it is a climb. It's a struggle.
Paid it
and it's
out.
not easy.
Paid it
And to
out.
be able to do it, I mean, right here, you can see exactly how much that is meaning to them right now.
And on the other side, a devastating loss for KC here, but it felt like Fnatic were the better team today. It's hard to clarify it in some ways, because some of it was just pound for pound. Fnatic were hitting shots for a long time. Couple of key timeouts did bring this game back to a closer affair, but it felt almost inevitable with Fnatic after map 1 and that first half in map 2.
One of the things that you can really learn from a loss like this,
All right.
where you get completely blown out, 13-8, okay, not that bad on the second map.
Is there more
One
after
of the
this?
things you can learn from is, hey, when we're not hitting our shots, when we're not having a good game, we need a stronger backup plan. What's our plan C for situations like that? We need to have something else in our repertoire so we can bounce back and pull something out. So this, in the long run, could make KC
Oh, yeah,
a
there's
much
challenger
stronger
games,
team,
but
and
I'm
they
not
already
really-
are a deadly team. Fnatic,
Gotta
though,
watch that. More till tomorrow? Okay.
Thanks, Boaster.
Man, look at him go, Boaster.
Every time it's like you're hitting like a serious point. He just
I mean,
pulls
I
that
do
out.
like
Go
M80.
on.
I would like to watch M80,
Yeah, no,
but
you're right
I want
though.
to play
This
my own
long
game
term
right now.
could give
I
KC
don't
a
want to
chance to
babysit chat
rebuild and
anymore.
come back
I
stronger.
opened
They have to learn through the
watch
losses.
party because
And
Vi
you're right,
asked me
sometimes
to.
when everything's working, you don't pick up
But
all those lessons.
it's
But
over.
here, it will be a stark reminder. They've got some work to do. However, we have more for you today before
cue
we close
ending music.
out the entire show.
Pretend
With the
ending music
post-war
is
coming
playing
up,
right
it's
now.
something you don't want to miss. I believe Boaster and Durka will be joining Yinzu and Kikuka.
That
Oh,
is
yeah,
right,
that ending
Pansy.
music sounds
They will
great.
be joining us in just a moment.
You hear
but
it?
yeah, what a
I hear
victory
it.
for them. Very dominant.
I mean, it's crazy also the way that they closed the entire series.
good
But yeah,
ending
very
music.
Good performance from Fnatic. They're definitely back.
Before we get the boys here, let's take a look at our pay
All right,
safe card.
I have the
play
power
of
to
the week.
raid
And Kakuka,
somebody.
this one
Is
goes
someone
to
like
Cavern with
Cavern
his
a
fantastic
frequent
ace.
I think it was crazy.
huge
I believe this
rated
was the
person
first day
streaming?
of this week. It was a very, very long one, but it
Um,
definitely
Giza
was
is?
an impactful
Alright.
one when we think about Koi
We
and
like
the
Giza
performance
too.
that they had.
Hopefully we will have the
Hopefully.
pay safe card play of the week. But if we do see it, you guys will know.
Poland? All right, let's
from
watch this
Camo, but
boosted
before
Poland.
we see that player of the week, I guess I can tell you guys about a limited time offer that PaySafe card has as well. You can get a €5 sign-up bonus and spend it on whatever you want, whether it's the team skins, whether it's
We all
the
want to watch
bundles.
Poland lose, right?
Yeah, it was
I do.
insane here on
I mean,
Icebox.
win.
I believe there was a lot of pressure
Right?
to win this game against Giant X and time after
Let's
time.
do that.